was suddenly surprised by Su Yuan's answer. Huh, I said I would. You. Ignoring the anger rising in Zhao Qingsu's eyes, Su Yuan continued, that person will grow up to be as sweet and lovely as you. I will love her as much as I love you, treat her well, protect her, and never leave her for the rest of my life. HMPH, go find that woman of yours. Before Su Yuan could finish his words, Zhao Qingsu pushed him away harshly, turned around, and sat alone on the edge of the bed, feeling sad. It turns out that all men are pigs. Eat what's in the bowl while looking at what's in the pot. Su Yuan is no exception. I'll find her one day. Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu's waist from behind with amusement, and then whispered softly in her ear, besides, I will let her call you Mom. Zhao Qingsu suddenly realized and blushed. After all this time, what he said was actually, oh my God, this stinky man. Can't you just be less secretive? Turning around, Zhao Qingsu pulled his ear unhappily. I thought you were talking about. Who do you think I'm talking about? I thought you were talking about some shameless little goblin. Seeing the usually gentle and polite girl cursing in anger, Su Yuan couldn't help laughing. I thought you never swore. Humph, if anyone dares to seduce you, I will definitely use all the ugliest dirty words in the world to curse her, and curse her to death, and curse her until she gets depressed and commits suicide. Zhao Qingsu made a ferocious little expression, just like a little wolf cub pretending to be fierce, which made Su Yuan feel itchy. What he wanted to do most now was to go up and cover that little mouth tightly. However, based on his understanding of Zhao Qingsu, he knew that she would definitely not let him kiss her at this moment. So he approached her mouth calmly and asked, why do you just keep scolding her? Wouldn't it be better to beat her up? The little girl's long eyelashes trembled, and she said softly, Then I can't beat him. Su Yuan couldn't bear it any longer, and seeing that they were close enough, he rushed over and said, give me a kiss, and I'll help you beat her. Well, you don't hit women. Anyone who makes my wife angry will be treated like a beast. What? After a busy night last night, Su Yuan woke up with a sore back in the morning. He habitually reached around and found that Zhao Qingsu had already gotten up. This little girl has really good stamina. She worked so late yesterday and got up so early this morning. Su Yuan laughed, got up from the bed, washed up and went to the kitchen. But what surprised him was that there was no one in the kitchen. Where did the little girl go? Did he go walking the dog? Coming to the balcony, Su Yuan took a look and found that Li Guo was still staying obediently in the cage. He released Li Guo from the cage and asked, do you know where Qingsu went? Awu. Li Guo excitedly circled around Su Yuan, then howled a lot as if to say that he knew. You know, where is it? Li Guo turned around on the spot, then ran to the door, pried it open with his front legs, and ran upstairs quickly. Awo. Looking at Li Guo's appearance, Su Yuan hesitated for a moment but finally followed him. Li Guo followed his nose and sniffed as he walked, and soon brought him upstairs. Su Yuan pulled the door curiously but found that it was locked. He subconsciously pressed the doorbell. However, his hand stopped as soon as it touched the doorbell. Li Guo, do you know where the key to the upstairs is? Let's go get the key. Awu. Keep your voice down. Ouch. Chapter 146, What day is today? Zuer is starting a live broadcast so early today. Yes, Zuer, where are you? This doesn't seem to be your home. Zuer, is she going to take you? Early in the morning, as soon as Zhao Qingsu's fans came online, they actually received a reminder that she was going to start a live broadcast. Generally, her live broadcast time is concentrated in the afternoon and evening, and she rarely broadcasts in the morning. Therefore, the live broadcast room is relatively quiet, but because she has a large fan base, there are still many people. At this moment, everyone discovered that this did not seem to be her home. Although the layout is the same, the decoration styles are very different. Zhao Qingsu was busy preparing the things in her hands while chatting with the people on the barrage. This is my home. It's upstairs from my home. It's also my home. Fuck Zuer, you bought the upstairs too. This is the lifestyle of rich people. Everyone was still guessing where this place was, but they didn't expect it to be Zhao Qingsu's home, and they were immediately shocked. Although they didn't know where this large flat was, as long as it was in Shanghai, it wouldn't be cheap. They actually bought two at once. Okay, Qingsu, I'm just curious as to why you're here. I watched Zhao Qingsu busying around in front of the camera, and I had no idea what she was doing. I only saw her packing boxes one by one and then tying bows on them. The boxes were piled up into a small hill, which was half a person's height. After tying the last bow, Zhao Qingsu began to answer the questions on the barrage with a smile. Today is a special day, so I prepared a surprise for my husband Tilda. So all these gifts are for Brother Yuan. Yes, all of them are for my husband Tilda. What special day is it? Is it your wedding anniversary? No, no, no. My husband and I have only been married for 2 months. What day is it? I won't tell you. Zhao Qingsu squinted her eyes, adjusted the position of the camera, and ran to the kitchen to squeeze 2 glasses of juice. She was so busy and obsessed that she didn't notice Su Yuan opening the door and coming in quietly. Hey, why is the door open? When Zhao Qingsu came out of the kitchen with 2 glasses of juice, she was startled when she saw the door opened. Then I saw Li Guo licking the dog's face and rubbing towards me enthusiastically. It's you. Didn't I tell you to bring my husband with you? Why did you come here alone? Because Li Guo is very smart. He can understand some simple words. So after Zhao Qingsu got up and fed it, she continued to keep it in the cage and let it bring Su Yuan upstairs after Su Yuan got up. Who knew this guy would come up here by himself? I really can't stand the loneliness. The most outrageous thing is that he actually held the key in his mouth, opened the door and came in. Give me the key. Zhao Qingsu grabbed the key and pushed it out again. Go downstairs and wait for my husband to wake up, got it. Li Guo sat at the door and refused to leave. Owo, owo, owo. Su Yuan came in a long time ago, okay. But Zhao Qingsu didn't understand. You don't listen. Li Guo continued to howl in the direction where Su Yuan was hiding. When Su Yuan saw that his secret was about to be exposed, he quickly poked his head out, and while Zhao Qingsu wasn't paying attention, glared at Li Guo. Li Guo shook his head and refused to listen. Crack! Putting his hand on his neck, Su Yuan scratched it hard, then stuck out his tongue and rolled his eyes. Ouch! Seeing him like this, Li Guo finally gave in. He reluctantly left the room and watched Zhao Qingsu close the door. A dog sat at the door, looking up at the sky alone. Zhao Qingsu returned to the room, put the juice in place, moved the gifts, and finally sat in front of the camera holding a tube of fireworks. She planned to chat with the barrage first, and when Li Guo brought Su Yuan upstairs and knocked on the door, she would go to the door with the tube of fireworks to give him a surprise. Zuer, just tell us what's in this. It looks like a shoe box. Aren't they all shoes? Seeing how she hid the things so tightly, everyone was really curious. Zhao Qingsu smiled and said, You guessed it very close, tilde. These gifts are things my husband liked and wanted very much in the past but never bought for himself. I wanted to satisfy him at once, so I bought them all for him. Then I know what it is, tilde. Su Yuan smiled gently, then walked out from the entrance. His position is just right for the camera to capture his feet to waist, and because the phone is placed relatively low, his legs appear particularly straight and long. Zhao Qingsu was frightened half to death by him and turned back stupidly. You! Why are you here? Aren't you still asleep? You think I'm a pig. You, woo. This is a surprise I prepared for you. Zhao Qingsu worked hard for half a month and finally bought everything. Unexpectedly, Su Yuan found out in advance. This made her feel a little frustrated. She didn't know whether to release the firework tube in her hand or not. Su Yuan came over and hugged her. This really surprises me, honey. I love you. Love is mutual. The reason why he loves Zhao Qingsu so much is not only because she is simple, kind, and beautiful, but also because she has loved him as much as ever for several years. For example, she always remembers the things he likes, always give him little surprises occasionally. Every time he felt that besides being a man, he was also a child who could act like a spoiled child and receive gifts and surprises. Hubby, stop being so sentimental. Normally, when Su Yuan said he loved her during joking, she would accept it. But in this situation, Zhao Qingsu couldn't help but feel shy. You're the one who's the first to get emotional, okay. Pulling Zhao Qingsu to sit on the sofa, Su Yuan adjusted the camera to point at the pile of gifts in front of the sofa, with a pure and happy smile on his face. Okay, I'm going to start opening the gifts. After saying that, he picked up the top box and opened it carefully. A pair of Air Jordan 1, Game Real 1, lies quietly in the box. This pair of shoes is actually not very popular, but compared to other fancy shoes, the color scheme of this pair is very classic and refreshing, simple and elegant, and it is Su Yuan's favorite style. Fuck, it's actually a shoe box. Does that mean all the boxes here are AJ's? Chapter 147, It's So Expensive. Although everyone had long suspected that these boxes were all shoe boxes based on the appearance of the boxes, on second thought, it is impossible to give so many shoes as gifts to people, right? After all, shoes are not cheap. Especially AJ, a pair costs several thousand yuan, and the expensive ones can cost tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands. Giving away one pair is enough, but how much would it cost to give away a bunch of them? But I didn't expect that they were all shoes. Wife, I love it, you're so nice. After kissing Zhao Qingsu, Su Yuan continued to open the boxes, and then perfectly unpacked various out-of-print and limited editions. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. The entire Air Jordan series is complete. 40 to 50,000 a pair. There are at least 20 pairs here, right? Oh my god, when can I have such a good wife? Give me a wife, I don't want a big flat or AJ, I can't live like this. Let's live stream together. What? There may not be many girls who understand shoes. In their opinion, even if they talk about it to the sky, these are just a few pairs of shoes, which are far inferior to lipsticks and bags. But the boys watching the live broadcast were so excited. Because what kind of shoe is this? This is AJ. If a girl is willing to give me a pair of AJs, my life will be worth it even if I die. Wow, I'm crying with greed. Not only is this AJ, but it's also a limited edition AJ. I don't know where these shoes were bought from. Many pairs are out of print and no longer available. Someone raised questions in the barrage. Zhao Qingsu was about to say that she bought it from a purchasing agent, but Su Yuan, who had just opened the courier box, hugged her and kissed her madly. Don't worry about them, honey tilde tilde, now it's time for us to be alone. After saying that, he turned off the live broadcast. Why is it gone? You are so stingy, let's see what happened. That's right, do you think we want to see you guys showing off your affection? We're looking at your shoes. You don't even want to show me your shoes. Ignoring the wailing in the barrage, Su Yuan smiled and hugged Zhao Qingsu, sitting on the sofa and whispering to her. In order to prepare a surprise for Su Yuan, Zhao Qingsu got up early. So I fell asleep leaning on Su Yuan's shoulder without realizing it. Looking at the girl's beautiful sleeping face, Su Yuan smiled slightly and carefully picked up the phone with his other hand. He took a look at his recent chat history with Zin Ziolai. Mr. Su, I have bought all the shoes. I can send them to you after I communicate with the purchasing agent. Well, don't let it show. I promise not to. After looking at the chat history for a few times, he clicked clear and threw the phone aside, continuing to watch the girl sleep. This silly little girl really thought that she could buy all the shoes by just finding a purchasing agent. If he hadn't discovered it in time, this little girl would have bought so many fake shoes. What? At noon, after Zhao Qingsu woke up, she went downstairs to cook. Su Yuan was bored, so he casually opened an online game called Jianghu and created an account to play. After dinner, seeing Su Yuan so obsessed with playing online games, she also downloaded one and played along. Before, Su Yuan played more MOBA games like Pesticide League and had never played online games. Zhao Qingsu was even a newbie, so the two of them enjoyed the game very much. Su Yuan played the melee assassin Xiang Wu, while Zhao Qingsu played the nurse Mei Yun. The two of them teamed up and had a lot of fun completing the main quests. After finishing the main storyline, they went to play the game together. Su Yuan was in the front, dealing damage, while Zhao Qingsu followed behind, caring for him. When the levels are similar, the system will recommend two people to join the gang. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu didn't know anything about gangs, so they just listened to Zhao Qingsu and randomly chose a small gang with a nice name to join. When the gang channel saw the two people coming in, they sent out a series of welcome messages. Two more Smurfs have come in and they are couple IDs. Could these be Smurfs of the same person? Yes, tell me the truth. Whose trumpet is it? In online games, you often need a small account to level up when playing games or use it as a reward account, so everyone has a few small accounts. The average level of the people in this area is already 120, so there shouldn't be any new players coming in. So everyone who joins the gang now thinks they are Smurfs. Seeing what the gang said, Su Yuan didn't pay much attention and continued to complete his own tasks. But Zhao Qingsu over there stupidly asked, "What small account? Oh, you're still pretending. If you don't tell the truth, I'll kick you out." That's right. I'm really not a small trumpet. Zhao Qingsu explained. My husband and I have just started playing this game. We really don't have any Smurfs. What do you want us to believe? It seems like we misunderstood. Sorry, I thought you were someone else's Smurf. Do I need you to upgrade? Seeing how seriously Zhao Qingsu explained, the others realized that they had wronged them. They quickly apologized and joined their team to help them fight. The gang leader, Xiao Kangli, even called a bunch of people to come and watch. Come and see. We have 2 new members in our gang, come and watch. No way, in this day and age there are still new people. Don't block me, I want to accept a disciple. Although it is a small gang and there is no big boss in the gang, everyone is very enthusiastic. One of them took Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu to level up and clear the books. Another one took them as apprentices, and the other one taught them how to get equipment and various things that would increase their cultivation. After several people taught enthusiastically for an entire afternoon, they finally replaced the 2 newbies' tattered outfits and put together a complete set of dungeon sets. Zhao Qingsu thanked everyone and clicked on the panel of one of them. That is also a person who plays the role of a nanny. She was wearing a beautiful golden dress. Her whole body was glowing, and she looked as pretty as a little fairy. Looking at myself again, I was wearing tattered clothes like a little beggar. My sister is so beautiful, tilde tilde. Zhao Qingsu looked at the dress and couldn't help but praise it. What kind of dress is this? This is the outfit for this event. The nurse quickly replied to Zhao Qingsu, but this event is quite expensive, and it depends on luck. I got this dress after spending 3,000 yuan. I heard that some big guys spent tens of thousands of yuan and still didn't get it. So expensive. Although Zhao Qingsu also plays games such as Pesticide and knows about skins, the most expensive skin in Pesticide only costs over 100 yuan. But any piece of clothing here costs thousands or even tens of thousands. Chapter 148. Isn't it enough to improve your strength? Ha, this is your first time playing an online game, right? Online games are more expensive, you'll get used to it. Yes, except for the leader, Brother Kangli, and the deputy leader, Sister Kang Yun. Our gang is full of retired players. Su Yuan was studying the strategy carefully on the side, while Zhao Qingsu was chatting with people in the group on the gang channel. Probably because it was a rare opportunity to see a curious newbie. A bunch of old-timers were happily bragging in front of her. Zhao Qingsu also asked Su Yuan to recognize the deputy gang leader Kang Yun as their master. What do you mean by retirement players? Everyone is very old. The meaning of retirement players is that they are Buddhist players who don't work hard every day and just do daily tasks and main quests. It would be great if you could just stay in the group like us. Yes, in addition to the retirement players, there are also the life players. They don't even play the daily main quests, but collect things everywhere to make furniture and basic equipment. Although they can't be sold for much money, they are just killing time. So that's how it is. After listening to the explanations of several people, Zhao Qingsu thought for a while and felt that being a retirement player was quite suitable for her. Well, it's up to you. Our gang is just a retirement gang. Apart from gang leader Kangli and deputy gang leader Kang Yun, basically no one recharges money in the gang. Oh, so how much did they charge? Newbie Zhao Qingsu continued to ask questions, and the others over there also talked about it with relish. Hey, let me tell you a secret. Last time, deputy gang leader Kang Yun asked me to help her hang up the game. I took a look and saw that she had recharged more than 50,000 yuan. So many, isn't this too exaggerated? Although Zhao Qingsu now earns back this money in a month. She has never played online games before and didn't know they were so expensive. What are you exaggerating about? Didn't I tell you that online games are very in-game? Our deputy gang leader spent 50,000 yuan, and he can only barely make it into the top 100 in this zone. The top one is the big shot. I don't know exactly how much he spent, but at least he has a house. An apartment? Zhao Qingsu almost screamed. This is just a game. How could anyone top up a house in such a virtual game? This is too exaggerated. Looking at the newbie's surprised face, the others were very happy. It's so rare to have such a clean little newbie, like a blank sheet of paper. They must seize the opportunity to brag more. After all, opportunities are rare. Unexpected, right? But online games are so unreal. Our area is nothing because the top player on the list only spent about 1 million. But the area next door is different. You don't know how much the top player in the area next door spent. Guess. 2 million. Wrong. What about the 5 million? Oh, you're naive, right? Seeing the newbie Zhao Qingsu racking her brains to guess, several people raised their lips and said disdainfully, "We ordinary people may not be able to earn 5 million in our lifetime, but the big guy recharged 10 million in one go. Yeah, I heard that the boss is from the Imperial Capital Circle. Anyway, we definitely can't afford to offend people like us. Of course, people like us may never see 10 million in our lifetime, right?" Several people were chattering, and Zhao Qingsu was dumbfounded. She couldn't help but quickly typed a line of words, 10 million, can buy my most expensive dress. Fakesu, you are being too pretentious with this statement tilde tilde. In the game, Zhao Qingsu's name is Fakesu, and Su Yuan's is Bailu. When everyone heard Zhao Qingsu say this, they thought she was joking and never thought it was true. After all, in the game, although there are many big guys, how can there be any big guy who is in such a miserable state? Although it's overly pretentious, it's exceptionally fresh and refined, and the pretense is of high standard. No more talking, let's quickly finish today's routine teamwork. Fakesu and Bailu join my team. Deputy gang leader Kang Yun is quite conscientious and responsible. He not only answers the disciples' questions, but also helps them with various daily dungeons. The main thing is that the level of the copy is upgraded with the level of the server. If there is no one to lead Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, these two newbies, they really can't beat them. Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan happily completed a basic copy. It's really fun tilde tilde. In fact, fighting in the dungeon has nothing to do with Zhao Qingsu. She is just a little nurse with no output and no milk. She just runs around in circles and watches the special effects of her clothes fluttering when she runs. However, the next second the screen went black, indicating that she had been killed. Although the bright words next to it read, "You have been killed independently by the player Liu Huaren." But she didn't understand it, so she started shouting, "Ah, I was killed by a monster." When she arrived at the resurrection point, she suddenly discovered that Kang Yun, the deputy gang leader and master who seemed very powerful in her eyes, was also by her side. She immediately typed and asked, "Master, were you also beaten to death by the boss?" Kang Yun was silent for a moment. "No, he was killed independently by Liu Hua." "Why would he kill us?" "It's nothing, I've got you involved. Let's not fight this one for now. Let's fight the next one. When he's not here anymore, we'll continue fighting." After Kang Yun finished speaking, he led the team directly to the next copy. Su Yuan's asked, "He killed us for no reason, why don't we fight back?" These disciples are more troublesome than the other. With a sigh, Kang Yun resigned himself to his fate and explained, "Luo Hua Renjulu is #1 on the list, and he is also the leader of the largest gang here. How can I kill him? He can kill all of us in 1 second with just one skill. Then why not just improve your strength?" "It doesn't cost money to improve your strength." Kang Yun wanted to cry, but she couldn't. But a newbie is a newbie, and she couldn't be too harsh on him, so she said, "Well, then you should work hard to improve your strength." After saying that, he continued to play the game. She didn't say anything afterwards. However, when the gang members saw the news that she was killed, they were indignant. "Sister Kang Yun, this #1 is too much. Is he going to kill us all?" "That's right. Aren't we just spawning wolves in the same map as them? It's a public place. Why can they go there but we can't? If they keep doing this, I'll use the bullhorn to scold them. Just ignore them." Seeing that everyone was speaking for him, Kang Yun smiled and advised, "If we can't afford to offend them, can't we just hide away? It's just a matter of being killed a few times. It won't be a big loss." "Sister Kang Yun, you just have such a good temper. If it were me, I would have been so angry that I would have cursed you." Chapter 149, I'm so angry. I can't beat him and I can't scold him. Baby, look, I killed her and her trumpet, are you happy?" On the other hand, Liu Huaren, who is #1 on the list, is acting like a bootlicker, madly licking his CP Wei Yuyan. Wei Yuyan also plays with the nanny when she plays with a pair of swifts. But her strength is not low, ranking 11th, and she is wearing top-quality clothes, shining with beautiful golden light. When they saw Luo Huaren kill Kang Yun, Wei Yuyan Shuang Fei were finally satisfied. But she pouted, "You must still be thinking about her." "I swear to God, I really don't. I really have no interest in her for a long time. Honey, you are my true love. What do you want me to do to make you believe me?" "I don't want you to do anything, but you are not allowed to contact her again." "I promise to do this." Really, that shameless woman has such a strong will. Even in this state, she still refuses to quit the game. She is just shameless. If you want her to quit the game, there is a way. What is the solution? You'll know then, baby, I'll give you a surprise. No one knows the conversation between the two. After Kang Yun took Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu to finish their daily dungeons, he let them do other things on their own as they were going to fight a gang war soon. The so-called gang war is a war between gangs that is fought twice a week. The winner will advance, and there will be a ranking in the end. The higher the ranking, the more rewards you will get. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, two small fry, were killed instantly wherever they went. They couldn't make any contribution by participating in this kind of gang war, and the gang didn't even consider them as combat power. Zhao Qingsu really didn't think of herself as a fighting force. She found that the map of this game was very delicate and very stylish. She wandered around the game by herself out of curiosity, doing the main storyline, picking flowers and grass, etc. Su Yuan stayed in her team and followed her wherever she went. However, when Zhao Qingsu opened the two people's panel again, she was shocked. There will be a row of numbers under the character panel, and those numbers represent strength. Zhao Qingsu's strength is just over 1,000, and she originally thought that Su Yuan was the same as her. But who knew that when she looked again, Su Yuan's strength was actually around 5,000 or 6,000. Although 5,000 or 6,000 is not very high, the #1 on the list is almost 20,000. But isn't this strength growing too fast? Obviously, the missions are done by two people together. Why is there such a big difference? What did you do? Why did you suddenly become so powerful? Zhao Qingsu turned around and pinched Su Yuan's face. "Did you recharge?" "My dear wife, you are amazing. You guessed it right away." "Yes, I paid for it." Su Yuan shook his phone and said, "I just topped up 10,000 yuan. 10,000? Don't spend so much money on the game, it's such a waste. But if you top up 10,000, you'll get a set of nice clothes. Su Yuan opened the wardrobe interface to show Zhao Qingsu. Sure enough, there was a set of white clothes in his closet, which was similar to the one worn by Xia Longnu and looked fairy-like. As soon as she saw the clothes, Zhao Qingsu's eyes lit up. Really? Yes, you see, this dress is definitely not cheap if you buy it alone, but it's free if you top up 10,000, isn't it worth it? Then I'll also give you 10,000. Good. What? Ding, congratulations to the host for spending 10,000 yuan on his wife Zhao Qinghua and getting a tenfold rebate of 100,000 yuan. The balance has been deposited into your account. Please check it. Listening to the voice in his ear, Su Yuan covered his mouth and laughed secretly. Wife, do you want to charge more? No, no, no. Recharging 10,000 yuan into the game was enough to make her feel distressed. If she recharged more, she would be heartbroken. Maybe her mindset hasn't changed yet. Anyway, Zhao Qingsu feels that it is worthwhile to spend 10,000 yuan on jewelry, but it is really painful to spend it on recharging for games. However, when there were suddenly 10,000 more gold ingots in the game, she began to feel confused. What could she use these gold ingots for? When he opened the mall, he found that there were many kinds of materials that could be purchased with ingots. However, Zhao Qingsu didn't know what those materials were used for, so he just pretended not to see them and went to the appearance column. There are so many beautiful clothes. 2,000 a set isn't expensive, so I'll buy them. I bought this one too. This dress glows tilde tilde. At first, Zhao Qingsu thought that 10,000 gold coins were a lot, and she could never spend them all. But she didn't expect that after just buying 2 sets of clothes, they were all gone. Although she was heartbroken, she felt it was nothing when she looked at her new clothes. What? This Luohua guy is too independent. I really want to kill him. That's right, this guy is really disgusting. He even joined the gang opposite ours to kill us. No more fighting. While Zhao Qingsu was buying clothes, the gang war over there was not optimistic, and everyone in the gang seemed very angry. Zhao Qingsu watched for a while and finally understood what was happening. It turned out that although they were a small retirement gang, they had quite a few members and were larger than many very small gangs. This time they were fighting against a very small gang, which had only 10 people, including the gang leader. Logically speaking, it would be easy for them to win. But they didn't expect that the number 1 on the list, Luohua, would temporarily abandon his own gang and join that small gang, coming here specifically to fight them. Liu Huarendulu's cultivation level is now 19,000. It can be said that he will kill anyone who stands in his way, and even Buddha. In addition, he is a profession with long-range full court output. As long as he stands in the opposite house and uses skills with his eyes closed, a large number of them will die instantly. Everyone in the gang is so angry. I'm sorry, I've implicated everyone. This Liu Huarenduli must have targeted us. If you continue to stay in my gang, you will still be killed by him. Anyway, we don't have any grudges against him, so you can join another gang so that he won't chase you and kill you. Kang Yun also felt very sorry for everyone. Seeing everyone cursing, he also said this. But none of the people below wanted to leave. Sister Kang Yun, what are you talking about? Didn't you lead us through those difficult dungeons one by one? How could we be so ungrateful? Yeah, and who would want us? Little weaklings with no power. I'm so angry. If I can't beat him, I can scold him. I have a warehouse full of loudspeakers. Let him go. Chapter 150 him. Recharged 1 million. What Liu Huaren did independently, this time was disgusting. The people in the gang couldn't help it anymore. They have actually only been in the gang for a short time. But because the gang leader and deputy gang leader lead the gang in various dungeons and activities, the gang atmosphere is good and the cohesion is strong. Everyone was having a great time, but last week, when Kang Yun was taking them out in the wild to kill wolves and improve their skill levels, they ran into Liu Huarenduli, who was also refreshing his skills there. The wolves in that place refresh very quickly. They will reappear within a few seconds after you die. They have no attack power. As long as you kill a certain number of wolves, your skills will be refreshed. Originally, everyone was happily browsing there, chatting as they browsed. As for the independent Luohua standing next to him, no one paid much attention to him. But who knew that after a while, when the 2 swifts came flying, the lonely man in the fallen flowers suddenly started talking to them. My wife and I are going to brush up our skills now. All of you get out of here, or I'll kill you. The people following Kang Yun were silent for a while, looking a little confused. Kang Yun was the first to speak. This is not your gang's territory. You can attack us, but we can't. Then Liu Huarendulu wiped them all out. Originally, this kind of game was a game of the strong bullying the weak. After being defeated by Luohua Renjuli, They just cursed Luohu Orenguli behind his back and let it go. But they didn't expect that in the next week, the Luohua people would keep chasing them and killing them. Whenever they met someone from their gang, they would kill them with red power, which was really disgusting. There's no point in scolding. Don't waste your horn, it costs money too. After Kang Yun said this, he opened the limited-time event Chosen Treasure. The Chosen Treasure is an activity that will be held at 8 o'clock every night. The activity is limited to 1 hour. There will usually be several materials for strengthening equipment that can only be purchased with RMB. The lowest price of these materials is no less than 10,000. Even the big guys have to think twice before buying them. Ordinary players basically just go there to watch. Kang Yun clicked it, mainly because she was missing a material called Jade Fragment. This kind of material can only be drawn with gold in activities or purchased with gold in the Chosen Treasure. It will not drop during the game. She has collected 99 of them through the event, and now she only needs one more, so she plans to buy one directly from the Heavenly Chosen Treasure. But when she opened the Heavenly Chosen Treasure and saw the goods inside, she was stunned. The prices of the items in this Heavenly Chosen Treasure are rising steadily. The price of a jade fragment that normally cost only 200 yuanbao each has now skyrocketed to 800 yuanbao each. What happened? The prices in this area have risen so much. She clicked on it and took a look, and the person who made the bid was Bai Lu. Who is Bai Lu? Isn't that her apprentice? She clicked on each product and took a look, and sure enough, they were all bought by her apprentices. Each time the Chosen Treasure appears, there will be about 100 jade fragments. If each fragment is worth 800 yuan, 10 of them would be worth 8,000 yuan, and 100 of them would be worth 80,000 yuan. How much money did Bai Lu recharge? What fuck is this Kang Yun crazy? Who is he trying to disgust here? While Kang Yun was surprised, Luohu Orenguli and Wei Yuyan Xiongfei were also disgusted after seeing the price of the Chosen Treasure. But they were not scolding Bai Lu, but Kang Yun. Because this afternoon, when Luohu was killing people alone, he saw Bai Lu in Kang Yun's team. At that time, he clicked in to look at Bai Lu's information. It was a new account, so he naturally thought that Bai Lu was Kang Yun's Smurf account. Each new account in this game will give players a benefit. That is, the first recharge of 108 will get a critical hit, and you can get about 800 to 1,500 yuan. He thought that Kang Yun must have used the small account to recharge money to disgust him and deliberately steal things from him. Therefore, Liu Orenguli immediately felt that this account must be Kang Yun's small account. He told this to the gang group, and a group of people started to curse Kang Yun for being immoral. She was inexplicably blamed. Of course, Kang Yun didn't know that she had been blamed yet. She opened her friend list and took a look. Well, her 2 dear disciples are online. I first clicked on Fakesue and took a look. Well, her strength had not increased and was still at the initial value, but her charm value column was almost catching up with her accumulation from playing for several months. Moreover, she was dressed in fancy clothes, and I guess she had spent a lot of money on buying clothes. After looking at Fakesue, she naturally opened Bai Lu's panel. Very good, others may spend 2 months to reach the strength of 7,000, but he did it in just 1 afternoon. Sure enough, he was the one who recharged the money. Rabbit, can I ask how much you charged? I recharged 1 million. Su Yuan saw Kang Yun sending him a message, so he replied directly and asked, where else can I get this jade fragment besides the event and this heavenly chosen treasure? He has been doing this for so long and found that most of the ways to improve your strength are to accumulate various items dropped from dungeons. Basically, as long as you are willing to work hard and spend more time, you can improve your strength over time. Of course, if you don't want to spend time, you can buy it with money, but ordinary people simply won't spend that kind of money. The other is the event lottery and the auction of the chosen treasure. All the good things are here, but you have to spend real money. When playing games, of course you have to have fun. What's the point of being a newbie and getting killed all the time? So Su Yuan directly topped up 1 million to test the waters, opened the event box worth 100,000, and spent more than 100,000 to buy all the jade fragments in the heavenly chosen treasure. 100 jade fragments can be combined into an jade gem. After being inlaid on equipment, the attributes of the equipment will be greatly improved. Moreover, when there are more gems, there will also be special attack effects. After you have collected all 12 gems, you can activate the gem upgrade effect and continue to use jade fragments to upgrade the original gems, but you will need more jade fragments. This jade fragment is too difficult to put together. He tried to get everything he could today, but only managed to collect 5 gems. Brother, 5 a day is not enough. Looking at the message sent by his white deer rabbit, Kang Yun felt that he had difficulty breathing. We have to take our time with this thing. Oh, okay, then I'll buy all I can. Since the jade fragments didn't work, Su Yuan went to raid the players' markets. He had plenty of money anyway, so he bought up all the good stuff that was suitable for him. Chapter 151. How much money did you spend? Half a month later, Zhao Qingsu's wardrobe was almost full. She sat in her beautiful wind chime car, wearing a fairy-like purple dress, her long hair flying and a purple light swaying around her. Anyway, it looks like there's no problem. Although when I opened the panel, I saw that her strength was only about 6,000, which made her a bit of a loser. She was really beautiful. It's just that Su Yuan feels something is not right. She seemed to be playing this game as a dress-up game. Hubby, they're going to have another gang fight tonight, so why don't we go? Now the game Jianghu has become her daily game. Unlike Su Yuan, every time she goes online she just chats with everyone and changes into new clothes. Fighting is non-existent. Especially gang wars or district-wide melees for power. She has no interest at all. Su Yuan touched her head and said, "Okay, then I'll stay with my wife." After opening the rankings and taking a look, he saw that his strength was almost in the top 100, only slightly behind Kang Yun. However, with his current damage, he can easily kill Kang Yun in 1 second. It's over, it's over. Why are we going to attack the biggest gang this time? Or I won't go. I don't want to be tortured and killed by Luohua Ren Dooley and Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, the couple of dogs. Wow, it's so tragic. As soon as the people in the gang saw their opponents in the gang war, they all wilted. During this period of time, their gang really had not been bullied by Liu Huaren Dooley and Wei Yuyan Xiongfei. Gang leader Kang Li and deputy gang leader Kang Yun also had little confidence. Okay, everyone just go in and hang up to get the reward. We can't beat them anyway. Okay. A few people nodded, put the game on hold and started chatting. Recently, their topics of conversation have shifted from who is dating who and who is breaking up with who, to what new clothes Fake Su bought, and how Beilu's cultivation has increased by another 1,000. Zuer, you have already reached the blue level. Every time they opened Fake Su and Beilu's interfaces every day, they could see surprises. Even if they were dumb, they knew that these two were big guys. Although Fake Su does not improve your strength, those clothes are not cheap, especially the level of the wardrobe. Only when the accumulated clothes reach a certain level will new clothes be unlocked for purchase. There are 10 levels in total: red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. Now the Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, who is ranked first in the charm list, is only at the green level, but I didn't expect Fake Su to reach the blue level all of a sudden. Isn't this horrible? Yes, look at my new mount. Is it nice? The reason why Zhao Qingsu went on a shopping spree and piled up her clothes to the blue level was mainly because after reaching the blue level, she could buy a purple carriage. The carriage was surrounded by fluttering purple gauze, and it was super beautiful to sit in it. A few people smiled bitterly and could only praise her. Of course she looks good. Our Zhu is now the best looking in the whole district. Zhao Qingsu was very happy seeing everyone in the gang channel praising her. She was about to take some more nice photos, but unexpectedly the screen went black and she was killed again. Normally she wouldn't be very angry if she was killed, because there would be no loss anyway and she wouldn't lose her clothes. But this time she worked hard to find a good-looking place, controlled the character to find the right angle, and waited for the falling petals on the tree to reach a certain position before pressing the photo button. However, before she could take the photo, she was killed. Husband, I was beaten to death. Zhao Qingsu pouted, threw the phone aside, and hugged Su Yuan's arm unhappily. Su Yuan was originally looking at his equipment interface when he heard Zhao Qingsu's coquettish tone. He turned off the equipment and took a look, and sure enough, the team indicated that Zhao Qingsu was dead. Originally, he had been following Zhao Qingsu, but just now, when Zhao Qingsu was taking pictures, she didn't like him because he didn't look good and was too much of a nuisance standing next to her. So she stopped following him and threw him into a small corner. Because you didn't stay with me, now you've been killed, right? After seeing that the murderer was Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, Su Yuan rubbed Zhao Qingsu's hair while the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Humph, it's your fault for not following me. Okay, it's my fault. Directly on the gang battle map, Su Yuan pulled Zhao Qingsu into the team. Doesn't she like to kill you? Let's just slaughter their gang later. What? My gang leader, Luohua Renjulu, has been killed by Beilu from the Liyun Kanghai gang. My deputy leader, Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, has been killed by Bai Lu from the Liyun Kanghai gang. Every time someone in the gang dies, the gang will receive a notification. This time, the Luohua Independent Gang was fighting against a small gang like Liyun Kanghai. So basically everyone was just chatting and slacking off, planning to just get a reward and be done with it. But while they were chatting, they suddenly saw these two messages. The gang's chat channel exploded instantly. Fuck, our gang leader was killed. What happened? What the hell is this white deer? Why have I never seen it before? Fuck, they dare to kill our gang members, brothers do it. As the largest gang in the area, they were of course angry when their leader was killed. Those who were originally slacking off stopped and started looking for Bai Lu all over the map. Originally, they thought that Liu Huarenduli and Wei Yuyan Xiongfei were killed because they were AFK and were stolen by the assassin named Bailu. But when they got serious and killed Bailu a few times, they realized they were wrong. But when they got serious, they found out. It's totally useless. My gang leader, Liu Huarendulu, has been killed by Bailu from the Liyun Kanghai gang. My deputy leader, Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, has been killed by Bai Lu from the Liyun Kanghai gang. The gang channel kept prompting the news that Liu Huarenduli and Wei Yuyan Xiongfei had been killed, but they flashed for a moment and disappeared the next second. After killing the people, they turned invisible and ran away. They couldn't even see their shadows. Damn it, my eyes were almost blinded by it. Because Su Yuan was very low-key no matter what he did, so even though his strength had improved, apart from the people in his gang, few people from other gangs had noticed it. This time he directly pinned down his own gang leader and tortured him like a dog, and only then did they click on his profile and take a closer look. But when they opened it a little, their eyes were almost blinded. Although Bai Lu's accumulation was not enough, so his strength seemed not very high, only 15,000, which was a full 4,000 short of the number 1 Luo Huarenduli. But his equipment was almost all made of the most expensive and best jade stones, and each jade stone was upgraded. Now all the equipment on his body was shining with golden light. Every beam of light appears faintly. TNND, how much money did they spend on this? Chapter 152, oh, is that so? Isn't this white deer too fierce? Brothers charge. Originally, the morale of the Liyun Kanghai gang had been low, and they were planning to give up. But they didn't expect that Bai Lu would suddenly appear and kill the number 1 on the opposite side like slaughtering pigs and dogs. They immediately became energized. They all fought back frantically, as if they were injected with chicken blood. The gang leaders Kang Li and Kang Yun each led a team, and they also formed groups to steal people everywhere. Although there were not many people in their gang, they were divided into 2 teams, and without the independent output suppression of the Luohua people, they were able to steal quite a few people. After a while, the gang's points caught up. The outcome of a gang war mainly depends on which side has more accumulated points. As for the points, they are gained by killing people. The more people you kill, the more points you get. Of course, after killing more people, that person will have extra bonus points on his head. Just like Liu Huarendulu, he originally killed more than 30 people at the beginning, so killing him not only gives you 10 points for killing someone, but also an extra 50 bounty points. Therefore, after Su Yuan killed him several times, the gang's points quickly caught up. Honey, are we going to win this fight? Zhao Qingsu stared at the phone for a long time and finally understood a little. After all, everyone was fighting for the gang war, and she was more or less infected. Yes, I avenged you. Are you happy? Happy? Zhao Qingsu nodded seriously, but frowned again with a slightly puzzled look in her eyes. But why did she want to kill me for no reason? I obviously don't know him at all. I don't know, but I'll know soon. What? Are you any good at what you do? Why are you always getting killed? You're a piece of trash. It was the first time that Wei Yuyan Xiongfei was killed so badly without any chance of fighting back. He was so angry that he stopped playing the game and started to attack Luo Huarenduli. Luo Huarenduli was also very annoyed by the fact that he was killed. I am a ranged DPS and I can't do anything to the assassin, and you don't give me any healing. I didn't give you milk. You died the moment you were fragile. How could I give you milk? You are a waste and you are still blaming me. Wei Yuyan Xiongfei is usually pampered by Luo Huarendu and given whatever she wants, but this time she didn't expect that he would blame her. How could she tolerate this? She quit the game immediately and said, "Break up. Let's break up." Wei Yuyan Xiongfei usually uses breaking up as an excuse too many times. Every time Luo Huarenduli comes, she has to try her best to coax her. Now she is too tired and just agrees to break up. Wei Yuyan Xiongfei gnashed her teeth and said, "I think you are still thinking about that bitch Kang Yun. Don't call her a bitch all the time. At least she has a good temper." You... Wei Yuyan Xiongfei was so angry at his words that she almost trembled. She said viciously, "You are not motivated enough and now you think I am bad. Look at Faksu, her charm value is higher than mine, but I didn't see you give me money to buy new clothes. Now you are being killed like a dog by Kang Yun's gang. Are you scared? Seeing that Kang Yun, that little bitch, has become rich, you want to make peace with that little bitch Kang Yun. You are unreasonable." The two quarreled for a long time and parted unhappily, and the gang war was naturally lost. There was a cloud of gloom and sadness in the gang. No one knows why a freak like Bai Lu suddenly appeared. If you can't defeat them, then surrender. The people in the gang chattered for a long time, and after attacking Bai Lu, they realized that they could not beat the boss no matter what. He can even chase down and kill the number one on the list, let alone these small fry. So after discussing for a long time, they decided that they didn't have any big grudge against Bai Lu, so why not just call him to their gang? You guys are all cowards just like Luo Huarenguli. He killed us like this, and you still let him join our gang. Wei Yuyan Xiongfei, who had not spoken in the gang channel, suddenly spoke. Seeing her angry words, everyone looked at each other, not knowing what to say for a moment. What does this have to do with them? They don't want to be cowardly, but that doesn't mean they can't win, right? Sister Feifei, calm down. We were just saying it casually. Some people got angry when they saw Wei Yuyan flying in pairs and started to coax others, while others remained silent and turned off the gang channel. Wei Yuyan Xiongfei looked at the gang channel and licked his words. After watching for a while, he finally calmed down and then rolled his eyes. What are you still doing here? Don't you know what you should do in your heart? The group of people were quite confused. Sister Feifei, what should we do? Why would someone like Bai Lu insist on staying in a small gang like Liyun Kanghai? Isn't it because he has an affair with Kang Yun? At first, Wei Yuyan Xiongfei thought that Bai Lu and Fei Zhu were Kang Yun's aliases, but now it seems that is not the case. If Kang Yun is really that rich, why doesn't he recharge his main account? But Bai Lu immediately used money to counter his strength. Why would a big shot like him insist on staying in a small gang? That means she is having an affair with deputy gang leader Kang Yun. Is this true? Aren't Bai Lu and Fei Zhu a couple? Everyone in the gang was confused. They didn't realize what was going on. Wei Yuyan Xiongfei sneered. Don't worry about how I know this. Anyway, the two of them are having an affair. You know what to do, right? I understand. After all this time, Bai Lu is a scumbag and Kang Yun is a scumbag. Poor Feixu. Go curse that scumbag to death. In the online game, everyone was just watching and watching, not knowing whether it was true or not. No one wanted to fight. After Wei Yuyan Xiongfei's guidance, everyone actually believed it. Suddenly, Su Yuan and the world suffered. It's just that Su Yuan here quit the game directly after finishing the gang war, and really didn't pay much attention to anything in the game. What are you doing? Why did you think of calling your brother? Just after eating some fruit, Su Yuan received a call from his sister Su Yao. Su Yao's tone was very sweet and soft. Isn't that good news to share with you? What's the good news? After I tell you, don't get too excited. I'm telling you, you're going to have a tall, handsome, and rich brother-in-law soon. After Su Yao finished speaking, she asked, do you remember Gao Yun? He is the president of our animation club. He just confessed to me. Oh, is that so? Su Yuan actually didn't have a good impression of Gao Yun, so after hearing what Su Yao said, his reaction was flat. Did you agree? I was too shy, so I ran away. Chapter 153. No, I rejected him. Su Yao briefly described the process of being confessed to. This afternoon, she was taken to the lakeside of the school, where Gao Yun had already prepared a bouquet of flowers and gifts. As soon as he saw her coming, he confessed his feelings in public. Although she was extremely happy and her heart was pounding like it was about to jump out of her chest, she turned around and ran away because she was too shy. So it's not considered an agreement yet. But in fact, Su Yao was also a little confused. She had never liked boys before, and her feelings towards Gao Yun were mostly just a little girl's admiration for a male god. After getting to know him for a while, although the two of them were quite happy getting along, she seemed to have a wrong feeling towards Gao Yun. Anyway, I definitely like it, but it's just liking it. Listen to your brother and don't agree to it. Hearing that the girl had not agreed yet, Su Yuan finally breathed a sigh of relief. He had met Gao Yun before. As for Gao Yun, he felt that he was not too bad, but he was definitely not a good person either. He didn't know about other things, but there was one thing that he was very sure of. Gao Yun doesn't like his sister at all. As a man himself, he understands it better than anyone else. Gao Yun definitely had a purpose in approaching his sister. As for what the purpose was, he still needed to investigate. Brother, why? Su Yao was a little surprised. Gao Yun is a good guy. He is tall, handsome, rich, and has a good family background. I don't think I am worthy of him. In fact, Su Yao did not agree to Gao Yun immediately, mainly because she felt that being Gao Yun's girlfriend was too stressful. After all, he is the idol that everyone in the school likes. If you are with him, you will inevitably be criticized. Can you repeat what you just said? What? Su Yuan's sudden serious words startled Su Yao. He is tall, handsome, and rich. Not this one. I feel like I'm not good enough for him, Su Yuan said in a deep voice. You are my sister, no matter who it is. You are worthy of her, do you understand? Oh, I see. Su Yao nodded, a little confused. Brother, what should I do now? I just said you two are not suitable. Yeah, okay. Don't pretend to obey me. Got it, bro. After hanging up the phone, Zhao Qingsu next to him also quit the game and said with a smile, I think Gao Yun is pretty good. Why don't you seem to like him so much? In Zhao Qingsu's opinion, Gao Yun and Su Yao are a perfect match, with both of them being talented and beautiful. Su Yuan pinched her face and said, You two are both naive. After saying that, he sent a message to Zin Ziulai, asking her to check about Gao Yun. Don't be so cautious, it's just a love affair. Seeing him looking like he was facing a formidable enemy, Zhao Qingsu couldn't help laughing. Yi Yao is already such a grown-up, she will be able to handle it. Trust a man's instinct. Su Yuan pointed to his head and said, There is definitely something wrong with Gao Yun. I'm sorry, I don't think we are suitable for each other, so let's not be together. Although Su Yao was very happy when Gao Yun confessed to her, when it came to the real choice, she still listened to Su Yuan and rejected him without hesitation. Why, is it just because you think we are not suitable for each other? After Gao Yun received the news, he couldn't believe what Su Yao said was true and thought he was dazzled. After he looked at it for a few seconds and confirmed that he was not mistaken, he was suddenly furious. He is always successful in pursuing girls and has never failed. In order to make Su Yao 100% sure to take the bait this time, he prepared for half a month in advance. During this half month, he could be said to have taken care of her in every possible way, ordering takeout and milk tea for her, giving her gifts, picking her up and dropping her off at school, and doing everything a boyfriend should do. It can be said that he has shown his utmost patience. But now Su Yao told him that they were not suitable. It's just not appropriate. Facing Gao Yun's questioning, Su Yao was startled and explained, It's mainly because my brother said we are not suitable. Alas, I didn't want to betray my brother, but now I can't find a reason, so I'll just ask my brother to block it for me. Gao Yun looked at what Su Yao sent and was a little dumbfounded. Just because of this? You mean you like me, but your brother doesn't agree? Facing Gao Yun's questioning, Su Yao felt a little dizzy. Is this still her idol? Shouldn't her idol just leave gracefully after being rejected? Why does he have to ask so many questions? Not really. After racking her brains, Su Yao finally came up with a similar reason. I mean, we don't know each other very well, and I'm so ordinary I don't know what you like about me. To be honest, Su Yao still has some self-awareness about herself. Her looks and figure are above average. She can't be said to be stunning, but she is prettier than the average person. Apart from that, her academic performance in school is average. She can't sing or dance, and she doesn't think she is an interesting person. But why would someone as dazzling as Gao Yun in school suddenly like her? This isn't an idle drama. She always felt it wasn't real. Moreover, when getting along with Gao Yun, she sometimes felt that Gao Yun was deliberately trying to please her. This feeling made her very uncomfortable. Of course, she was happy that her idol liked her, but she was also not stupid. What do you like about her? Su Yao's question really stumped Gao Yun, and he was a little annoyed. What else can I like about you? Of course, I like that your family is rich. But of course he couldn't answer Su Yao like this, so he thought for a while. I like your gentleness and kindness. You are the cleanest girl I have ever seen. It's comfortable to be with you. That's enough. Is that so? Looking at the message sent by Gao Yun, Su Yao also wondered if she was thinking too much and had paranoia. If you don't want to be with me now, I can give you some time to get to know me. Don't worry, I'm willing to wait for you. Then another message came over. Looking at this message, Su Yao was stunned. She threw her phone on the bed. What the hell is going on? Yiayo, are you with the president now? Su Yao was still worried, but her roommate, who had just come back from class and heard Gao Yun's confession to her, came over excitedly. Her tone was full of envy and jealousy. Yiayo, you are so lucky, aren't you? I didn't expect our president would confess to you. Yeah, I heard that too. Are you guys together now? Being able to be with the president? I must be so happy. Several people talked a lot excitedly. Su Yao sighed, no, I rejected him. Chapter 154, I want to get in your car too. What, you refused? Originally, everyone wanted to hear the sweet love story between the two, but no one expected that Su Yao would refuse. This is what many people dream of. Yiayo, why would you refuse such a good opportunity? Several people pulled Su Yao to sit beside them and bombarded her with questions, mainly because they couldn't understand why Su Yao refused. If it were them, if a male god of Gao Yun's level confessed to them, they would definitely want to agree 100 times on the spot. and then be afraid that the male god would regret it. So they would quickly drag the male god to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get the certificate. Oh, the situation is rather complicated. Facing the questioning of several people, Su Yao didn't know how to explain. I just don't like it that much, and my brother doesn't agree. How old are you? You still listen to your brother. Several people immediately grasped the key point in Su Yao's words. With such a good male god in front of her, the reason for her rejection was that her brother didn't agree. Tell me honestly, who is more important, my idol or my brother? Su Yao answered without hesitation. Of course my brother is more important. Several people were shocked by Su Yao's words. Baby, your rebellious period hasn't come yet. I'm already in college, but I still have to listen to my brother's advice when it comes to dating. You're not still living in the old times, are you? My brother is not as important as my idol. If my brother dared to stop me from dating, I would kill him with 2 slippers. What? Listening to several people's complaints about herself, Su Yao was a little confused. But I'm sure that no matter what my brother does, it's for my own good. Even if the male god looks good on the surface, I don't know what he thinks in his heart. Then I will definitely listen to my brother. They talked for a long time, but it seemed that the little girl didn't listen at all. Seeing her like this, several people stopped talking. Yayo, I'm really worried that you won't be able to get married. Fools have their own luck, but they don't know how to cherish it. Ah, my male god, have you been rejected? Let me comfort your poor little heart, tilde. Unable to persuade Su Yao, they sighed and went to bed. However, Xiangxian had just laid down on the bed when she unexpectedly saw the president of the animation club, Gao Yun, messaging her privately through the animation club group. Hello, you are Yao's roommate, right? Yes. Although the other party came for Su Yao, it was good enough to be able to talk to the male god. Xiangxian didn't care what his purpose was. How is Yao doing now? Looking back at Su Yao, who was lying on the bed playing with her phone and seemed to be completely unaffected, Xiangxian replied, Don't worry, she's fine. That's good. By the way, let me tell you something. I wonder if you are interested. What is it? That's right, my roommates and I are planning to go hiking this weekend. Do you guys in the dormitory want to go with us? It will be more lively if there are more people. This is an invitation from the male god. After seeing the message sent by Gao Yun, Xiangxian was so excited that he screamed and sat up, then told the story in the dormitory. The people in the dormitory were equally excited when they heard this. Although they know that their idols definitely look down on them. Their idols, roommates can't be bad, right? Sisters, the chance to be single is right in front of you. Come on, everyone. Several people excitedly climbed out of bed to choose clothes to wear, but Su Yao was the only one who showed no interest. Xiangxian grabbed her and said, Yao, let's go hiking together this weekend. Don't tell me you're not going. But, just think of it as a chance to relax. Just be with us. Oh well, since they had to go out on the weekends anyway, it would be nice to go hiking for some exercise. So Su Yao finally agreed to this. Soon it was the day to leave for the weekend. The departure time had been agreed upon on VX. When they went downstairs, they saw 4 luxury cars parked downstairs of the dormitory. There are 8 people in the 2 dormitories in total, and each car can seat 4 people. In fact, 2 cars are enough, but the other party drove 4. For some reason, this made Su Yao have a bad feeling. Sure enough, after everyone greeted each other and got to know each other, Su Yao's 3 roommates were pulled into the car. The only ones left were Gao Yun and Su Yao. It seems like your roommate and my roommate get along pretty well. Just take my car. Gao Yun opened the passenger door of his car, looking very elegant and inviting. For some reason, this deliberately created opportunity for the 2 of them to be alone, made Su Yao feel a little uncomfortable. But her other roommates stuck their heads out of other car windows and smiled ambiguously. Yao, your boyfriend is so considerate, tilde. Come on up, we're leaving. Seeing that Su Yao didn't get in the car for a long time, Gao Yun stood there and repeated it with a smile, then reached out and was about to pull her hand. But Su Yao dodged it immediately. She glanced at the group and suddenly smiled. I didn't expect so many people would drive here. Then I can't fall behind. You guys go first. I'll drive there myself. Yao, aren't you with your male god? When Su Yao said this, her roommates were very shocked. They couldn't understand why she would waste such a good opportunity. In fact, Su Yao rejected Gao Yun yesterday, but they didn't take it seriously, always thinking that Su Yao was shy. After all, she had liked Gao Yun very much before and regarded him as her male god. How could she refuse the pursuit of her male god? No, I haven't driven much since I got my driver's license, so this is a good opportunity to practice. After Su Yao finished speaking, she took out the car keys from her bag and turned them around. You guys go first. I'll catch up with you in a minute. The key in her hand was a Rolls-Royce Dawn. Several people also knew the car, so when they saw her take out Yaerying's car keys, they immediately asked in surprise, "Yaya, why do you have Yaerying's keys? Isn't this your brother's car? My brother just came here to play and bought a car to drive for a while. He gave it to me before he left. Because she had not left school during this period, she had no chance to use the car, so Su Yao did not deliberately tell her roommates about this. Xiangxian was extremely envious when he heard this. Why don't I have such a good brother? No wonder you listen to your brother so much. If I had such a good brother, I would listen to him too. Wow, Yayo, I want to get in your car too. Chapter 155, My brother is easy to get along with. After the final fuss, several roommates actually abandoned their men and expressed their desire to ride in Su Yao's car with her. And of course, it was impossible for the other people to stop it. He just drove a car worth several million and gave it to his sister. It seems that the little prey you are targeting, Gao Yun, is richer than you thought. Su Yao drove with her roommate. The other 4 people drove their own cars, but they did not forget to chat on VX. The 4 of them were good friends who grew up together and had similar family backgrounds. Because the Gao family donated a building to the school gave them privileges and assigned the 4 of them to the same dormitory. The 4 of them knew each other's situation very well. In fact, their situation is quite embarrassing. In the eyes of ordinary people, they are the eldest sons of wealthy families, but only they themselves know that it is very uncomfortable for people like them to be neither up nor down in the circle. Especially in marriage, it is normal for big families like theirs to intermarry, so their family would definitely not agree to let them marry an ordinary civilian girl. What Cinderella and Prince Charming? If they dare to do this, their family will definitely break their legs. But the particularly noble girls look down on them. As for someone who is well matched, firstly, there are not many who are suitable, and secondly, it is not easy to coax a wife of this class. They don't want to marry a wife who is unreasonable but has a good background. Wouldn't he be bullied to death? So Gao Yun started studying this matter from the beginning. Just at this time, Su Yao appeared. She is low-key, but her family is very powerful, which directly meets the requirement of being well-matched. The most important thing is that she has a naive and sweet personality and is easy to control. If you marry a girl like this, won't he have to do whatever he says? As long as he spends some time to make her devoted to him, he will be in charge of all the family matters in the future. Her family can also provide convenience for his future company. It is simply perfect. All his good friends were praising him for being so awesome. He himself was about to take down Su Yao. I thought it was a natural thing for the 2 of them, but who knew that Su Yao actually rejected him? He didn't know what was wrong, but he was not someone who would give up easily. He planned to find a way to take down Su Yao in one fell swoop when he went out this time. Why worry about that? You guys should be smart this time and trick all of her roommates away, and try to create some opportunities for her and me to be alone. I know. Several roommates responded lazily. Gao Yun glanced at the small box sitting on the passenger seat and curled the corners of his mouth. After arriving at the climbing site, they parked the car in the parking lot at the foot of the mountain and gathered at the foot of the mountain. Ah, today's weather is so nice. It's really suitable for hiking tilde. Su Yao looked at the clouds in the sky, smelled the fragrance of flowers in the air, sighed softly, and then set off with a few people. Gao Yun and his friends all have the habit of exercising, so climbing a mountain is a piece of cake for them. But the same cannot be said for Su Yao's roommates. Unlike Su Yao, they don't have the habit of going to the gym. They rely on dieting to lose weight, which makes them very weak. So they pant while climbing the mountain and have to stop to rest when they come across a small pavilion on the road. Of course, Gao Yun's roommates found excuses to stay and take care of them. Originally, Su Yao planned to stay to take care of them, but Gao Yun said with a smile, "Isn't your roommate already being taken care of by my roommate? Let's go first." But Su Yao looked back at her roommates, feeling a little worried. But Xiangxian and the others had motherly smiles on their faces. Go quickly, don't worry about us. Let's go. Gao Yun continued to urge. Su Yao had no choice but to follow Gao Yun and leave. Both of them climbed the mountain very quickly. At the beginning, Gao Yun waited for Su Yao to get tired, but as he climbed, he began to pant for breath, but found that Su Yao still had no intention of resting. This was something he had not expected. Yao, you have a really good physique. Do you exercise regularly? Although he had learned from Su Yao's previous chat that she had the habit of going to the gym, he didn't expect that her physique was so good. Looking at her, she seemed to have no pressure at all after running a marathon. Yes, I have had the habit of exercising since I was a child. Speaking of this, Su Yao was helpless, But it's not that I like to exercise, but my brother forced me to do it. When everyone was playing with dolls, Su Yuan took her to play basketball and table tennis. Later, when she grew up, Su Yuan took her to run and climb mountains. Later, when Su Yuan went to college and could no longer take her with him, he would buy her a gym membership every year. That gym membership cost several $1,000s a year at that time. She didn't want to go at first, but when she thought about the money Su Yuan had worked hard to earn for her gym membership, she felt it would be a shame to waste it, so she insisted on going. So that's how it is. Gao Yun listened to Su Yao saying these as they walked, smiling on the surface but thinking MMP in his heart. Is there something wrong with Su Yuan's brain? Why don't you teach a good girl the art of music, chess, calligraphy, and painting, and take her to exercise her body? Damn it, he originally wanted to wait until Su Yao was tired, and then perform a loving back gesture or something like that. Now it's all gone. It's a waste of his good choice of place. Hurry up, we're almost at the top of the mountain tilde. Completely unaware of Gao Yun's strange expression, Su Yao walked forward briskly, occasionally taking out her phone to check messages. Yaya, why haven't you climbed up yet? Your sister-in-law and I have been waiting for you at the top of the mountain for a long time. It's almost there. When Su Yao saw her brother urging her, she couldn't help but quicken her pace. Gao Yun had no choice but to accept his fate and follow. Fortunately, when she was almost at the top of the mountain, Su Yao stopped, then set up the tent with her hands and looked around. Gao Yun was delighted to see her like this, thinking that she was tired, and quickly said, Yiyao, can't you walk anymore? If you can't walk anymore, then I'll hold your hand and walk. After climbing for so long, even Gao Yun felt that he couldn't go on any longer. So he didn't dare to say that he would carry Su Yao on his back. He only dared to say that he would hold her hand and walk together. But Su Yao looked back at him and said, No, I can walk. I was just looking at where my brother is. Your brother's? Upon hearing Su Yao's words, Gao Yun's face suddenly stiffened. He had met Su Yuan once before, and although they didn't say much, Su Yuan gave him a strong sense of oppression, so before he completely took Su Yao down, he didn't want to meet his future brother-in-law. Su Yao smiled and explained, Yes, my brother is here too, I forgot to tell you. But it doesn't matter, my brother and sister-in-law are very nice people, especially easy to get along with. Chapter 156, Because You Don't Deserve It. In fact, Su Yao was quite helpless towards her brother. She had already said that she had rejected Gao Yun, but she was still worried and had to come over to see him, especially when I heard that they were going out hiking together today. They actually said to go up the mountain early and wait for us. Su Yao rushed up the mountain this time, because she was afraid that her brother and sister-in-law would get impatient. There are a lot of people, it's lively. Looking at Su Yao's smiling face, Gao Yun's expression was a little stiff. He originally thought that after finding the opportunity to be alone with her, he would be able to find a way to win the girl over in one fell swoop. He had prepared all the props, but something unexpected always happened along the way. This Su Yuan is really something. It's okay that he doesn't teach his sister well, but he also has to control her love life. Yiayo, aren't you too slow? While the two were in a daze, a smiling face popped out from the small pavilion on the top of the mountain. The face was gentle and handsome, and looking against the light, his smile was brighter than the morning sun. As soon as she saw that face, Su Yao ran over immediately. Brother, why are you so unromantic? Instead of taking my sister-in-law to look for delicious food early in the morning, you actually brought her to climb the mountain. Isn't it just to see you? Just watch my video. Facing Su Yuan, Su Yao was as happy as a little child. When she spoke, it was as if a swaying tail had grown behind her and joy shone from head to toe. But Gao Yun, who was following behind her, was not so happy. He reluctantly greeted Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Hello, Mr. Su, Mrs. Su. Well, hello, nice to see you again. Passing the heartless Su Yao, Su Yuan looked at Su Yuan behind her and greeted her with a smile. Although he still had a smile on his face, it did not prevent his eyes from becoming indifferent. Gao Yun suddenly felt an invisible layer of pressure around him. Yes, I really envy Mr. and Mrs. Su for having so much free time. They are more leisurely than us students. They even have time to come and climb the mountain on weekends. Although the two seemed to be greeting each other normally, they seemed to understand something from the exchange of glances. Su Yao, on the other hand, didn't notice anything. She smiled and told Gao Yun how good the relationship between her brother and sister-in-law was. Gao Yun listened and said perfunctorily, Ah, so, indeed. Soon everyone arrived at the small pavilion on the top of the mountain to rest. Because it was still early and the mountain was not very famous, there were not many tourists on the top of the mountain, only a few scattered around. In the small pavilion, besides the climbers, there was only an old lady selling water. The few people chatted for a while in the pavilion. The sun came out and the temperature gradually rose. Soon, the water they brought was finished. Seeing Zhao Qingsu swallowing her saliva, Su Yuan pulled her to the water stall without hesitation. "Old lady, how much is this water? Give me 4 bottles." The old lady looked kind, but her words were not so friendly. 50 a bottle. 50 a bottle? What kind of water is this? Although it is an international practice, the water in such places must be very expensive, at least 3 to 5 times more expensive than that in ordinary convenience stores. But here, the ordinary packaged purified water sold outside for $1 a bottle. She actually sells it for 50. It's true that there's no one in charge at the top of the mountain. You can do whatever you want. Even if he is an old man, he wouldn't be so deceiving. I bought it. Although Su Yuan was surprised when he heard the price, the other party was an old man and he couldn't reason with him, so he could only pay. After all, even when he was poor, he would pay for her water in this situation, not to mention that he has no shortage of money now. Husband, here. After scanning the code to pay, Su Yuan patted Zhao Qingsu on the head with a smile and handed her a bottle of water. Don't think too much. Drink the water quickly. Tell her not to think so much. In fact, Su Yuan thought a lot. When he was buying water just now, for some reason he thought of the time when they got their marriage certificate not long ago. That day at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau, he also bought her a bottle of water. Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 200 yuan to his wife Zhao Qinghua and getting a 10-fold rebate of 2,000 yuan. It has been deposited into your account balance. Please check it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 200 yuan to his wife Zhao Qinghua and get an extra lucky rebate of body tempering +1. Please check it. Just when Su Yuan was slightly stunned, the system prompt sound suddenly rang in his ears. Hearing that voice, Su Yuan was stunned for a moment. He spent so little money this time, and he thought that as usual, apart from cash back, he would not get any good things. Unexpectedly, the lucky rebate was also triggered here. It's just that the lucky rebate this time is a little special. Body tempering +1. What the hell? Confused, Su Yuan called up the panel in his mind and took a look. Only then did he realize that the meaning of body tempering is that the system will transform your body once, so that all aspects of your body's qualities will be improved. Not only will it become more beautiful, but your speed, strength, endurance, and reaction will also be more than 10 times stronger. Is it that powerful? Looking at my own hands, they seem to be about the same after and before the tempering. However, I did feel like I had become a lot lighter, and the slight tiredness I had felt from climbing up had disappeared without a trace. Come here, let's take a walk. Letting Zhao Qingsu and Su Yao stay in the pavilion to rest, Su Yuan suddenly handed Gao Yun a bottle of water with a smile, and then asked him to take a walk nearby. In fact, Gao Yun didn't want to, but after taking a look at Su Yuan's eyes that couldn't help but reject, and Su Yao's eyes that were full of encouragement, he finally had to compromise. Even if my future wife is easy to control, this wife's brother-in-law is really hard to deal with. He sighed and walked out of the pavilion with Su Yuan. Originally, Su Yuan was still talking to him about some trivial family matters at first, but when Su Yao could no longer hear their conversation, his tone suddenly changed. Gao Yun, the eldest son of Didu Gao's Manufacturing Co., Limited, and the future heir of Gao's Manufacturing. If what I said is correct, your family's business is not doing well recently, right? Su Yuan asked casually. Gao Yun knew what he was going to do, but he pretended not to understand. Mr. Su, what do you mean? I mean stay away from my sister. Facing Gao Yun's pretending to be stupid, Su Yuan spoke slowly, but his tone was full of determination and confidence. Gao Yun clenched his fists and asked reluctantly, "Can I ask why?" "No reason." Su Yuan's smile deepened, but his tone became sharper like a frost blade. "Because you don't deserve it." Chapter 157, You Found Out. If one has a simple mind, Su Yuan will not look down on the other person no matter who he is. Anyway, as long as the other party really likes Ye Yao and loves her as much as he does, he will definitely give the other party a chance. But after he investigated Gao Yun's information, he found that Gao Yun was just as complicated as he thought. Compared to the people around him, Gao Yun's love life is actually relatively pure. Apart from his brief first love in his first year of high school, there was also a relationship with a senior student he met in his third year of high school. That senior student is actually a pretty nice person, gentle, generous, and hardworking. The relationship between the two has always been good. But there is one thing: this senior sister came from the countryside, and her family conditions were not good. There was absolutely no way his family would agree to their marriage. So when his senior sister graduated and went out to work, he announced to the public that he had broken up with her and began to look for a suitable girl to marry him. He approached Su Yao just because he thought she was simple and easy to control, and he wanted to marry her home as an excuse to deal with his parents and as a breeding machine. To be honest, Su Yuan felt really disgusted when he saw this information. He wished he could punch Gao Yun twice on the spot. This is also the reason why he rushed to the imperial capital in a hurry, for fear that the girl would be deceived by him and would not marry anyone else but him. Mr. Su, I hope you can be more respectful when you speak to me. Hearing Su Yuan's words with disgust, Gao Yun felt a little embarrassed. After all, when had he ever been treated like this? If he wasn't Su Yao's brother, he would have beaten him up long ago. Oh, show some respect. As if he had heard a funny joke, Su Yuan's smile deepened. If you want to be respected by others, you must first learn how to respect others. You also know that what you did to my sister is enough to cost you half your life. Gao Yun was a little hesitant and asked tentatively, "What did I do to your sister? I was just pursuing her because I liked her very much. Is this not allowed? Do you want to keep her by your side forever? Although she is your sister, she has to live with her husband for the rest of her life." Yeah. Su Yuan no longer had any affection for Gao Yun, so he asked directly, "If you're pursuing my sister, then where's your girlfriend? We broke up a long time ago, but you went to the amusement park with her last weekend, and you two even ate ice cream together. You seemed to be in such good relationship, it didn't look like you were breaking up at all." As he said that, Su Yuan took out a photo from his arms and threw it directly at Gao Yun's face. Gao Yun picked it up and took a look at it. His face changed immediately. He thought he had done this very secretly and didn't even tell his best friend. How could Su Yuan know about it? "You investigated me." He looked at Su Yuan in shock and anger. "Why do you do that?" Bang! Su Yuan answered him with a punch without hesitation. Because Su Yuan's punch was fast and hard, he was caught off guard and was knocked to the ground by Su Yuan's punch. Because the place where they were was a slope, after he fell down, he rolled down the mountain uncontrollably. If Su Yuan hadn't grabbed his collar, he would have been crippled even if he didn't die. "Why do you say I should?" Staring into Gao Yun's eyes, Su Yuan smiled cruelly. "If you make me unhappy, I can make your family roll down from the top of the mountain like you did just now, and fall into the abyss with no chance of recovery. With the money and resources Su Yuan has now, it is not difficult to do this." Gao Yun's throat rolled. You are threatening me. You figured it out." After a few seconds of silence, Gao Yun could only nod and said, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't do this, but this is the only way." When he spoke, his tone was somewhat helpless and sad, but Su Yuan was too lazy to pay attention to him. To put it bluntly, such people are just selfish. On the one hand, they want to live a superior life and control the company in their hands, and on the other hand, they use the high-sounding excuse of being forced to do something they don't want to do to justify themselves. If he really likes that senior student that much, he can just fall out with his family. At worst, he can just give up being the heir. But he neither had the courage to break up with his family nor wanted to accept the facts, so he could only end up hurting others. "Brother, you guys are such a fool. Where have you been?" Half an hour later, Su Yao watched Su Yuan and Gao Yun come back together and grumbled somewhat unsatisfactorily. "Aren't you afraid that my sister-in-law and I will be kidnapped by bad guys? You are so lazy and stupid. If you were kidnapped, no one would be able to support you." Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu all of a sudden and added, "Well, but it won't work if your sister-in-law is kidnapped. Tisk, you are partial to your sister-in-law tilde. Su Yao snorted, then looked at Gao Yun strangely. "President, you look a little strange. Where did the dirt on your clothes come from?" Gao Yun smiled reluctantly. "I just fell down accidentally." "Are you okay then?" "It's all right." "That's good. By the way, let's go down the mountain. There's no need to wait for Xiangxian and the others." Originally, everyone planned to climb up from this side of the mountain, go down from the other side, and see the scenery on both sides. However, in order to maintain a good image in front of their male god, Su Yao's roommates Xiangxian and others not only did not eat yesterday, but also did not eat much at breakfast this morning. Climbing is a physical activity, and they simply did not have the strength to climb. Now I'm halfway up the mountain, and my stomach is growling with hunger. So they sent a message to Su Yao directly, asking them not to wait and come down directly. It is easier to go up the mountain than to go down. They were quite cheerful when going up the mountain, but when going down, everyone except Su Yuan looked a little depressed. Zhao Qingsu missed a step and almost sprained her ankle. Su Yuan squatted down and rubbed her ankle. After personally confirming that it was fine, he breathed a sigh of relief. "You little idiot, you can hurt yourself when you go down the mountain. Come up." He had already squatted down while he spoke. Zhao Qingsu certainly understood what he meant. Hubby, no. This is a mountain. Although we are walking downhill now, it is definitely very difficult to walk downhill while carrying a 90-pound person on your back. If you are told to come up, then come up. Su Yuan looked at her for a long time without moving, then turned around and said, "If you don't come up, I'll call someone to send a tent and daily necessities over, and we'll live here today." "No, a tent is too much for you. I'll just have someone build a villa here." Although she knew that Su Yuan was joking, Zhao Qingsu still compromised and climbed onto his back obediently. Chapter 158, What the hell is this? Are you going to carry the person away? Seeing this situation, Gao Yun and Su Yao beside them were stunned. Su Yao has always been outspoken. "Brother, after you carry your sister-in-law on your back, is your waist still okay? Do you think your sister-in-law is like you, eating so much every day? Humph, you bought me those snacks." While the two were bickering, Su Yuan had already walked about 10 meters steadily with Zhao Qingsu on his back. His steps were steady, as if he was walking on flat ground, and he didn't look like he was struggling at all. It was as if the person on his back was not a person at all, but a doll. "What? I'm so tired. Look at other people's boyfriends, then look at you." There were not many people climbing the mountain. We only met 4 or 5 along the way. Most of them were in groups of 3 or 4. When they saw Su Yuan carrying Zhao Qingsu down the mountain at high speed, everyone looked surprised. But just take a look. However, the couple who were struggling to climb the mountain in front acted differently when they saw Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. The girl walked along the railing, sweating profusely. She looked at her boyfriend, who was also panting beside her, and her eyes were full of envy when she looked at Zhao Qingsu. "What the hell, what kind of monster is this?" Looking at Su Yuan carrying Zhao Qingsu easily on his back, the boy muttered softly, "Isn't his physical strength too terrifying? Climbing up the mountain had already cost him half his life, and yet this guy was able to carry his girlfriend down the mountain. You can't do it yourself, so you're just talking nonsense." The girl snorted, "I don't care, I want you to carry me too." "Wife, stop making trouble. If you don't carry me on your back, you don't love me. It's not that I won't carry you. It's just that carrying someone up a mountain is harder than carrying someone down a mountain." The boy smiled bitterly and racked his brains to come up with an excuse. "Be good. Let's not get angry about this, okay? Well, then you go down the mountain and carry me on your back." "What a sin." The boy looked at Su Yuan's receding back with resentment and sighed heavily. "Are the bootlickers so awesome now? Not only does he spend money like water, but he also works hard to train his physical strength." "Huh, who is that? He looks so familiar. Isn't that Yi Yayo and her brother and sister-in-law? Am I seeing right? Her brother carried her sister-in-law down the mountain. In a small pavilion halfway up the mountain, Zhang Xian and 3 other men and 3 women were sitting inside playing with their phones and chatting, waiting for Su Yao and the others to come down the mountain. But soon, they saw 4 people walking down the mountain path from afar. Walking in front was Su Yuan, who was carrying Zhao Qingsu on his back, and Su Yao followed them. Gao Yun walked at the end. "Wow, Brother Yayo is indeed a peerless male god." "That's what I said. Isn't Yayo's sister-in-law too happy?" "Huh, why are they here?" Zhang Xian and the other 2 gathered together and looked at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, their eyes full of envy. Imagine a tall, handsome, elegant, rich, and gentle man who only has eyes for you. Just imagining this kind of thing is very exciting, let alone seeing it in real life. They all wished they could be Su Yao's sister-in-law. But then again, a few people looked at Zhao Qingsu and gave up the idea. How could someone who could be favored by such a rare and good man be really ordinary? Let alone anything else, just her face is enough to beat most people. The so-called school belle in their school, after removing her makeup, is not as pretty as Zhao Qingsu. Fuck. What the hell is this? Some were happy while others were about to cry. Gao Yun's roommates were not much better off than Gao Yun, who was dejected after being scolded by Su Yuan. Although their conditions may not be as good as Gao Yun's, they still feel superior to Su Yao's ordinary roommates. Just now they were sitting together and bragging to each other in front of 3 girls, which made the 3 girls' eyes stare at them, and they admired them very much. But who knew that as soon as Su Yuan appeared, the 3 girls' attention was attracted by him. He already has a wife, but he's still so philandering. Despise, who says men don't have jealousy. The 3 of them were so jealous that they could no longer hold back, and one of them said sourly, "Stop watching. This kind of dog liquor will end up with nothing." "That's right, isn't it easy to be licked? Go find those big idiots. I tell you, only men understand men the best. This kind of man treats his wife well on the surface, but who knows what he does behind the scenes. You little girls don't understand, but there are many such people in our circle. Of course, we are not that kind of people." Xiangxian and his friends had met Su Yuan before and knew him. However, Gao Yun's roommates didn't know who Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were and thought they were just passers-by. So he continued to suppress and belittle Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu in the same pretentious way as before. But their suppression did not have the effect they boasted before. Xiangxian was the first to refute them. Do you understand them? They say such harsh words. Let me tell you, Su Yuan is not only a good husband, but also a good brother. That's right. The other two also agreed. Gao Yun's roommates then discovered that they actually knew Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. The atmosphere suddenly became a little awkward. Hubby, take a break. Fortunately, while they were talking, Su Yuan had already walked into the pavilion carrying Zhao Qingsu on his back. Zhao Qingsu took out a tissue and wiped Su Yuan's sweat with concern. Su Yao introduced them happily and proudly. This is my brother Su Yuan and my sister-in-law Zhao Qingsu tilde. After Su Yuan put Zhao Qingsu on the stone bench in the pavilion, he smiled slightly and greeted the few people indifferently. From a distance, it doesn't seem like anything. When you look at Su Yuan's temperament and posture from a close distance, you will feel an unknown sense of oppression. Gao Yun's roommates suddenly dared not remain silent. They remembered that the reason why Gao Yun pursued Su Yao seemed to be because Su Yao's family was not simple. To be honest, I really can't tell anything from Su Yao. She is a little shy and speaks softly. She is just a pretty girl and there is nothing special about her. They were joking before, maybe Gao Yun had made a mistake. But as soon as they saw Su Yuan, they immediately understood why Gao Yun said that Su Yao was not simple. They had never seen such a subtle yet compelling nobility in Su Yuan. Why, you see your future brother-in-law, why don't you hurry up and show your courtesy? What are you waiting for? It seems that Gao Yun, who had previously said he was going to win Su Yao, was walking silently at the back and seemed to have no sense of presence. Gao Yun's roommate sneaked over and bumped into his shoulder. Chapter 159, I'm just a half-baked businessman, still trying to please me. He almost lost half his life just now. Gao Yun's gay friends didn't know what Gao Yun had been through, but Gao Yun knew that Su Yuan was someone he couldn't afford to offend. Therefore, he has completely given up the idea of attacking Su Yao. Seeing that his friend was still talking nonsense there, he bumped his stomach with his arm and said, "Stop talking nonsense here. From now on, Su Yao and I will just be ordinary friends." It hurts, it hurts. Gao Yun's best friend didn't expect him to change his mind so quickly. He covered his stomach and forgot to fight back. He quickly asked, "What happened?" "Nothing." Seeing that he was unwilling to say, Gao Yun's good friend did not continue asking. Soon, the group went down the mountain. After arriving at the foot of the mountain, everyone was hungry. Su Yuan said he wanted to treat everyone to a meal, so they drove directly to a famous Chinese restaurant chain in the capital. Gao Yun didn't want to go at first, but his good friend insisted on dragging him there, so a group of people came to the store in a mighty manner. Seeing that there were many of them, the manager took them to the largest private room at the end of the second floor. "You ordered." Gao Yun and his friends were second-generation rich people who were neither up nor down. They grew up in a place like the imperial capital. Although they were arrogant at times, they knew all the rules at the dinner table very well. They consciously gave the seat facing the door to Su Yuan, poured him tea, and placed the menu in front of him. Su Yuan smiled and pushed the menu between Zhao Qingsu and Su Yao. "Just order what you want to eat. Sister-in-law, you order first." Knowing that Zhao Qingsu was now her brother's favorite, Su Yao smiled and pushed the menu back to Zhao Qingsu. After finally ordering the dishes, which had not yet arrived, Gao Yun's roommates curiously chatted with Su Yuan about all sorts of things, and began to inquire about his identity intentionally or unintentionally. China is a vast country, and it has developed very rapidly in recent years. It can be said that there is not much else about it, but there are a lot of rich people. Although most of the wealthy people are concentrated in the imperial capital, there are also many wealthy people in other provinces. Just because of Su Yuan's noble appearance, they did not dare to look down on him. "I am just a half-baked businessman." Su Yuan's mouth curled up slightly. "I can't compare to you, who were born with a silver spoon in their mouths and were destined to inherit a huge industry as soon as they were born." Su Yuan didn't say what he did specifically. He just said casually that he was a businessman. "Brother Yuan, look at what you said. Our small family can't compare with you." "Yes, Brother Yuan, what business does your family do?" "I think that, Brother Yuan, you can definitely inherit more than us." Su Yuan was young and didn't look much older than them, so they didn't believe that Su Yuan earned his money himself. They all thought that he was also a kid from a big family, but his family was just more low-key. In this day and age, Those rich second generations who are arrogant on the internet every day are just pretending to be cool in front of ordinary people. The real big guys are all very low-key. My dad is a civil servant and my mom runs a convenience store. The convenience store is rented, so I can't inherit it. My dad's job is a stable job, but unfortunately I didn't pass the civil service exam, so I can't inherit it. The smile on Su Yuan's lips deepened. He was really not kidding. After graduation, the old couple originally wanted to keep him by their side and let him take the civil service exam, but Su Yuan didn't want to. After resisting for half a month, the old couple finally agreed to let him stay in Shanghai. Is this true? Brother Yuan, please don't lie to me. What convenience store? It's probably a supermarket chain. Brother Yuan, you are too modest. He casually allocated 1 million to the anime club's activities and gave his sister a car worth several million as a gift. How could such a person have such an ordinary background? So Gao Yun's roommates thought he was being modest and said he was not kind. Su Yuan was helpless. I'm not being modest, I'm just telling the truth. I thought we were low-key enough, but I didn't expect that you, Brother Yuan, are actually even better than the best. Great. I've made up my mind. From now on, when I go out, I'll say my family is a tailor. What? Several people in the box were chatting animatedly. After listening for a while, Zhao Qingsu found it boring, so she took her phone and got up to go to the bathroom with Su Yao. While complaining about how boring their conversation was, the two shared their shopping carts. When they were talking and laughing and about to come out of the bathroom, a woman suddenly rushed in from outside. The woman reeked of alcohol and covered her mouth as she ran forward, bumping into Zhao Qingsu. Then I rushed directly to the sink and vomited. Originally, Su Yao wanted to scold the woman for being impolite and not apologizing after bumping into someone. But when she saw that she vomited so miserably, she swallowed her words and pulled Zhao Qingsu to leave. But Zhao Qingsu did not move, but asked her to wait. Then he walked towards the drunk woman. Sister Zhu Rui. She called out tentatively. Zhu Zurui finally finished vomiting and was resting by the sink. Unexpectedly, she heard someone calling her name. She was stunned for a moment, then turned around and looked at Zhao Qingsu, very surprised. Qingsu, why are you here? Aren't you in the Magic City? Looking at Zhao Qingsu, dressed appropriately, holding the latest Hermes bag in her hand, and looking in good spirits, you can tell that she is living a good life. Zhu Zurui's face, which had a messy makeup, suddenly showed an embarrassed look. I'm sorry, just now. It doesn't matter. Zhao Qingsu waved her hand and went up to hold her arm. Sister Zurui, why did you drink so much? Is it serious? If you feel uncomfortable, I will take you to the hospital. Zhu Zurui is a senior 2 years older than her. The two met in a club, but their relationship was not particularly good and was far from being close friends. But to be honest, Zhao Qingsu thinks Zhu Zurui is a very nice person. Didn't she date Su Yuan when she was in college? It would cost a lot for the two of them to go out and play, and she would have to work part-time when she had nothing to do to save enough money for the two of them to go out and play together. However, although there are many part-time jobs that college students can do, most of them are thankless physical work. Seeing how hard she worked, Zhu Zurui introduced her to a lot of beauty jobs, which allowed her to earn a lot of money without asking her for anything in return, which made her always grateful. It's okay for me. Zhu Zurui forced a smile at Zhao Qingsu, rinsed her mouth, and then took out a lipstick from her bag to touch up her makeup. I'm accompanying a client. How can I have time to go to the hospital? Sister Zhu Rui, clients are not as important as your own body. Although Zhao Qingsu had long known that Zhu Zurui was a very hardworking person, she had never expected her to be so hardworking. You continue drinking even after you have vomited. Aren't you afraid of dying? Chapter 160. Sorry, I don't drink. You don't understand. Zhu Zurui smiled bitterly and stumbled back to the box to continue drinking. But after taking 2 steps, he turned around and started vomiting. This time she vomited all gastric juice. Zhao Qingsu patted her back from behind. No, Sister Zurui, how about I take you home to rest first? No, I have to go back and continue to accompany my clients. Zhao Qingsu couldn't persuade Zhu Zurui anymore, so she could only help her out of the bathroom and go to the box. The box where Zhu Zurui was located was right next to Su Yuan and his friend's box, but it was a small and very private box. Before Zhu Zurui entered, the door of the box was opened first. A bald man with a big belly came out. As soon as he saw Zhu Zurui, he came forward and said, Zurui, I didn't expect you to be so good at drinking. You are worthy of being a wine lady. Come on, let's continue drinking. The person drank so much that he vomited like this. Can't you see it? Do you want to keep drinking until the person dies? Zhao Qingsu was a little angry after hearing what the man said and was the first to speak. Sister Zhu Rui is not feeling well. I will take her home first. Who are you? The bald man's eyes lit up when he saw Zhao Qingsu. He immediately looked at her with lustful eyes and said to Zhu Zurui, Zurui, this is your friend. She's really pretty. Since we're all acquaintances, come in and have a few drinks. I'm sorry I don't drink. Zhao Qingsu had no good feelings towards the bald man in front of her, and she hated his lustful eyes even more. She pulled Zhu Zurui and was about to leave, but the bald man immediately looked unhappy. Zhu Rui, your friend doesn't seem to be very sensible. Mr. Lin, please don't be angry. Seeing that the bald man was unhappy, Zhu Zurui also came to her senses. She quickly smiled and said, Boss Lin, let's continue drinking. I will definitely drink with you to make you happy today. Zhu Rui, you are sensible. The bald man nodded, then looked at Zhao Qingsu. What about her? She is an ignorant child who doesn't know how to drink. Her presence would only spoil the fun. It would be better for me to drink with you, don't you think so? When Zhu Zurui saw the bald man staring at Zhao Qingsu, he felt sick. She pushed Zhao Qingsu away and said, Just do whatever you need to do. I still need to drink with Mr. Lin. After saying that, he walked up to the bald man, took his arm and followed him into the box. Zhao Qingsu couldn't stop him even if she wanted to. Su Yao, who was standing next to him, was stunned when she saw this scene. Sister-in-law, this is your friend. He is really trying too hard. Isn't he afraid of drinking himself to death? I don't know either. Looking at Zhu Zurui's appearance, Zhao Qingsu actually felt a little sad. When she was in college, she was very popular in school. Not only did she know a lot of people, but she was also the vice president of the school student union. She was present at every event, big and small, and she also brought in a lot of sponsorship for the club. After graduation, she chose to develop in the capital. I learned from her circle of friends that she opened a beauty studio. Judging from the decoration and scale of the studio, it is quite well done, and she is considered a successful person among her class. Zhao Qingsu thought she was doing very well, but she didn't expect that life was so difficult behind the scenes. But who has an easy life? When eating, Zhao Qingsu deliberately did not close the door of the box, so she could see the door from her seat. She kept looking at the situation in the next box whenever she had nothing to do, until half an hour later, she saw the door of the next box open. At this time, Zhu Zurui was already drunk and unconscious. She hung limply on the bald man's body. The man held her waist and was about to drag her outside. Zhao Qingsu stood up and walked over there, blocking the bald man. Hello, I'm Sister Zhu Rui's friend. If she's drunk, leave her to me and I'll take her home. It's obvious that this man has bad intentions. It's easy to imagine what will happen next after he gets Zhu Zurui drunk. Zhao Qingsu hates this kind of thing. If she hasn't encountered it, it's fine, but if she does, she will definitely intervene. What's it got to do with you? Get out of the way. He was drunk and had the beauty in his arms, so there was no way he would give up such a good opportunity. Therefore, the bald man snorted coldly and told her to get out. Zhao Qingsu had no intention of backing down. I said, I'll send Sister Zhu Rui home, please give me some face. Who do you think you are? I'm giving you face. The bald man probably had some status. He looked at Zhao Qingsu's expensive clothes and didn't take her seriously at all. However, just as he finished speaking, a steady voice came from beside him. Give me the person and get out of here. The one who spoke was Su Yuan. Generally speaking, Su Yuan would not bother to meddle in such trivial matters, but since his beloved wife wanted to intervene, of course he had to stand up and support her. You... The bald man turned around and saw that Su Yuan looked very noble and was followed by several people. He was afraid that the matter would get out of hand, so he sneered and let Zhu Zurui go. However, letting go is letting go. Before he left with his assistant, he sneered with some disdain. This woman knows why she wants to drink with me. She may not appreciate your meddling in her affairs. After saying that, he left in style. Scum! Zhao Qingsu, who was holding Zhu Zurui, couldn't help but curse at the bald man's back, and then said to Su Yuan, She is so drunk, I don't know where she lives, let's get her a room next to our hotel. Okay. After dinner, Su Yao's roommates and Gao Yun returned to school together. Su Yao drove Su Yuan and the other two to the hotel before leaving. After Zhao Qingsu used Zhu Zurui's ID card to book a room, he and the waiter sent her to the room. Then he washed her face, removed her makeup, and took off her outer clothes before he planned to leave. Before leaving, Zhao Qingsu packed up her things and placed them neatly at the bedside. However, just as Zhao Qingsu was packing her things, she saw her cell phone light up. Shown above is a VX message box. You know what you did today? Don't be a whore and try to be a saint. Don't come to me for anything related to your studio in the future. I'm busy. The words sent from above were nothing but threats and condescending. Just a glance at them made Zhao Qingsu feel her blood boiling. She refrained from speaking, put her phone away, and returned to her and Su Yuan's room. The two of them booked the presidential suite. The room is on the top floor and has a small outdoor swimming pool. When she went in, Su Yuan was taking a bath in the swimming pool. Between the clear waves, his well-defined muscles looked very sexy and well-proportioned. Although she saw it every day, Zhao Qingsu was still a little shy. You are not wearing any clothes. Who are you trying to seduce? Chapter 161. Who did you offend today? Of course, to seduce my wife. Su Yuan turned around and pulled Zhao Qingsu into his arms, letting her be soaked in water as well. Zhao Qingsu pushed him and said, HMPH, don't be so unruly. You're making me so mad. What's wrong? It's not Sister Zhu Rui's business. Leaning in Su Yuan's arms, Zhao Qingsu hugged his neck and repeated the VX content she had just seen. I saw what Sister Zhu Rui said about him. Mr. Lin from Yuhua Printing. Bah, Mr. Lin, I think he's just a beast. Zhao Qingsu really felt sorry for Zhu Zurui. Although the two of them were not very close, she knew that Zhu Zurui came from a poor family and had to rely on her own efforts for everything. She was really a girl who was particularly harsh on herself. I saved over 100,000 yuan by working part-time during my 4 years in college. Since graduation, I have worked day and night to grow my small studio to its current size. But I didn't expect to meet this kind of person. Yuhua Printing. After Su Yuan heard these words, he felt that they sounded familiar. So while listening to Zhao Qingsu's complaints, he picked up his phone and typed to Zin Ziolai, Is Yuhua Printing our partner? He seemed to have seen this name when he went to the company last time. Yes, our packaging is provided by Yuhua Printing. As an assistant who is online 24 hours a day, Zin Ziolai always replies to Su Yuan's messages within seconds. Is there a person named Lin in Yuhua Printing? Yes, his name is Lin Xiang, and he is the legal representative of Yuhua Printing. Next, Su Yuan asked about the situation of Yuhua Printing. After learning that the contract between Yuhua Printing and Lumi was about to expire, he smiled and instructed, There is no need to renew the contract with Yuhua Printing after it expires. Yes. Zin Ziolai didn't ask why, she just nodded. Okay, I'll let them know later. It's just a cooperative packaging factory. There are many printing factories like this, and they are queuing up to receive orders. It can be changed just by Su Yuan's decision. What bad luck. Lin Xiang was lying on the bed in the healthcare center, with 2 beautiful staff members massaging his feet from the left and right. He complained to the man next to him in a bad mood. I was about to get that woman, but that ignorant person jumped out to ruin my good thing. Boss Lin, isn't it nice to soak your feet here? Why do you think so much? It's just a woman. If you lose her, just find another target. The man next to him yawned lazily. But you don't know how amazing Zhu Zurui is. Besides, the studio she runs is really good. If I want to get involved in the beauty industry, directly acquiring her studio will definitely be twice the result with half the effort. The reason why Lin Xiang got to know Zhu Zurui was because he had noticed Zhu Zurui's studio in advance. Zhu Zurui is not only beautiful, but also very capable. Her small studio is now very famous in the industry, and many young stars specifically ask for people from her studio to do their makeup. He investigated Zhu Zurui's background. Very good, she came to the imperial capital from Shanghai to develop her career. Although she knows a lot of people, the friendships are not deep, and she does not have any strong backing. As long as he uses some tricks and acquires her studio, with her studio's current reputation and fame, he will be able to get in touch with the core of the beauty industry in one go. Then I can use his connections to take on some TV drama orders, and I will definitely make a fortune. Boss Lin, you are really amazing. After hearing what Lin Xiang said, the man next to him squinted his eyes and praised. If it were me, I wouldn't dare to get involved in an industry that I don't understand at all. In fact, I don't think you need to work so hard. Just eating the orders from green rice will be enough for you to live on for the rest of your life. In fact, the Yuhua Printing opened by Lin Xiang was just a small workshop with a small scale and few people. But a few years ago, when green rice had not yet developed, it was looking for a packaging and printing businessman to cooperate with. But because the price offered was too low, no one was willing to take the order, so he took it. As a result, Lumi became popular and its sales exploded in the past 2 years, so naturally he followed suit. Today, Yuhua Printing is also a T1 level company in the industry. Of course, although we have taken many other orders, the bulk of the revenue still comes from green rice. As long as Lumi doesn't go bankrupt, Yuhua Printing will never lose its job. As a person, of course, you have to move up. Although Yuhua Printing is now successful, the ceiling of this industry is there, and there is no future for further development. The requirements for technology are very high. The beauty industry is actually very easy to do. As Lin Xiang was speaking, the cell phone next to him suddenly rang. The name displayed above is Assistant Zin. When he saw the name, he immediately signaled his friend not to speak, and then he picked up the phone. Hello? It's Assistant Zin. If he remembered correctly, the contract between Green Rice and their company would expire in half a month. This call should be about telling him about the contract renewal. Yes, Mr. Lin. Zin Ziolai's tone was cold. I called to tell you that our company has recently found a design package that is more suitable for our company's style, so the cooperation with your company ends here. Wow, what? When Lin Xiang heard Zin Ziolai say this, the smile on his face suddenly froze. He thought he had misheard. Assistant Zin, do you mean? You want to terminate the contract with our company? No, it's just that the contract expired. Zin Ziolai finished speaking and said formally, I look forward to working with you next time, but the current style is indeed not suitable. What style is inappropriate? Isn't the design style the designer's problem? It can be changed at will. This is not a clever excuse. Now Lin Xiang depends on Yuhua printing for his livelihood. He certainly cannot lose such a big customer as Lumi. Otherwise, many customers who come to Lumi for its reputation will probably terminate the contract. Assistant Zin, let's not beat around the bush. Is it that our company did something wrong? Or is it that I did something wrong? If it's my personal fault, I can change it. Lin Xiang's hands were shaking slightly as he held the phone. Zin Ziolai was silent for a moment. Sorry, this is an internal company matter. I have no comment. No, Assistant Zin. We have known each other for such a long time, so we should have some friendship, right? Lin Xiang has always respected Zin Ziolai. Even if I have to die this time, let me die knowingly. Then let me ask you who you offended today. After Zin Ziolai finished speaking, she hung up without waiting for Lin Xiang to speak. Chapter 162, He is shameless, and I can't do anything about him. Who did you offend today? Did he offend anyone today? He didn't do anything today, just had lunch with Zhu Zurui, and then came here for a health check. No one else has seen him. After thinking carefully about what happened, Lin Xiang soon saw Su Yuan's face in his mind. Could it be him? But he knew a lot of people from Lu Mi, but he had never seen him before. But Zin Ziolai's words are definitely fine. He thought about it and couldn't figure it out, so he hurriedly pushed away the two people who were massaging his feet and stood up. I have something important to do, so I'm leaving first. What? This is... The moment she opened her eyes, Zhu Zurui felt a little confused. She had no strength in her body, which made her feel a little desperate. She looked at the ceiling above the hotel and didn't know how to react for a moment. No matter where this is, it's not her home. Could it be that she has already? Although he had been mentally prepared to experience such a thing, when this day really came, Zhu Zurui still felt extremely sad in his heart. She felt a little thirsty and sat up with a wry smile. But after she sat up, she realized something was wrong. Although her coat was taken off, her underwear was still on, and her outer clothes and bag were neatly placed at the head of the bed. The room is clean. This doesn't seem like something Lin Xiang would do. She tried hard to recall what happened before, and she seemed to vaguely remember Zhao Qingsu. Without caring about anything else, Zhu Zurui got up and drank a bottle of water before looking at his cell phone. It's already 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Her phone was full of unread messages. Most of them were sent by Lin Xiang. She was too lazy to read them and just skipped them. The others were some news from the studio, and the last message was from Zhao Qingsu. We're going out to eat. Send me a message when you wake up and I'll bring you food. When Zhu Zurui saw this message, for some reason, her eyes suddenly turned red. She hesitated for a long time before sending a message to Zhao Qingsu. Thank you. Zhao Qingsu packed 2 dishes and brought them back for Zhu Zurui. When she and Su Yuan came in, Zhu Zurui had already taken a shower, put on her clothes and put on makeup, and was ready to go. Thank you so much. Zhu Zurui looked at the food on the table and took a few bites, but she really had no appetite. She is really in a dilemma this time. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so desperate as to go have dinner with Lin Xiang. Yes, she was very popular among her friends. It seemed that she succeeded overnight with her intelligence and hard work, and developed a small studio with only 2 or 3 people into a large studio with more than 20 people and its own office. But only she herself knows how much effort she has put into this studio. When she first came here, she had no identity or background. She lived and ate in a rental house outside the 5th Ring Road, relying on her own courage. In order to have a chance to be a substitute, she stayed at the shooting location for several hours, and it was very likely that she would get nothing. Whenever she received a call, she would rush over no matter what she was doing. Not only did she have to work hard, but she also had to rack her brains to maintain relationships with those little stars and wealthy ladies. She doesn't care whether people call her a lackey or a bootlicker. When faced with insults, she just smiled as if she didn't care. but she cared about it to death. She works so hard, not only to make money so that her family can live a good life, but also to make others look up to her. Yes, she did. Although in the eyes of those little stars and ladies, she is still just a makeup artist. But in the eyes of her circle of friends and former family and friends, she now earns a lot of money, has a good life, has established herself in the big city, and has done what most people cannot do. All this is because her studio is now famous and can make money. But when Lin Xiang appeared, Zhu Zurui realized that she was just a rootless duckweed. With Lin Xiang's current power, if he really wanted to do something to her studio, she would be powerless to resist. The purchase price he offered was too low. She had no choice but to watch all her hard work being destroyed by Lin Xiang, but she was unwilling to sell it to him at such a low price. Therefore, when Lin Xiang asked her to drink with him, she did not refuse. She had already thought about it at that time. If Lin Xiang did anything to her, she would leave evidence. At worst, both sides would be destroyed. After hearing what happened, Zhao Qingsu clenched her fists in anger. Isn't this Lin Xiang too shameless? Put yourself in his shoes. If the studio that Zhao Qingsu has run for several years wanted to be acquired at a low price, she would probably not be able to resist doing something extreme. When you put in effort for a lot of things, it becomes hard work. How can you tolerate others wasting your hard work? He has no shame, and there is nothing I can do to him. Zhu Zurui smiled bitterly. But I figured it out the moment I woke up in bed just now. As long as I'm fine, the worst that can happen is I can start over again. Moreover, even if I'm acquired at a low price, I can still get some money. It's just a pity for the kids in my studio. 2 of them have just graduated, but they are very talented and have ideas. If they are trained well, they will definitely have a bright future. In the end, we have to compromise, she said, glancing out the window. It was exactly 6 o'clock in the evening, and the lights were coming on, making the city bright and dazzling. It's a pity that this city will have nothing to do with her anymore. It's just a small matter. Compared to Zhao Qingsu's anger, Su Yuan was very calm. Firstly, he didn't have much affection or feeling for any woman other than Zhao Qingsu. Secondly, solving this problem only required a word from him, and it had already been solved long ago. Hubby, how can such a big thing be called a small matter? Zhao Qingsu pushed Su Yuan's arm and said, just help Sister Zhu Rui. Is this your attitude towards asking you to help me? Su Yuan deliberately said, if there are no sufficient conditions, I won't help you. Husband tilde. Zhao Qingsu continued to hold Su Yuan's arm and rock him back and forth. Zhu Zurui, who was standing next to him, saw this scene and felt envious and sad. He quickly said to Zhao Qingsu, Qingsu, please don't make things difficult for your husband. This problem of mine cannot be solved by ordinary people. Although I know that Su Yuan is now rich by looking at Zhao Qingsu's circle of friends. He bought her a diamond ring and a luxury car. The clothes they were wearing were not cheap, but she didn't expect Su Yuan to be able to deal with Lin Xiang. After all, he is the actual person in charge of Yuhua Printing. Chapter 163. It's not me you need to apologize to. Don't worry, Sister Zhu Rui. My husband is very capable now. When Zhao Qingsu said this, her tone was filled with a little complacency and pride. Although she felt that Su Yuan's money had been increasing and he was becoming more and more powerful during this period, it was a world of difference compared to college, which made her a little confused. But Su Yuanren has not changed, and that is enough. As for why he became so powerful and why he became so rich, these were not even within her consideration, because she absolutely believed in Su Yuan. First of all, he would definitely not do anything illegal, and the money is all clean. Secondly, he truly loves her. Really? Zhu Zurui looked at Zhao Qingsu's pure and bright smile and curled the corners of his mouth somewhat reluctantly. Even though she's graduated for a year, she still looks a lot like she did in college. In fact, the reason why she was so eager to help her in college was not because she had so much free time, but mainly because when she saw her doing those thankless part-time jobs foolishly, she looked so much like her sister, so she couldn't help but help her. Counting the time, she has graduated for 3 years. Zhao Qingsu has also graduated for a year. I thought the little girl had matured a lot, but I didn't expect that her eyes were still the same as when she was in college. Either she is truly kind and pure and not tainted by filth, or she is well protected. Now it seems that she is the latter. This is her problem that Su Yuan really can't solve. She also didn't want to implicate Zhao Qingsu. Yes. Zhao Qingsu continued to shake Su Yuan's arm. Hubby, you wouldn't be so heartless, would you? I really can't do anything with you. Seeing her softly hugging his arm and shaking it back and forth, Su Yuan, who had been thinking about touching Cairo a little more, finally couldn't help it. Okay, my wife has asked, can I still refuse? I know that my husband is warm-hearted and kind, and he is the best person in the world. Seeing that he agreed, Zhao Qingsu also flattered him a little. Little flatterer. Patting Zhao Qingsu's head, Su Yuan raised the corners of his mouth slightly and said to Zhu Zurui nonchalantly, "Don't worry, this matter has been resolved. I guess Lin Xiang is very worried now and has no time to care about you." Zhu Zurui was stunned after hearing what Su Yuan said. She didn't quite understand what Su Yuan meant. Is Lin Xiang in a state of panic now? What is there for him to worry about? Su Yuan did not explain to her. As for Zhao Qingsu, she stayed beside Su Yuan and said to her with a smile, "My husband said that Lin Xiang is not free to come to see you, so Sister Zhu Rui, you must be fine." Isn't this explanation too hasty? Could you please tell her the specific process? Zhu Zurui looked at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, both of whom exuded a relaxed and sweet atmosphere. She was too embarrassed to ask more questions. After thanking them again and again, she transferred the hotel money to her and planned to leave. Zhao Qingsu tried to persuade her to stay but failed, so she planned to send her away. Zhu Zurui was just about to go downstairs with Zhao Qingsu when he heard his VX phone buzzing non-stop. She subconsciously took a look and saw that it was a message from Lin Xiang. "Where are you? I'm sorry, I apologize to you for what happened today. Ms. Zhu, please reply to my message. I'm really anxious now." Originally, she thought Lin Xiang was here to threaten her and didn't want to reply to Lin Xiang's message. But after she took a look at the message sent by Lin Xiang, she was stunned. Lin Xiang did not threaten or intimidate her as she had imagined. Instead, he apologized and made requests to her. Except for the first time they met, he never called her Miss Zhu again. How come he suddenly became so respectful to her, as if he had changed his personality? After thinking for a while, Zhu Zurui sent a location and told him his position. Anyway, this matter will have to be made clear sooner or later. Instead of letting him make a scene at the company, it is better to make it clear here. After receiving Zhu Zurui's location, Lin Xiang said sincerely and gratefully, "Ms. Zhu, I'm really sorry for what happened before. If you have anything to ask me, just come over and we can talk it out face to face. I just came here to apologize to you." Zhu Zurui looked at Lin Xiang's words and did not respond. The lobby on the first floor of the hotel is spacious and also has a VIP area with several rows of bookshelves and soft fabric sofas. Seeing that the environment here was pretty good, Zhu Zurui simply waited here. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu sat downstairs with her and chatted. About 20 minutes later, the glass door of the hotel was pushed open, and Lin Xiang walked in hurriedly with his assistant, staring at his bald head. He was holding a bunch of gifts in his hands. Seeing Zhu Zurui and the other two sitting on the sofa, he quickly walked up to them with his assistant and said, "I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for so long." After saying that, he bowed solemnly to Su Yuan, his tone carrying a bit of fear and cautious flattery. "I'm really sorry, Mr. Su. I didn't recognize you, and my attitude towards you today was too bad. I don't know you either. If I knew you, how could I dare to speak to you like that? Otherwise, how about this? I'll treat you to a meal and apologize to you, and you can give me some face." "No." Su Yuan was sitting on the sofa leisurely playing with his phone. He didn't even look at him and interrupted him directly. "It's not me you need to apologize to." Hey, I know." Lin Xiang wiped the sweat from his bald forehead and quickly said to Zhu Zurui with an apologetic smile, "Ms. Zhu, I'm really sorry for what happened before, but there may be a little misunderstanding between us. I actually wanted to do business with you, but you may have misunderstood my meaning." Lin Xiang nodded and bowed when he spoke, and his behavior was no different from that of a bootlicker. In fact, he was quite depressed. He had obviously found out beforehand that Zhu Zurui was helpless in the capital and had no backing, but who would have known that she actually knew the current chairman of Lumi? After Zin Ziolai called him today, he went back and thought about it over and over again, but still couldn't figure out who he had offended. In the end, he asked everyone he knew and mobilized all the connections he could, and finally he figured out who he had offended. He made a prompt decision and rushed over with a bunch of gifts. "You..." Looking at Lin Xiang's attitude in front of her, Zhu Zurui was very unbelievable, and she immediately looked towards Su Yuan. If I heard correctly, Lin Xiang called Su Yuan Mr. Su just now. Chapter 164, Don't bother her, let her wait. Mr. Su. Which company is Mr. Su from? Lin Xiang is the person in charge of Yuhua Printing. The person who can make him so fearful must be from a big company. But Su Yuan has only graduated for a year. How come he has become Mr. Su? Didn't my husband say that the matter has been resolved? Seeing Zhu Zurui's shocked and puzzled look, Zhao Qingsu smiled slightly and pushed Zhu Zurui's arm. "Sister Zurui, didn't Lin Xiang apologize to you? See if you will accept it." Zhu Zurui lowered her head and thought for a while. After a few seconds, she looked up. Her eyes had become very cold and disgusted. Don't keep saying that this is just a misunderstanding. You know what you are thinking in your heart. There is no need to make yourself sound so innocent. I will not forgive you for what you did, so leave. She won't give Lin Xiang any face. Although she usually disdains to take advantage of others' power, this time Lin Xiang forced her into this state. So she took advantage of Su Yuan's power and slapped Lin Xiang hard in the face. Ms. Zhu, I can explain all the things I did before. Can you please listen to me first? Lin Xiang is extremely anxious now. Because of this incident, his company is now on the verge of collapse. So even if Zhu Zurui treated him badly, he didn't care. Instead, he continued to smile and said, I know a few restaurants with good food. You probably haven't tried them yet, right? How about this? I'll treat you later. Can you all go out for dinner? I told you to leave regardless of what meal you're eating. Now Zhu Zurui feels sick when he sees Lin Xiang and wants to send him away quickly. Ms. Zhu, security kicked them out. Seeing that Lin Xiang was still insisting, Su Yuan called the hotel security. The hotel security directly carried Lin Xiang and his assistant out. Kingsu, brother Yuan, thank you so much for this, I thought. Unexpectedly, this matter could be solved so easily. Zhu Zurui felt like he was dreaming. He thanked Su Yuan and Zhao Kingsu excitedly and almost knelt down to them on the spot. She originally thought that all her hard work would be wasted, but unexpectedly she managed to survive. Okay, Sister Zhu Rui, stop saying thank you. Didn't you help me a lot when we were in school? Zhao Kingsu took her hand and smiled. Let's help each other. Zhu Zurui was very embarrassed. What I helped you with before was just a small favor. Then what I'm doing for you now is just a small favor for me. Zhao Kingsu tilted her head and hugged Su Yuan's arm. I can solve it by acting like a spoiled child to my husband. Kingsu, you are so lucky. Zhu Zurui was so envious of Zhao Kingsu. How come this little girl is so lucky? If only she could meet a man who could protect her from the wind and rain. However, she also knew that love mostly existed in books. Of course, it also existed in reality, but only a very small number of lucky people could encounter it. Obviously, Zhao Kingsu is one of the lucky ones. That's right, tilde. By the way, Sister Zhu Rui, I saw from my circle of friends that your studio is doing pretty well. I heard that many celebrities are customers of your studio. Can I go and have a look? From what you said, of course. Zhu Zurui smiled and said, you should know the address of my studio, right? You can visit any time if you want. Then, Sister Zhu Rui, will you receive me in person? Of course, tilde. The two talked intimately for a while. Seeing that it was getting late, Zhu Zurui said goodbye happily and made an appointment for Zhao Kingsu to visit her studio tomorrow afternoon. The next day, after having lunch, the two went straight to Zhu Zurui's studio. Zhu Zurui's studio is on the 12th floor of Bayu Building and is decorated in a very romantic style. When she arrived, Zhu Zurui was already there to greet her at the door. You guys are finally here, tilde. Maybe because she solved the bad things that happened yesterday, she slept well at night. Today, Zhu Zurui was wearing a professional suit with exquisite makeup and looked radiant. She smiled and took Su Yuan and Zhao Kingsu on a tour of the studio. The business of the studio is pretty good. At this time, there are quite a few people in the studio doing their skin care and makeup, and everyone is quite busy. Since they were already there, Zhu Zurui suggested that she personally give Zhao Kingsu a skin care treatment. Zhao Kingsu did not refuse. Sister Zhu Rui's cooking skills are so good, it's my blessing, tilde. Look at what you said. It's my blessing to be able to take care of your skin, right? You are the chairman's wife now. As they were talking, Zhu Zurui had already brought Zhao Kingsu to the special VIP skincare room. But just when she wanted Zhao Kingsu to lie down, she saw Zhu Zurui's assistant Zhao Zhao hurriedly walked in. Sister Zurui, Miss Zhang is here, waiting for you over there. Zhu Zurui didn't hesitate. Then ask her to wait for a while and tell her that I have an important guest to receive. This is not good. Zhao Zhao was a little hesitant. Zhang Yun was one of the highest-level guests in the studio and was usually received by Zhu Zurui personally. She was proud and had a bad temper and was not easy to serve. If she were asked to wait in line at this time, she would definitely cause trouble for the people below her. Seeing Zhao Zhao's embarrassed expression, Zhao Kingsu probably knew that this Miss Zhang was an important customer, so she said, Sister Zhu Rui, you go ahead and do your work. I'll play with my phone for a while. It won't be too late to come over and do my skin care when you're done. Anyway, I'm not in a hurry and I have plenty of time. Leave her alone, let her wait. Hey, Sister Zhu Rui, work is more important, tilde. Originally, Zhu Zurui wanted to do skin care for Zhao Kingsu first, but Zhao Kingsu directly pushed her out of the skin care room and asked her to go to work. Zhu Zurui had no choice but to compromise. Zhao Kingsu was bored, so she followed her out of curiosity to see who Miss Zhang was. However, when she saw the so-called Miss Zhang, she realized that she knew her. The Miss Zhang mentioned by the assistant is Zhang Yun, an actress who has recently become popular through variety shows. Zhao Qingsu has even watched her variety shows. In the variety show, her character is a cute tomboy, and she gets along well with the male guests in the variety show. Zhao Qingsu couldn't say she liked or hated her, but she was quite happy to see the stars she knew. Zhu Rui, why are you so slow today? Seeing that Zhu Zurui was slow to come out, Zhang Yun was obviously unhappy. Zhu Zurui looked at her with a smile. Oh, my sister Yuna, when I heard you were here, I dropped the guests I was handling and came out to greet you, but she wouldn't let me go. I said I wanted to go and greet Sister Yuna, so she let me come. Chapter 165, isn't this too shameless? That's more like it. Zhu Zurui lied with his eyes open to make Zhang Yun happy. She casually picked up a Tiffany bracelet and handed it to Zhu Zurui. Do you think I love you? I saw it when I was shopping yesterday and I thought it suited you, so I bought it for you. As expected, my sister Yuna is the most caring. Zhu Zurui pretended to be very surprised and put it on. I remember this style is very hard to buy. How did Sister Yuna buy it? What's so difficult about this? Zhang Yun sat down in front of the dressing table, looked at herself in the mirror and complained. I'm really annoyed by the recording of the show these days. I don't have time to take care of my skin. Look, isn't my skin condition getting worse and worse? After she finished speaking, she suddenly caught a glimpse of a very noble figure in the mirror. After seeing that figure, Zhu Zurui didn't even listen to her compliments. She just asked, Zurui, the newcomer in your studio is pretty good. Although there aren't many men working in beauty studios like this one, there are still quite a few. There are about 5 or 6 male makeup artists in this studio. Although their makeup skills are okay, Zhang Yun doesn't like those with greasy hair and powdered faces. But this newcomer is different. Although he is a makeup artist, he is not only tall and good-looking, but also very elegant, and most importantly, there is not a trace of makeup on him. Even more handsome than the male artists he usually comes into contact with. There haven't been any new people in our studio recently. Zhu Zurui was confused by Zhang Yun's sudden words. Zhang Yun was a little impatient and pointed in Su Yuan's direction. Isn't he? Oh, Sister Yuna, you misunderstood. He is not the makeup artist in our studio, but my friend's husband. Unexpectedly, Zhang Yun set his eyes on Su Yuan as soon as he arrived, which surprised Zhu Zurui as well. She was afraid that Zhang Yun would misunderstand, so she quickly explained, and then said with a smile, my friend and her husband have a very good relationship. Really? After taking a look at herself in the mirror, Zhang Yun took out lipstick from her bag and touched up her makeup, then said, I've never seen a friend of yours before. She doesn't live in the capital. She and her husband came to visit the capital this time, so we got in touch. Oh, I see. After completing the skincare, Zhu Zurui put on a natural makeup for Zhang Yun until she was satisfied. Zhang Yun looked at her innocent face in the mirror, turned to Zhu Zurui with satisfaction and said, your skills are getting better and better. You can't see any traces of makeup at all. I'm in a good mood today, so please treat everyone in the studio to afternoon tea tilde. This is not good. It's too much of an expense for you, Sister Yuna. What's the big deal? I've already ordered it. Small cakes and coffee from Baya is not bad, right? Baya is a very famous dessert shop nearby. They often launch new products that taste very good, but the prices are not cheap. It is very popular, and some people travel thousands of miles just to eat there. Zhang Yun wanted to treat everyone in the studio to afternoon tea, and Zhu Zurui, of course, had to give her face. So she notified everyone to take a break and have afternoon tea together. Since Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were also there, they also had a share. It was Zhao Qingsu's first time to eat dessert from this restaurant. She thought it tasted pretty good, so she picked one up from the table and handed it to Su Yuan. Honey, you try it too tilde. Although Su Yuan didn't like desserts very much, Zhao Qingsu asked him to try it, so he didn't refuse and took a bite. The one he ate was the molten dark chocolate, which had a rich and delicate flavor, and was indeed good. I love chocolate the most. Your little cake looks so delicious tilde. Su Yuan had just taken a bite, and before he had time to evaluate the taste, he saw someone walking over. He glanced at Zhang Yun, said nothing, and just nodded coldly. Zhang Yun didn't mind his indifference. Instead, he opened his innocent eyes and looked at Su Yuan pitifully. I remember I ordered a lot of molten dark chocolate flavors, but they were all eaten up. I didn't get to eat any. Can you let me have a taste of yours? When Su Yuan heard what Zhang Yun said, he was immediately filled with questions. It would be fine if she suddenly showed up and talked to him, but she also made such unreasonable demands. What kind of person is she? The people around also knew Zhang Yun. and seeing her deliberately talking to Su Yuan, they were filled with disdain and disgust. But who made her a big client of the studio? So they naturally didn't dare to speak, but just watched Zhang Yun perform quietly, feeling a little sympathetic to Zhao Qingsu. Ouch! Seeing that Su Yuan neither agreed nor refused, Zhang Yun took a bite of the molten dark chocolate cake in his hand. Then he puffed his cheeks and said with satisfaction, it tastes just as I imagined, so delicious. Isn't this too shameless? Looking at her appearance, people around her started cursing in their hearts. In variety shows, she often pretends to be a casual tomboy, taking the opportunity to drink from the same cup of drink with the male guests and use the same pair of chopsticks, etc., which has been criticized by many netizens. But she just kept making excuses. We are all friends, there is nothing wrong with this behavior, right? Don't you guys do this with your friends? Anyway, I don't have so many rules for girls here because it's too troublesome. When they saw her reply, they thought she was really shameless. But who knows, there are actually quite a few people who fall for her tricks. They observed that most of the people who fell for her trick were boys. The person in front of me won't eat it too. Then his wife is so pitiful. Suddenly, everyone began to feel sorry for Zhao Qingsu. Why are you the same as my Li Guo? To be honest, Su Yuan was stunned for a second by Zhang Yun's actions, but he reacted quickly. He threw the cake that Zhang Yun had gnawed into the trash can as if nothing had happened. He also took a tissue and wiped his hands carefully, as if there was something dirty on his hands. Although Su Yuan's actions seemed a bit insulting, Zhang Yun cared more about what he said. My Li Guo. Who is Li Guo? This name sounds very cute, tilde. Could it be some cute kid in his family? Curiously, Zhang Yun widened his carefully painted eyes, adjusted the angle, and looked up at Su Yuan. He asked in a cute voice, Who is Li Guo? Do you like to eat molten dark chocolate-flavored cakes like me? Su Yuan was disgusted by her pretending to be cute, and replied with all his impatience, Li Guo is my dog. Hearing this answer, Zhang Yun's smile froze on his face. Chapter 166, It's better not to happen next time. The people around couldn't help but snicker secretly. What kind of divine answer is this? Originally, they thought that Su Yuan would be tricked by Zhang Yun, but they didn't expect that he would be completely unmoved by such tricks. Zhao Qingsu, who was sitting next to Su Yuan, was originally a little angry at Zhang Yun's behavior, but after hearing Su Yuan's answer, she couldn't help but smile. Of course, it's more of a little pride. She said that her husband is not the kind of person who would mess around with other women easily tilde. The atmosphere around became very weird. Seeing Zhang Yun's face becoming darker and darker, Assistant Xiao Zhao hurried out to smooth things over and moved closer to Zhang Yun in a flattering manner. Sister Yuner, it's all my fault for not knowing better. I know your favorite flavor is molten dark chocolate, so I thought of saving 2 for you, but I got so busy that I forgot about it. Look at my poor memory. The assistant was very nervous when he said this. It is well known that Zhang Yun has a bad temper. After being embarrassed by her here today, she will definitely lose her temper. I just hope that Sister Zhu Rui, who went to get something for Zhang Yun, will come back soon. Only she can coax this little ancestor, Zhang Yun. Oh, so that's how it is. Seeing that you're so forgetful, I'll let you go this time, but there can't be a next time. This time, she did not pursue the matter, which embarrassed her so much. This surprised the makeup artists around. Zhu Zurui's assistant Xiao Zhao also felt as if he had been pardoned and quickly expressed his gratitude. Thank you, Sister Yuner, for being so magnanimous and forgiving me this time. Don't worry, it won't happen again. It's just a small matter. Look how scared you are. Zhang Yun finished his speech as if nothing had happened and asked everyone to continue having afternoon tea. Zhu Zurui, who had just gone to get the skincare products she had ordered, also came back. She breathed a sigh of relief when she saw everyone was having a great time and handed the skincare products in her hand to Zhang Yun. Sister Yuner, I made this set of skincare products especially for you at a private beauty salon. It is the most suitable for your skin. Remember to keep using it when you go back. I guarantee that your skin will be better than those of the 15 or 16-year-old girls tilde. Zhu Zurui finished speaking and chuckled. However, Sister Yuner, you have a good foundation. Even without skincare products, you are much better than ordinary people. To put it bluntly, these skincare products are just icing on the cake. You're the only one who can talk. Zhang Yun finally became happy after being praised by Zhu Zurui. Afterwards, everyone continued to have afternoon tea. Zhang Yun did not act up anymore, but just chatted with Su Yuan intentionally or unintentionally. Halfway through the meal, Su Yuan got up and went to the bathroom. Not long after he left, Zhang Yun also stood up and said he was going to the bathroom. After what happened just now, everyone understood Zhang Yun's behavior. It was impossible for someone like her to stay content. Although Zhu Zurui felt that the atmosphere was not right, she did not see what happened just now. However, her assistant Xiao Zhao had a good impression of Zhao Qingsu. She really couldn't stand Zhang Yun's behavior and whispered to her, "Miss Zhao, Zhang Yun must have bad intentions when she followed Mr. Su. Why don't you go over and take a look?" Although he disliked Zhang Yun, but there is a reason why she can stand out from all the beauties and get to where she is today. She is not popular with women because many of her tricks are well known to everyone. But she is popular with men. She is capable, scheming, and humble. And most importantly, she has a pitiful and innocent face, so men can be easily deceived by her. Basically, most men who have come into contact with her say that she is simple and unpretentious, has no scheming, and is very straightforward. The most terrifying thing about this kind of woman is that when she hooks up with a man, she may just want to hook up to satisfy her vanity, and she doesn't really mean to steal your man. So if you are full of anger and get angry with her, it will make you look petty. I feel very confident about my husband. But Xiao Zhao hesitated to speak. Zhu Zurui on the other side noticed the two people chatting, so he asked, "What are you two talking about?" "Nothing, just Mr. Su and Sister Yuner," Xiao Zhao explained. After hearing what happened just now, Zhu Zurui became a little angry, and his face suddenly darkened. As Zhang Yun was her important client, she always responded to her requests and tried her best to coax her. Normally, she would just put up with it when she did that. I didn't expect that this time they would target Su Yuan. Really restless. Thinking of this, Zhu Zurui was much more decisive than Xiao Zhao. She directly pulled Zhao Qingsu to stand up and said, "Qingsu, you don't have to feel embarrassed because she is my client. If she really hooks up with Su Yuan, the worst that can happen is that I will break up with her and stop doing business with her." "It's fine." Zhao Qingsu felt helpless seeing that everyone around her was more nervous than herself. However, Zhu Zurui insisted that everyone sit down, and he took Zhao Qingsu's hand and walked towards the bathroom. As soon as the two of them walked into the corridor, they saw Su Yuan and Zhang Yun standing at the door of the bathroom. Zhu Zurui originally wanted to rush forward, but was stopped by Zhao Qingsu. She mouthed, "See what they say." What a coincidence. I just happened to come to the bathroom to touch up my makeup tilde. There are dressing tables everywhere in the studio. Why do you have to come to the bathroom to touch up your makeup?" As soon as Su Yuan came out of the bathroom, he saw Zhang Yun, who also came out of the women's bathroom. He frowned slightly. Zhang Yun smiled and said, "Don't worry about such details. I came here to apologize to you." "It's like this. I'm sorry about what happened just now. I didn't realize your wife was next to me and accidentally made her unhappy. You don't mind, do you?" Zhang Yun still had a very innocent expression, but the look in her eyes was full of certainty. Her tricks on men always worked, and there was no way they would fail. As for the cake-eating behavior before, the reason why Su Yuan was so angry was definitely because his wife was next to him. Is there any cat in this world that doesn't steal fish? But in front of his wife, she naturally had to help him maintain the image of a good man. So after failing to hook up with him the first time, she changed her timing this time. She just couldn't believe that even if she lowered her posture so much this time, he still wouldn't fall into her trap. "You also know that you've upset my wife. Shouldn't you apologize to her? Why are you running over to apologize to me? Are you too young to even know who to apologize to?" Su Yuan's expression was cold. "Besides, I am particularly bothered by this kind of thing. It would be best if it doesn't happen again." Chapter 167. Can you buy it even if it's out of stock? After Su Yuan finished speaking, he ignored Zhang Yun and walked around him and left. Zhang Yun, who was left in the cold wind, was stunned. But soon she rolled her eyes and followed. But after walking down the corridor, she came to the hall, which was full of people, and she didn't have time to say anything. The look in everyone's eyes is a little ambiguous. She sat down as if nothing had happened and suddenly smiled at Zhao Qingsu. "Ms. Zhao, don't get me wrong, there's nothing going on between Mr. Su and me, don't think too much." After saying that, he gave Su Yuan an ambiguous look. "Even though you say it's nothing, doesn't this sentence mean that there is something between us?" People around her felt disgusted when they heard her say that. "But we all work here, so no matter how disgusting it is, we shouldn't say anything." Zhu Zurui sneered and was about to speak, but Su Yuan spoke before her. "What's wrong with you? What do you mean by that? Do you think my vision is that bad?" This ambiguous statement can easily be misunderstood. Su Yuan knew that Zhao Qingsu might not misunderstand him, but others might. He doesn't want his wife to suffer any injustice at all. Zhang Yun didn't expect that the person who spoke was not Zhao Qingsu but Su Yuan. She suddenly felt her face burning with pain and reluctantly explained, I didn't mean anything. Didn't we just happen to go to the bathroom and come back together? I was afraid that Miss Zhao would think too much, so I specially explained it. You really misunderstood me. After saying that, he blinked pitifully, looking like someone who had been wronged. Is it just a coincidence that you know it in your heart? Besides, there is no need to explain such things. Su Yuan subconsciously hugged Zhao Qingsu's waist and looked at her tenderly. My wife is so beautiful. Are you so bored that you want to be jealous of someone who is uglier than you? Long ugly. The three big characters were like three mountains pressing down on Zhang Yun's head, making her dumbfounded. She has been outstanding since she was a child. Ever since she discovered that she was beautiful, the methods she uses today have always worked for others and rarely fail. But today I failed 3 times in a row. The most important thing is that she was actually called ugly in front of her. How can she be ugly? Are you blind? Although he was madly refuting Su Yuan's words in his heart, when his eyes fell on Zhao Qingsu's face, Zhang Yun felt that what he said was not nonsense. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Although no one around her dared to laugh at her openly, the looks in their eyes were enough to tell it all. She now wishes she could find a gap to crawl into. What? I'm dying of laughter. It's so satisfying to see this green tea girl get humiliated. She's been acting so hypocritical every day, and now she's getting her comeuppance right. What kind of godly man is this? He actually has a pair of eyes that can identify green tea. In comparison, the eyes of those big pigs are like those of a blind masseur. Zhang Yun walked in a hurry, and her figure quickly disappeared at the door. After she left, the discussion in the studio suddenly became louder, and people began to laugh without hesitation. Of course, they were more envious of Zhao Qingsu. Why should we prevent fire, theft, and green tea? To put it bluntly, isn't it because men not only cannot distinguish green tea from other girls, but are also easily tricked by them? But you can't say they are stupid. It's mainly because men and women think differently. Zhang Yun's appearance is very deceptive and can arouse men's desire to protect her, so men are easily hooked. Many times when the wife or girlfriend is in conflict with the green tea girl, the husband or boyfriend always stands on the green tea girl's side. But Su Yuan was good. Not only did he not let Zhao Qingsu get into any trouble, he even made the green tea girl have no way out. Who wouldn't envy such a husband? Honey, your performance today was awesome tilde. Secretly tugging at the corner of Su Yuan's clothes, Zhao Qingsu narrowed her eyes and smiled. I'll give you a reward when I go back tonight. To be honest, although Zhao Qingsu also knew that Su Yuan would only love her and would reject other girls who were interested in him, but she didn't expect the rejection to be so beautiful. After all, I have never encountered such a situation before. My husband is really a treasure. I discover new things about him every day. Really, what reward? When he heard about the reward, Su Yuan immediately became excited. Is it a uniform or black stockings? Humph, if I don't tell you, you will know when the time comes. After keeping the question in suspense for a while, Zhao Qingsu turned to talk to Zhu Zurui. Although Su Yuan was anxious, now was not the time to talk about that matter, so he could only hold it in for the time being. But I thought very clearly in my heart, by then I will make sure not even a bone is left of the little girl. After briefly chatting about Zhang Yun, Zhu Zurui changed the subject. By the way, how long will you stay in the capital this time? It depends. It's impossible to come and leave in a hurry, so they plan to play for 2 more days. Zhu Zurui smiled and said, Okay, I have to accompany an important client to inspect the courtyard tomorrow, so I won't be free. How about I take you guys there the day after tomorrow? A courtyard? Zhao Qingsu was interested when she heard the word Sahayuan. Even though she didn't pay attention to these things normally, she knew that Sahayuan was expensive, so she asked, Aren't Sahayuans out of stock now? How can I buy one? The Sahayuan was previously used for living, but now it has become a kind of show-off item to show one's status. Basically, even if the rich spend a lot of money every year to hire someone to maintain the courtyard without living in it, they will not choose to sell the courtyard. After all, who among the big guys who can afford to buy a Sahayuan would be short of the hundreds of millions from selling it? Who says there's no demand for a house that's priced high? But half a month ago, a courtyard house on Dongsan Street was suddenly listed online with a starting price of 500 million yuan. One of my customers liked it and said she wanted to go to the courtyard house tomorrow to see it in person and asked me to go with her. When Zhu Zurui said this, her tone was full of envy. How can ordinary people afford this courtyard house? I was able to go in and take a look because of my guest. She is a wealthy lady from a big family and has a lot of money. Can you show me the set that's being auctioned? A courtyard house worth 500 million. Zhao Qingsu was also very curious about what the courtyard looked like. Seeing that she was interested, Zhu Zurui smiled, took out his mobile phone, went to the auction website, and showed her the auction picture. Look, this is the one. Although it is expensive, it has a long history and is beautifully built. Chapter 168, okay, that's a deal. The gate of the courtyard in the picture is painted red, with green bricks and gray tiles, and there is a small pond in the middle of the courtyard. In short, the layout is square, the flowers and trees are lush, and it is pleasing to the eye at first sight. But 500 million? Robbery. Zhao Qingsu shook her head and turned to complain to Su Yuan, but Su Yuan already understood what she meant with a smile. Honey, I understand. He opened his phone and went to the auction website. I'm going to buy the courtyard house right now. Zhao Qingsu knew that he was not joking and could really do such a thing, so she quickly held down his hand and said, Hey, don't mess around. The things he bought before were pretty reliable. A large flat, a car, and other things are basic needs. But why buy a courtyard house? Although this yard looks nice, it is not cost-effective. This. Zhu Zurui next to him was confused. Su Yuan looked like he was going to buy a courtyard house. She was a little overwhelmed to react for a moment. Although I thought Su Yuan should be very capable when he was operating Yuhua Printing before. But now, he actually wants to buy a courtyard house. That's a matter of several hundred million. Is it too exaggerated? Don't mess around, just buy one set. I definitely won't buy more than one. After visiting the website, he saw the auction of the courtyard house on the homepage. He clicked on the link directly and quickly paid a deposit of 50 million yuan. The starting price of this courtyard house was 500 million yuan, and now it has risen to 650 million yuan. Su Yuan raised the price of the yard by another 10 million without hesitation. It's just over 600 million, shouldn't it be easy to buy it? However, this can be said to be the time he spent the most money. Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 660 million yuan to his wife Zhao Qinghua. Received a tenfold rebate of 6.6 billion yuan, which has been deposited into your account balance. Please check it carefully. Ding! Congratulations to the host for donating 660 million yuan to his wife Zhao Qinghua, triggering the lucky rebate god-level antique appreciation ability. Please check it. A rebate of 6.6 billion in one go sounds really cool. Su Yuan slightly raised the corners of his lips, and this time he also triggered the lucky rebate, but this lucky rebate is a bit useless. Antique appreciation. He doesn't buy antiques, nor does he do antique business, so what is he doing here? But it's always good to have more skills. I guess they will come in handy in the future. Thinking about it this way, I feel it's not a loss. Is it filmed right now? Zhu Zurui, who was standing next to him, watched this scene. Although he had been mentally prepared and foreshadowed, he still found it incredible. After all, that was a courtyard house that was sold for 660 million yuan. She felt that it would be great if she could go and take a look at this kind of private courtyard house with others, and she didn't even dare to imagine buying it. But Su Yuan took the photo without blinking. I've bought it, but the bidding deadline is tomorrow, so I think it will be snapped up. I have to keep an eye on it. Su Yuan looked at the phone screen. What's on my mind is something totally irrelevant. The bidding has not yet closed, but the system has already given him the money. What will happen if his price is topped by someone else and he doesn't continue bidding? Will the system take the money back? Su Yuan originally thought about whether to fix the system bug, but on second thought, forget it. He already had enough money anyway. Not to mention the company, he already had tens of billions in cash in his account. He couldn't spend all of this money at the moment, so there was no point in fixing the bug. As a person, don't be too greedy. Hubby, you bought us this courtyard house, but we can't live in it, so what's the point of buying it? Wouldn't it be good to give it to our children as a dowry or gift in the future? Su Yuan had already thought of the purpose of it. This will also make our children look good, although there is no plan for having a child yet. As soon as Su Yuan mentioned the child, Zhao Qingsu immediately relaxed and even started to fantasize about it. Hubby, you are so thoughtful. That's it. The two stayed in Zhu Zurui's studio for an afternoon and had dinner together in the evening. While eating, Zhao Qingsu also did a routine live broadcast. But just as she finished her live broadcast, Jing Tian sent her a message. Qingsu, are you in the capital now? Yes. Hey, I'm also filming in the capital. You ate so many delicious foods without even thinking about me. I don't care. You guys have to come visit the set tomorrow, otherwise I will be unhappy. Ever since she left the Magic City, she could no longer eat the apples from Su Yuan's orchard to lose weight, so she went back to her previous light diet. She felt like a fool after eating those apples every day, and she felt like she had turned into an alpaca. I opened my phone just in time for a break in filming and wanted to relax, but I unexpectedly saw Zhao Qingsu posting pictures of delicious food everywhere. I was so jealous of her, okay? She now wishes she could dig out those delicacies from the screen and take a bite. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, Su Yuan's schedule for tomorrow is to go see Yan Yan. He originally wanted to take Yan Yan to the amusement park and visit Jingshan at the same time. Okay, it's settled then. Jing Tian was very satisfied to hear Zhao Qingsu agreed and reminded her again. By the way, remember to bring some delicious food when you come. Otherwise, I won't let you in. Okay. When Zhao Qingsu was chatting with Jing Tian, Zhu Zurui beside her glanced at them casually. This glance made her stunned. This Jing Tian. Is it the big star Jing Tian? Yeah, that's right. Although Zhu Zurui's studio is relatively well known in the industry, it is ultimately just a small personal studio. Her biggest clients are a few wealthy young stars and wealthy ladies. However, she hasn't had the chance to meet a big star like Jing Tian yet. The main reason is that people of Jing Tian's status usually have their own private makeup artists and stylists, who are all big names in the industry, and she simply can't get such a good job. I'm really envious. Zhu Zurui looked at Zhao Qingsu with more and more envy and admiration. Originally, she thought that she was doing well among alumni, but compared with Zhao Qingsu, she was nothing. Why are you envious of me, Sister Zurui? If I have to envy you, I envy you. I wish I had your strong working ability. Zhao Qingsu chuckled, hugged Su Yuan's arm and glanced at him. Everything I have now is given to me by my husband. If you want to be envious, then envy me for finding a good husband. Yes, yes, our Qingsu has a good eye, and picked out the best of the best right away. Zhu Zurui sighed. As for my husband, he is probably either blind or lame, and he hasn't come to me yet. Chapter 169, Oh, Pretty Auntie. At noon the next day, Su Yuan set out from the hotel and drove the Rolls-Royce Phantom that his assistant had just delivered to him to Li Hao's residence. To be honest, Su Yuan was having trouble coming to terms with the fact that Li Hao, who used to be such a playboy, was now a stay-at-home dad. He was even more surprised when he saw Li Hao. Compared to his previous showy self who wore all kinds of trendy brands, Li Hao now has his hair combed meticulously and wears a suit that is particularly tight. He was so nervous that he thought he had recognized the wrong person. Are you possessed by a ghost? Looking at Li Hao holding Yan Yan, Su Yuan hesitated for a moment and couldn't help but ask this question. Go away, how could you be possessed by a ghost? The Sea King also comes ashore sometimes, okay? What happened in the past is in the past, and don't call me Li Hao from now on, call me Yan Yan Dad. Li Hao said this and kissed Yan Yan on her smooth face. Zhao Qingsu looked at Yan Yan. Well, not bad. She was wearing a British-style skirt and a pair of red leather shoes. Her eyes were bright and her face was rosy. It was obvious that she was well taken care of. Her biggest worry before was that Li Hao wouldn't be able to take good care of Yan Yan. Aren't there often short videos on the internet? As long as the child is alive, it's fine. She was really afraid that Yan Yan had reached that point. But now that she saw Yan Yan in person, she felt relieved. Taking Yan Yan from Li Hao's arms, Zhao Qingsu couldn't help but praise Li Hao. I didn't expect you to be so responsible when you should be. That is... Li Hao raised his eyebrows with a bit of pride and posed. Did you see the suit I'm wearing? This is not a suit, this is my battle robe. Well, I have to go to class today and take care of company matters, so I can't go out with you guys. I'll leave Yan Yan in your care. Dad is so handsome. Facing Li Hao's show-off, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu remained silent, but Yan Yan clapped her hands in support. Su Yuan smiled and teased Yan Yan. He is handsome, but you have to remember when you grow up and find a boyfriend, you must not look for someone like your father. Yan Yan nodded seriously. Well, Yan Yan remembers it, then I will find a godfather like this. Yan Yan has a good eye. After picking up Yan Yan, they went to the cake shop to order afternoon tea, and then Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan drove to the place where Jingshan was filming. To be honest, the place where she filmed was quite remote, in the suburbs of the imperial capital, and there was almost no one living around it. The sun is quite strong today, and it is especially hot at noon. Zhao Qingsu complained to Jing Tian on the way. Jing Tian laughed. Don't worry, we have air conditioning here. You've arrived right, I'll come pick you up. As soon as the car arrived at the gate of the filming base, they saw Jing Tian standing at the gate with an umbrella waiting for them. However, she wore a red chest-length skirt and a pearl hairpin with a phoenix crown on her head, and it was obvious that she was filming a costume drama. Yan Yan liked her look very much and shouted from a distance, "Beautiful sister." Su Yuan tapped her nose in a reproachful manner. What sister? That's aunt. Humph, the little guy calls his wife godmother and calls others sister. Isn't this calling his wife old? Oh, pretty auntie. That's right. After taking Yan Yan out of the car and asking the security guard at the door to park the car in the parking lot, Jing Tian excitedly led the two of them inside. You came at the right time. I just took a break. Did you bring any delicious food? That's for sure. Zhao Qingsu patted the insulated box in her hand and said, It's right in here. Great, what's delicious? Jing Tian was so excited that his eyes began to light up. I won't tell you. Go in and see for yourself. Okay then, who is this little guy? Isn't he so cute? Turning around, Jing Tian saw Yan Yan. She immediately fell in love with this little guy with big eyes. So cute. This is my goddaughter. After introducing Yan Yan, the few of them walked into the filming base, and Jing Tian also introduced the situation of the filming base to them. This drama is a big production, and the investors have invested a lot, so the scenes here are all newly built and strive to be exquisite and gorgeous. It's true that a lot of effort was put into the set design of this drama. Zhao Qingsu also thought it was pretty good. Tianchen, it looks like your new drama is going to be a hit again, tilde tilde. No, it depends on God's will. Jing Tian said a few humble words and was about to take Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan to her own resting place, but she saw her assistant running over and said to Jing Tian angrily, Tian Tian, that Zhang is too much. She insisted that your rest room is better and wanted to switch with you. Now she is already staying in your rest room. Although the conditions at the shooting base are not very good, there is still a place for the staff to rest. For example, the leading actors such as Jing Tian are also equipped with special makeup artists and lounges. Actually, the lounge is not that luxurious. It is just a small separate room with a single bed and a sofa. Originally, Jing Tian was planning to take Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu to her own lounge, but she didn't expect that at this critical moment, Zhang Yun actually ran over and snatched her lounge. It would be fine if it happened normally, but what Zhang Yun did today made her embarrassed in front of Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, didn't she? She frowned and said to her assistant, Tell her to go back to her lounge. Although Jing Tian seems easy to talk to, he is not someone who is easy to bully. Facing Zhang Yun, she didn't show any politeness. Don't think you're great just because you have a financial sponsor, as if everyone has a backer. But the assistant was a little hesitant. Tianchen, this is not a good idea, right? Because of your previous conflict, everyone thinks you are mean and harsh. If you do this now, everyone will think you are going too far. What others think is their business. Just do what I say. Yes. Watching the assistant leave, Jing Tian's brows were still furrowed. Zhao Qingsu asked, Tianchen, what's wrong? Nothing, just an annoying guy. Come on, I'll take you to my lounge. I want to see what delicious food you brought for me, tilde tilde. Since Jing Tian was unwilling to say, Zhao Qingsu did not continue to ask. However, just as she walked to the door of Jingshan's lounge, Zhao Qingsu actually saw a familiar figure. Isn't that Zhang Yun, whom I just met in Zhu Zurui's studio yesterday? I didn't expect that she was also in this crew. What a narrow road for enemies to cross. Why are you still here? Before Zhao Qingsu could finish her sigh, Jing Tian, who was originally happy beside her, suddenly frowned and walked over there. Chapter 170, Is This Woman Sick? Tianchen, you're back, tilde tilde. Facing Jing Tian's aggressive attitude, Zhang Yun looked very innocent. She looked at Jing Tian pitifully. Tian Tian, my lounge is too noisy and I'm a light sleeper. Your side is quieter, so I wanted to switch lounges with you. I thought you were such a nice person, you would definitely switch with me, but your assistant was really too much, telling me to get lost. I just told you to get out. Maybe other people are very impressed by Zhang Yun's approach. When they are labeled as a good person, they will definitely feel embarrassed to refuse. But Jing Tian was a straightforward person, so she confronted him directly. Tianchen, please don't be so fierce. Zhang Yun looked even more pitiful after being scolded. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he looked like he was about to cry. If Jing Tian said something harsh again, she would probably really start crying. But she had just pretended to be pitiful for a while when she saw Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu appear not far away. When Zhang Yun thought of the embarrassing incident yesterday, his expression suddenly changed. She bit her lips and didn't continue to argue with Jing Tian. I'm sorry, Tian Tian. I didn't expect you to be unwilling to change with me. After saying that, he covered his face and ran away. Jing Tian, who thought she was going to get entangled with him, was also a little surprised. Why did Zhang Yun leave? Aren't you usually very noisy? Tianchen, why is she here too? When Zhao Qingsu saw Zhang Yun, she was also very surprised, so she asked a question. Jing Tian invited Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan into her office while curling her lips and saying, She is the second female lead of this drama. Originally, this role was not hers, but I don't know how she got in touch with the biggest investor of this drama, and then she was parachuted in. There have been many cases of actresses parachuted into the crew, so Jing Tian didn't take this matter seriously. She happily opened the thermos that Zhao Qingsu brought her face full of surprise. Wow, beef tendon, I like it. If you like it, eat more tilde tilde. She ordered small cakes and milk tea for Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu from the crew, but she knew that Jing Tian didn't like sweet food and only liked meat. It just so happened that the presidential suite she rented had a kitchen with all the necessary kitchen utensils. So she asked the hotel waiter to buy beef tendon and white radish for her, and made her a dish of beef tendon stewed with white radish. Beef tendon and white radish are both low in calories, and Zhao Qingsu deliberately used less oil, so this dish is delicious and healthy. Jing Tian was so happy. "Qingsu, you are simply my love, Wu. You are much better than that big pig's hoof in my house." As she spoke, she stuffed a large piece of beef tendon into her mouth. The beef tendon is stewed until it is soft and tasty. The collagen is released slowly after each bite, making it super satisfying. Speaking of Zhang Qi, Jing Tian couldn't help but complain. "I'm so pissed off. My big pig's hoof is just like a dog. Don't you know that he came to visit the studio a few days ago?" Zhang Yun just talked to him about the game, and he ran over to chat with Zhang Yun. He even came back to tell me that Zhang Yun is very good at playing games and I can ask her for advice later. I asked him for advice. What the hell, I really want to smash his head on the spot. However, although Jing Tian felt uncomfortable, he did not turn his face away from Zhang Qi on the spot. She knew that if she was really angry with Zhang Qi, wouldn't she fall into the trap of the green tea girl? But once this incident came out, she began to hate Zhang Yun particularly. "Isn't she too much?" Zhao Qingsu didn't know what to say to Zhang Yun. Is this guy lacking love? Why is he looking for a sense of existence everywhere? It's excessive, but it's just a shady trick. Jing Tian's cheeks were bulging from eating, and he didn't forget to remind Zhao Qingsu. "Come on, keep an eye on Brother Yuan. Don't let him get seduced by a green tea girl." Zhao Qingsu is not worried about this. Yan Yan, who was held in her arms, looked up curiously and asked, "Godmother, what is a green tea girl?" "The green tea girl is..." Zhao Qingsu paused. It was really hard to explain. "A green tea girl is a girl who cries a lot. Don't learn from her." Su Yuan smiled slightly and continued. Yan Yan nodded, not quite understanding. Yan Yan got it. There is a break at noon. Jing Tian did not take a 2-hour lunch break. Instead, he accompanied the two of them in the lounge and played games for the whole afternoon. But in the afternoon, she had to go to film. Originally, she meant to send Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu away. But Zhao Qingsu had never seen the filming of a costume drama and was very curious, so she wanted to stay and watch. Of course, Jing Tian welcomed them, so she went to say hello to the director and staff and asked them to stay and watch. But when she went to tell the director looked at her with eyes that seemed to be hesitant to speak. Tianchen, don't always bully Zhang Yun in the future. Although she is a newcomer, she has worked very hard." Jing Tian originally wanted to ask the director what happened, but seeing the makeup artist urging her, she went to put on makeup first. Jing Tian learned from the makeup artist that after all the hard work Zhang Yun did today, she cried for the entire afternoon. Seeing her crying so sadly, everyone asked her what was wrong, but she didn't say anything. Later, a staff member said that she became like that after she returned from Jing Tian's place, and everyone thought that she was bullied by Jing Tian. There are actually quite a few cases of bullying on the set. After all, where there are women, there are wars, and there are many open and covert struggles, which can be said to be fought without bloodshed. But Zhang Yun cried so sadly that everyone felt that she had been greatly wronged. After listening to the makeup artist's story, Zhao Qingsu became increasingly angry and wanted to find her to sort things out. But Jing Tian held her back and said, "Forget it, filming is more important. Don't delay the filming for such a small matter." Since Jing Tian said so, Zhao Qingsu had no choice but to give up. But all her good mood for the day was gone. "But since I have decided to stay, I still have to watch the filming." Coincidentally, the next scene is the rivalry between Jing Tian and Zhang Yun. As the heroine, Jing Tian was captured by the second female lead, Zhang Yun, who was a princess of the enemy country. The second female lead, played by Zhang Yun, and Jing Tian both like the male lead. So after Jing Tian falls into the arms of the second female lead, of course she won't get any benefits. The biggest conflict in this scene is that the second female lead hits the female lead. Originally, everyone knew that this kind of fighting scene was fake, but when the loud slapping sound was heard, everyone was stunned. Is this kind of woman sick? Even though Yan Yan was next to her, Zhao Qingsu couldn't help but curse. "Wife, don't be angry." Su Yuan bent down to help her tidy up the hair around her ears, then took out his cell phone and sent a message to Xin Ziulai. Chapter 171, She's Lucky. "I'm sorry, Tianchen, you won't blame me, right?" After being slapped, even though Jing Tian was extremely confused, out of her professional ethics, she finally finished the scene without saying a word, as if nothing had happened. It wasn't until the director called for cut that she relaxed. The assistant came over to help her fix her clothes, and touch up her makeup. Zhang Yun on the other side came over and apologized hypocritically. Jing Tian didn't even bother to look at her. Tianchen, please don't be angry with me, okay? I didn't mean it. You know I'm not a professional actor. I know nothing about acting. I'm just a rookie, but I've tried very hard to learn how to act well. I'm really not good at pretending to slap someone. I already used less force just now. She explained a lot of things pitifully, and seeing that Jing Tian still ignored her, she put her face in front of Jing Tian and said, Tian, how about this? If you are unhappy about what happened just now, you can slap me. How about that? Tianchen, don't be so harsh on newcomers. At first, everyone thought that Zhang Yun had gone too far. This kind of fighting scene was actually real. But it seems that she really acted well in this scene, and she did it in one take. Now she came over to apologize to Jing Tian sincerely and stood on her side to speak for her. Jing Tian covered her cheek, which was almost swollen from being beaten, looked at Zhang Yun's pitiful appearance and the faces of the people around her trying to persuade her. And for a moment, she was so angry that she didn't know what to say. Zhang Yun continued to look at her pitifully. Tianchen, I was really wrong. Can you teach me how to fake a fight next time? She has been so humbly seeking advice. If Jing Tian refuses at this time, she will probably be scolded. If you can't act, don't act. Just when Jing Tian was in trouble, Su Yuan's low voice rang out. As soon as he heard Su Yuan's voice, Zhang Yun's face suddenly became somewhat ugly. She turned around and looked at Su Yuan with a guilty look, then quickly lowered her eyes. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Of course it's your fault. What are you doing now? You're working. Do you think this is a classroom for your 9-year compulsory education? You need others to teach you everything. Su Yuan said this bluntly. The next second, Zhang Yun cried pitifully. Her tears fell like beads from a broken string. Many male staff members present felt a little uncomfortable, but Su Yuan sneered. You cry all the time. What do you think is a faucet on your eyes? You twist it and squeeze the water out of your brain. Zhang Yun was so ashamed by Su Yuan's retort that he ran away crying, covering his face. Su Yuan's face was indifferent as if nothing had happened, and he left with Jing Tian and Zhao Qingsu. It is said that Zhang Yun cried so hard in the afternoon that he was unable to film normally. This was something that several people had expected, and they were not surprised after hearing about it. Jing Tian applied ice to her face, and she felt refreshed when she thought of what Su Yuan said today. Brother Yuan, your mouth is like a blessing. The green tea girl you scolded was speechless. If my big pig's hoof was half as good as you, I would be so happy. That's nothing. Let me tell you, when we met her yesterday, my husband said something even worse about her. Ah, you met her yesterday. You do not say. I told Jingshan about what happened yesterday, and after listening to me, Jingshan exclaimed that it was very exciting. But she soon became frustrated again. This green tea has some background, but unfortunately I can't just make her disappear. I can only say a few words to her to make her feel better. I don't think she will dare to go out tomorrow. Su Yuan smiled slightly. Jing Tian felt that there was something behind his words, so she asked curiously, what's going on? Let's go watch the news tomorrow. Don't keep us in suspense, Brother Yuan. Jing Tian asked for a long time, but Su Yuan didn't tell her, so she had to give up in the end. After this incident, we couldn't continue filming for a while, so we all had the afternoon off. It just so happened that Yanyan wanted to go to the amusement park, so the three of them took Yanyan to the amusement park together. She's lucky. After returning home, Zhang Yun quickly applied ice packs to his swollen eyes, fearing that his eyes would get swollen. At the same time, she was also annoyed about what happened today. She didn't know what kind of person Su Yuan was. He always made her look bad. Not only that, but he also ruined her good thing this time. At first, she had planned to provoke Jing Tian today, and then record a video of her scolding her and post it online. However, Su Yuan showed up halfway and ruined everything she had done, and everything she did today became useless. Su Yuan, right? I don't believe I can't cure you. Isn't it just a man? Zhang Yun was confident that there was no man she could not get, so she dressed herself up. After making sure that there was no problem, she turned on her phone and planned to ask Zhu Zurui for Su Yuan's contact information. Zhang Yun, what's going on? However, as soon as she got the phone, and before she had time to contact Zhu Zurui, she saw a series of questions from her agent. She glanced at it lazily, and it was nothing more than the negative information about her past deeds that were exposed online. She was born in a rural family. In order to let her study better, her parents sent her to live with her uncle in the city. The reason why she can live the life she has now is that she found one man after another as a stepping stone. So naturally, she had a lot of negative information in the past. But she was used to being scolded and didn't care. I see, can't you just find some trolls to whitewash me? She was very good at handling the negative news that appeared on the internet. She even felt that the negative news was actually a benefit to her. Because there was a lot of negative news, her exposure rate was also high, which was one of the reasons why she became popular. Whitewash? Do you think this matter can be solved by whitewashing? We have so many online trolls. The worst that can happen is we can just control the comments. Comment control bullshit. Seeing her nonchalant look, the agent couldn't help but start swearing. All our troll accounts were suddenly blocked an hour ago. Where can I find so many trolls for you now? After hearing what his agent said, Zhang Yun felt something was wrong. Why was our account blocked? You ask me, who should I ask? Don't worry about it. Many companies have called to ask you what's going on. I'm dealing with them for you now. You get ready. We'll hold a press conference when the time comes. Chapter 172, I don't need your apology. When she heard that a press conference was going to be held, Zhang Yun realized that this matter was not simple. She quickly climbed to the hot search list and saw that her matter was on 3 hot searches. In the past, the hot search press releases she bought were basically about how Zhang Yunking's pure and natural face was more beautiful than so-and-so, and she had never bought any negative material about herself. This kind of negative material will basically be deleted if possible. Even if it cannot be deleted, you can still find your own internet trolls to control the comments. The comments below are mixed, but this time, the hot search list was full of negative news about her, and each title is more explosive than the last. She clicked on it and took a look. Most of the articles were factual, not exaggerated, and accompanied by many pictures, making it impossible not to believe them. Oh my God, I just didn't like her before. I thought she was too contrived and fake. I didn't expect she had done so many disgusting things in the past. I never expected this. Isn't this too shocking? How can there be such a woman in the world? Is such a woman worthy of being a star? She didn't have a very good reputation among the public before, and most people who watched her variety shows hated her very much. Even if she was popular, she was only criticized by the public. But looking at the comments below, she was basically scolded, and there was no friendly comment at all. She panicked this time. Originally, she had a financial backer and her own team. Under normal circumstances, such a thing would never happen. After all, they also had cooperation with the company on the hot search list, and they usually bought hot searches and deleted comments. Generally speaking, they would not go against money. But it is obvious that this time, even if we want to spend money, it is impossible, because the people in the company don't buy it. Under such circumstances, the other company suddenly stopped buying into the idea. The possible reason is that the other company is stronger than them. But who did she offend these 2 days? Although she had offended many people, there were only a few people she shouldn't have offended. The only person she couldn't afford to offend was Jing Tian, who was said to have a strong background. Although I felt a little scared in my heart, I couldn't apologize. Can't we hold a press conference to clarify? As long as a press conference is held, and she plays the victim at the press conference, the matter will most likely be over. After thinking about this, Zhang Yun felt a little relieved. Because the situation was urgent, there was no delay. A press conference was held the next day. Zhang Yun also played her pitiful acting skills to the extreme. I really don't know what I did wrong. I'm just an ordinary girl from the countryside. Maybe for my current life, I did do some shady things, but that was just to escape from life. I don't understand why the current society can be so hostile to a girl. I don't know who I offended, but I hope you can let me go. I really can't afford to offend anyone. She cried pitifully, with tears in her eyes. Basically, it's the kind of thing that makes men cry out of heartache after watching it. Tianchen, did you do this? Zhang Qi saw the press conference and called Jing Tian directly. Jing Tian was furious about the reason why he called. Really, because of that Zhang Yun's mischief, the shooting progress of her new drama was delayed a lot. But this big pig's hoof not only didn't care about her affairs when he called her, but the first thing he asked was about that green tea. Do you think I did this? Jing Tian sneered. Do I have to cry to prove my innocence? I didn't mean that. Zhang Qi paused for a moment and said, I'm just asking casually, don't take it seriously. Bang! Jing Tian hung up the phone directly and then sent a message to Zhao Qingsu. Zuer, don't show mercy to my men, beat that green tea to death. Haha, what happened again? Seeing Jing Tian's angry tone, Zhao Qingsu knew that things were not simple. Humph, nothing much, I just don't like her. Receive. Zhao Qingsu smiled slightly. The big melon behind has been arranged tilde. Yeah, wait and eat melon. What? The next day, as expected, the first and second places on the hot searches were both occupied by Zhang Yun. The second is the video of Zhang Yun crying with tears in her eyes. The first one is a crazy video of Zhang Yun playing with alcohol in a nightclub. She takes the pure route, but she plays wildly and fiercely in the nightclub. Although the video of her standing among a group of men dancing has been blurred, her white skin still makes the mosaic glow white. It's obvious that she's not wearing anything. Two videos appeared at the same time, one of a pitiful little white flower and the other of a wild little fairy. The impact of this video is quite huge. Basically, people who hate her feel that these two videos are real hammer shots, and the straight men who were deceived by her pure appearance in the past also kept silent after watching the nightclub video. Even the officials have spoken out. Zhang Yun was the most popular person at that time. Ha 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 ha, my acting is pretty good, right? Those idiots. Zhang Yun, who was still feeling complacent about his performance at the press conference an hour ago, burst into tears the next hour. She looked for ways everywhere and made phone calls one by one. But what scares her is that, as soon as her former financial backers saw the official statements, they all said they were busy and were abroad and had no time to care about domestic affairs. And her company leaves her to fend for herself. She had no choice but to call Jing Tian crying. After thinking about it, she realized that the only person who could really take action to discipline her was Jing Tian. Jing Tian sneered when he received the call. Now you know not to pretend. Tianchen, I really know I was wrong. Can you please give me a way out? I promise that I will never snatch anything from you again. I really know I was wrong now. Zhang Yun was crying breathlessly on the phone, but Jing Tian was not soft-hearted at all. She taunted, "Yo, don't apologize to me here. I don't want you to apologize to me in person and scold me behind my back." Tianchen, I didn't. You know whether you have it or not. Tianchen, please let me go this time. You have such a powerful force behind you, I certainly can't do anything to you. The one you really offended is my little sister. I have to say, after being disgusted by Zhang Yun for so long, Jing Tian felt pretty good hearing Zhang Yun begging. But she wasn't interested in listening to Zhang Yun anymore. You don't need to contact my little sister. She doesn't need your apology. Chapter 173, 999 Critical Hit. Jingshen's younger sister, the faces of Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan, immediately appeared in Zhang Yun's mind. She thought about it and came to no avail, so she could only ask someone for Zhao Qingsu's contact information by all means, and then added her. It's just that her account used her own profile picture, and Zhao Qingsu knew it was her as soon as she saw the avatar, so she rejected her friend request without any hesitation. Well, now Zhao Qingsu is already at the gate of the courtyard. This courtyard house actually doesn't cover a large area, only a few hundred square meters, which is slightly larger than the large flat she bought. However, it is located on the street next to Zicheng, and the adjacent buildings are all rich in history and culture. It is said that the set that Su Yuan bought for her was originally owned by a very famous modern architect who made outstanding contributions to Chinese architects, and its subsequent owners were also quite famous. Because the owner is of outstanding status, the yard is well preserved. The red paint on the gate is newly painted, with good quality and looks new over time. Led by the staff, several people walked into the yard. The yard is square in layout and actually empty. With the decline of the previous owner, all the things that needed to be moved out of the yard have been moved out, making it look a bit desolate. Only the pond in the yard still has some vitality. Willow branches hang down to the water surface, creating shimmering waves, and a few red koi are swimming happily in the water. Standing in the middle of the yard, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu both felt a little emotional. This place really gives people a feeling of being in another world. After all, with the development of the economy, even in rural areas, there are no old houses to be seen. High-rise buildings are springing up. Even though there is no shortage of antique buildings, the modern technology used in those buildings makes them look a little impetuous. However, this square courtyard has gone through hundreds of years of wind and rain and still maintains its original appearance. It is as quiet as the girl standing by the flowers and water in the courtyard hundreds of years ago. This is a great place to take photos. After turning around twice, Su Yuan took a group of photos of Zhao Qingsu. Zhao Qingsu randomly picked a photo and posted it to her circle of friends, sighing at the same time. In the photo, she is sitting on the corridor under the eaves of the green brick and gray tile corridor, leaning against a red painted pillar, with vibrant willow branches around her and koi in the pond in front of her. She lowers her eyes slightly, her posture is graceful, and it seems that she is living a peaceful life. Zuer, you are becoming more and more beautiful recently. Where was this filmed? It's so beautiful and feels so good. Where is this place? I love it. The responses in the circle of friends were very enthusiastic, and most people loved this yard as soon as they saw it. Jing Tian also asked, "This place looks like a courtyard. Zuer, where are you?" "I just bought a courtyard house." Zhao Qingsu simply replied, Jing Tian was very calm. My family also has a courtyard house which is similar to this one right on the street of Dongbatio. However, that place is not habitable. The street next to it is too busy. It is noisy all day long. Where is your house? Maybe we are neighbors. My set is next to Purple City. It should not be in the same place as yours. Next to Purple City. Jing Tian was shocked when she heard what Zhao Qingsu said. She suddenly understood. It's the set that the Huang family auctioned off before, right? I remember it was very expensive. My husband insisted on buying it for me, and I had no choice. Brother Yuan is really spending a lot of money this time. After chatting casually, Zhao Qingsu saw that the number of comments in the circle of friends continued to increase, and she didn't have time to read them, because she was dragged into an antique street by Su Yuan. It's just near the courtyard. Zhao Qingsu was not interested in antiques, but when she thought about the fact that many of the things in the courtyard had been moved out by the original owner, she wanted to buy some and take them back to decorate the courtyard. The antique street is particularly lively. There are few shops, most of them are street vendors. The stall owners are all kinds of weird. Some are very good at dealing with things. They shout when they see people and put a big loudspeaker next to them to shout when there is no one. Anyway, they are never idle. Some of them just sit there playing with their cell phones and don't even notice when guests come. But you have to say, there are quite a lot of beautiful old items on these stalls. Zhao Qingsu is a fashion designer and has no resistance to things with exquisite patterns. After a while, she fell in love with a red lacquered enamel box with white magnolia dots. She excitedly pulled Su Yuan's hand over, picked up the box and looked at it. Boss, how much is this? This is from the Qing Dynasty Palace. It was once used by the emperor. Empress Dowager Cixi used it to store her treasures every day. It is well preserved. I won't cheat you. I will sell it for 280,000 yuan. It's just a box. How could it cost 280,000? Even Zhao Qingsu, who came here for the first time, knew that she was being ripped off. Just then another customer came over. He was a middle-aged man in a T-shirt and slippers. While picking his teeth with a toothpick, he picked up an ancient sword, weighed it, and asked, "How much?" "Boss, you have a good eye. This ancient sword is a good thing. It's from the Qin dynasty. Did Xiang Yu and Yu Jai know about it? Yu Jai used this to cut her throat. Look, there's still hot blood on it." The boss gave a lengthy introduction, in which the ancient sword was praised to the skies above all else. The middle-aged man said calmly, "Don't waste your time talking nonsense. Just tell me how much money you want." "The price is 990,000. After hearing the price, Zhao Qingsu was stunned. This boss was really bold to brag. Did he think the Price Bureau had no control over this area? You're selling something worth 990,000 yuan on a street stall. You keep talking nonsense all the time. I really want it. Can you just cut out the 10,000 at the end? 999 critical hits with one strike. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu had only heard of the king of bargaining, the dragon-slaying sword, but this way of bargaining was the first time they had seen it. Wasn't it too outrageous? "Okay, take it if you like." As soon as the middle-aged man took out his phone, the boss smiled and leaned forward to let him scan the QR code. "I'm telling you, you only got this deal because I opened my stall today. If it were someone else, I'd get 990,000, not a penny less." Watching the middle-aged man take the ancient sword back and hand it to his son as a toy, Zhao Qingsu looked at the box in her hand and fell into deep thought. She met her boss's eyes. "Boss." Cough, cough, cough. The boss coughed awkwardly and said, "Since you are so pretty, it's not impossible to bargain." "So, 28. It's too little. I spent 30 when I received it. Will you sell it for 50? "Sell." The boss smiled and handed over the QR code. "Scan it." Chapter 174, Do You Want Love? The bosses here are all nice people. It's so easy to bargain tilde. Holding the box in her hand happily, Zhao Qingsu's eyes narrowed with laughter, and it was obvious that she was in a very good mood. Mainly because I think this box is a great bargain. Although I don't know where it came from, it is undeniable that this box is very delicate and special. Buy it back, repair it yourself, disinfect it, and put a piece of black velvet inside, and it will become an excellent jewelry box. Yes, my wife has good taste. Su Yuan patted her head and continued to take her shopping. If you like anything else, buy them all. Okay, tilde. Zhao Qingsu doesn't feel bad at all when buying things here. Although many things look dirty and old, they can become beautiful and practical after being refurbished. Zhao Qingsu especially likes to go to places like this. Moreover, you can also enjoy the thrill of bargaining, which is really killing two birds with one stone. Seeing her buy 3 or 4 large vases that the boss said were from the official kiln of Jingdezhen during the Changde period, as well as a bunch of bookmarks, coasters, and other sundries in a short period of time, he felt helpless and said, "Wife, we are not without money. Why buy these cheap things? I spent the whole afternoon shopping, and the system kept reminding me to get a rebate of several hundred yuan. I guess I was tired of it." Su Yuan even felt sorry for the system. "What do you mean by cheap stuff? Don't these things look very useful? As long as I go back and disinfect them and then modify them by hand, they will be much more useful than the ones bought in the store, right? Also, although I know you are very rich now, no matter how rich you are, you still have to think about the dangers in times of peace. Besides, the bosses here are all sweet-mouthed and kind-hearted. Shouldn't I give them some business?" Zhao Qingsu talked a lot with her little mouth, saying a lot of profound truths. Su Yuan in front nodded, but when he heard the last sentence, he curled his lips in annoyance. "What do you mean by sweet mouth and kind heart? That's because you are beautiful." "Why jealous?" Upon hearing this, Zhao Qingsu immediately laughed secretly. Her eyes were curved, and her long eyelashes fluttered like two small fans looking as sweet as honey. She gently comforted Su Yuan. "No matter how beautiful I am still your wife. They are the ones who should be jealous." That's quite plausible." As they were talking, they had already walked into a small shop. The name of this shop was something like G. There were two words on the plaque. The front one had fallen off, leaving only G. The things in the store were piled up in a mess. To be honest, Su Yuan didn't want to come in after just taking a quick look at the place at the door. But Zhao Qingsu was very interested, so he had no choice but to accompany Zhao Qingsu in. The boss was a middle-aged man who was dozing off on a lazy chair at the counter and snoring loudly. Zhao Qingsu didn't care and carefully selected what she wanted from the pile of things. Soon she set her eyes on a pen. Although the pen was broken and could not be repaired without supernatural skills, the craftsmanship was very special, with a hint of the smell of war. This was something Zhao Qingsu fell in love with at first sight. She wanted to buy it and try to see if it could be repaired. If it could be repaired, she could use it. If not, she could put it in the cabinet as a decoration. Su Yuan casually glanced at the pen and praised, "My wife has a good eye. She picked out the most valuable item in this store right away." Perhaps it was the God-level antique appraisal that came into play. As soon as Su Yuan saw the pen, he felt that it was unusual. Anyway, at least we can guarantee that this pen is not mass-produced and has a history of at least 40 or 50 years. Is this true or false? Regardless of whether Su Yuan's words were true or false, Zhao Qingsu was very happy to hear them. "I'll go ask the boss how much it costs." 150,000. The boss was very unhappy when he was woken up. Just as he was about to curse, he saw Zhao Qingsu's face with a refreshing smile. All of a sudden, he not only no longer felt sleepy, but also became more energetic. "Miss, if you want, I can give you a little less." However, just as he finished saying this, he suddenly caught a glimpse of Su Yuan behind Zhao Qingsu. The two of them acted very intimately, and it was obvious at first glance that they were a couple. He suddenly became depressed. Zhao Qingsu didn't notice his change and asked happily, "Okay, boss, how much can you sell it for?" 14,999, love or not. After the boss finished speaking, he lay back in his chair and began to doze off. "It's just $1 short. Boss, please don't be so mean. Will you sell it for 1,000? Based on her previous bargaining experience, Zhao Qingsu quoted a price that she could accept. But the boss waved his hand decisively, "Not for sale." This was the first time today that her bargaining attempt was rejected. Zhao Qingsu looked at Su Yuan beside her at a loss and put the pen back. "If it's too expensive, I won't buy it. If this kind of gadget is cheap, you can buy it home to play with it. But if it is too expensive, it is not cost-effective." Su Yuan was looking at a painting on the wall, which was a landscape painting that seemed to have a large area of ink splashed across it. Chinese people pay attention to leaving blank space when painting ink. No matter what they paint, there will be large areas of blank space. However, this landscape painting goes against the trend. It is basically filled up, and there are even some inappropriate decorations. Anyone who sees it will say that it is superfluous. The signature on the painting is Zhang Sheng. Su Yuan did a search and found out that there was actually a painter named Zhang Sheng in the Qing dynasty who was best at painting landscapes. His works include green mountains and green waters. This painter is not very famous, so obviously his value is not very high. "Boss, I want this landscape painting. Please name a price." After looking at it for more than 10 seconds, Su Yuan made up his mind and asked the boss to give him the landscape painting. The boss looked at Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu and saw that they were rich people who didn't know much about the market, so he leisurely quoted a price. 500,000. "I won't sell this painting for less than 500,000. "Isn't it too expensive, boss?" Zhao Qingsu was a little confused. "Can it be cheaper?" "Cannot. It would be cheaper if you break up. But why are you negotiating when you already have a husband? The boss complained in his heart. Then he said, eyelids drooping, don't bargain with me here, it won't work. I'm different from those stalls outside. They sell fake goods, so naturally they will sell to you if you pay them a little. But it's different here. All the things I have are real good things. Take that painting, for example. It's an authentic work by Zhang Sheng from the Qing dynasty. I bought it from an auction. I spent nearly 400,000 to buy it. Now the market price is about 500,000. You can take it or not. Chapter 175. You have little hope. You have such a bad attitude. What does it mean to love or not? When Zhao Qingsu saw the boss's attitude, she pulled Su Yuan and was about to leave. No wonder the business here was so bad. After all the hard work, the boss's attitude was so bad. However, Su Yuan did not leave with Zhao Qingsu, contrary to his usual behavior. Instead, he smiled and said, "Boss, how about you sell me this painting for 500,000 yuan, and I will give you the pen as a gift. That pen also has a history. Boss, you can overcharge people in business, but don't overcharge them." Su Yuan calmly took out his bank card and shook it. "If you don't want to give me the pen, I'll leave now. If you are willing to give me the pen, I won't bargain with you for even a penny of 500,000. I saw Su Yuan took out his bank card. The boss pretended to be at a loss and stood up to swipe the card, muttering, all right, you're quite an interesting young man. I won't say any more to you. I'll give you the pen." After saying that, he quickly swiped Su Yuan's card, afraid that Su Yuan would go back on his word. Su Yuan watched his actions without saying anything. He took the things and left with Zhao Qingsu. Watching the two people leaving, the antique shop owner's face, which had been yawning all the time, changed instantly. "It's great. I met two more self-righteous suckers. They're quite rich. It seems that I don't need to open this shop for half a year. It's great." He said if he didn't want to open the store, then he wouldn't open it. He simply pulled down the shutter door at the door, locked it, and planned to go out for a good meal. When the people who were setting up stalls outside his door saw his appearance, they knew that he had successfully deceived a fool again, and they immediately became jealous. "I say, you are so lucky, you sleepyhead. Those fools all believe you." The man called the sleepyhead said with a smile, "Don't be jealous of me. I'm smart. I've told you long ago that setting up a stall has no future. Wouldn't it be better for you to rent a storefront? Look at my place. It's small, the rent is cheap, and there's no need to clean up. Rich people like this kind of place. Isn't that what they show on TV? It's especially easy to find bargains in a shabby antique shop like this. Every time they walk in, they must have the illusion that they are the chosen one. I can't pretend. That's not difficult." Anyway, he had nothing to do, and he made a lot of money today. He was in a very good mood, so he put the meal aside for the time being and squatted at the stall to brag. "If you want to make money, you must use your brain. Let's talk about whether I am pretending to be sophisticated or not. Let's just say that you collect things, so don't go to the wholesale market for wholesale. The things in those wholesale markets are not so good. Look at the things in my store, they are all bought from various places. Go to those remote small villages more often. There are a lot of old things there, and they can be sold for any money." The sleepyhead's ability to brag. Zhao Qingsu and Su Yuan had already walked to another small stall to inquire if there was any place nearby that restored ancient paintings. Although Zhao Qingsu felt distressed that Su Yuan spent 500,000 to buy this painting, he had no objection. First of all, the money originally belonged to Su Yuan, and he could spend it however he wanted. Secondly, he has never been soft-hearted when buying luxury goods for himself. Since he likes this painting, he doesn't care whether it is worth it or not, as long as Su Yuan likes it. Because she was also very happy to accompany Su Yuan to find a place to restore ancient paintings. Seeing that the two were carrying a lot of things and Zhao Qingsu's enthusiastic attitude, the stall owner pointed to a nearby shop that restored ancient paintings, and then asked, "What kind of ancient paintings do you restore? My husband just spent $500,000 on a painting and wants to do a little restoration on it." 500,000. The stall owner looked at Su Yuan and then at Zhao Qingsu, and only 3 words popped into his mind: sucker. Then he felt heartbroken and indignant, wondering why he had never met such a sucker. "Did you buy it at a place called something? There are only a few people doing antique business here. They use the same tricks and sell similar things. They have been hanging around this street for years, so naturally they know each other well. The only place that would dare to sell this broken thing at such a high price is that pavilion." "Yes." Zhao Qingsu nodded and asked, "Boss, is there something wrong with that store?" Nothing. Although he felt somewhat unconvinced, the stall owner did not expose the truth. After all, everyone was in the same boat, and there was no need to expose each other's secrets, as it would not benefit anyone. Seeing that the stall owner was unwilling to say more, Zhao Qingsu pulled Su Yuan to the ancient painting restoration shop. This shop is well run. Although the store is deserted, It is very clean and has north-south ventilation, giving people a very comfortable feeling as soon as they enter. The boss is a man in his 60s, wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses. He is thin and capable, with a clear temperament and a sense of scholarly character. Seeing the two people coming in, he put down the work in his hands and asked, "Do you two have any ancient paintings that need to be restored?" This one, Su Yuan placed the painting on the table and said, "Help me take a look." Chapter voice. As soon as he saw the author's signature, the old man said directly, "Don't look at it. Although this painter is not famous, I have handled several of his paintings. His style is not like this. This painting is fake and worthless. Besides, there is nothing wrong with this painting and it does not need to be repaired. Honey, it's okay. It's fine if it's fake. Just hang it in our living room. I won't feel bad if it's fake, tilde tilde." Upon hearing the old man's words, Zhao Qingsu was particularly afraid that Su Yuan would be sad, so she quickly comforted him. Su Yuan patted her head and turned to ask the old man a question. "Old man, can you help me peel off the surface of this painting?" You don't have much hope. Others may not understand what Su Yuan meant by this, but the old man has been in this business for so many years, so he naturally knows what he is thinking. But the chance of that happening is too low. He had been restoring ancient paintings for his entire life, and he had only seen it once, and that time he was just a bystander. "I will give you money whether it succeeds or not." Okay. There was no reason to refuse a job that was delivered to the door. The old man wiped his reading glasses and took the painting to the back. "I'll go see if it's difficult. You may have to wait for a few hours." "It's okay, no rush." The old man smiled, called a young man to serve tea to the two of them, and then went backstage. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were sitting inside the store playing with their cell phones. Chapter 176. Earn 100 million from 500,000, a huge profit. During the break in the game, Zhao Qingsu asked curiously, "Honey, what are you doing? Can you tell me?" "You'll know when the time comes. Now, I won't tell you." Snort. With a snort, Zhao Qingsu rolled her eyes and suddenly whispered, "My dear husband, I placed an order for several pieces of underwear while you were asleep yesterday. They were of that kind. Do you want to know what style they were?" Su Yuan's eyes suddenly lit up. Seeing that he had taken the bait, Zhao Qingsu smiled slyly. "Tell me what you are doing and I will show you the style." "That's fine." Su Yuan immediately lowered his eyes to look at the screen in his hand. "Hello? Not interested." Snort. This couldn't even make him speak. Zhao Qingsu was really at a loss. She sat dejectedly beside Su Yuan and sighed. The corners of Su Yuan's mouth rose slightly. The little girl still wanted to fight with him. "No matter what style it is, won't you have to wear it for him to see?" The two of them sat in the ancient painting restoration shop and played games. Time passed quickly, but after playing just 2 games, Su Yuan suddenly saw a message pop up on his phone. "It's a friend request." The note is Mr. Zhang Qi's assistant Lin Tang. Mr. Zhang Qi was the previous owner of the courtyard house. Although he was not seen during the handover, as it was handled by a third party, Su Yuan still recognized that person's name. "I don't know why his assistant added me. He agreed to the friend request out of curiosity." Soon Lin Tang sent a message. "Hello, Mr. Su. I am Mr. Wang's assistant. I added you this time because I have something to ask for your consent." You say, "It's like this, Mr. Su. You bought the quadrangle that Mr. Wang liked very much. He wants to invite you to Fuhua Club tonight for a gathering and a simple meal. What do you think? Can floating flowers eat?" Upon hearing what the other party said, Su Yuan hesitated for a moment and turned to ask Zhao Qingsu for her opinion. Zhao Qingsu thought for a moment and said, "Since they asked so politely, let's go. It's just a meal after all." The main reason is that the name of the Floating Flower Club sounds nice. "Okay." Smiling and patting Zhao Qingsu's head, he replied with a few words. "Okay. Okay, then we'll meet at the Fuhua Club at 7 o'clock tonight. I'll be waiting for you at the entrance of the club then." After the other party politely told the time, Su Yuan replied with an emoticon and said nothing else. He couldn't tell what kind of restaurant the name Fuhua was. He wanted to check it out, but was interrupted by the old man's surprised voice. It's true, it's true." The old man was still holding the separation tool in his hand. He looked at Su Yuan with excitement and continued, "There is indeed another painting hidden under this painting. It should be Fang Danian's authentic, long live mountain picture. The preliminary valuation of this painting is 100 million. 100 million. Su Yuan had already known this result, so he was not surprised. However, Zhao Qingsu and the young man who had just poured them tea exclaimed in unison. Zhao Qingsu originally thought that they were being cheated. After all, finding a bargain requires a lot of luck. She didn't think she would be so lucky to find a bargain. The young man was even more surprised. Their store is located next to an antique shop. Apart from the regular customers, the most frequent customers are those who know nothing about antiques and just bought a painting from the antique street and came to ask for appraisal and restoration, but who knew that this time it would really happen. "Excuse me, how much did you pay for this painting?" The young man asked curiously, his eyes sparkling. Before Su Yuan could speak, Zhao Qingsu proudly took Su Yuan's arm and replied, "I bought it for 500,000 yuan. At that time, I thought it was too expensive. I didn't expect my husband to have such good eyesight. If my eyesight wasn't good, I wouldn't be able to find a wife as good as you." Su Yuan smiled slightly. This dog food came unexpectedly. The young man was stunned for a moment, then he counted on his fingers. 500,000 earned 100 million, a huge profit. He was so envious. He wanders around the antique street every day, so why doesn't he have such good luck? Isn't God too unfair? "Uncle Jiu, you go ahead and do your work. I'm going to try my luck too. Maybe I'll get something good and become rich. Then I won't have to work for you like serving tea and pouring water." The young man rubbed his hands excitedly. The old man called Uncle Nine slapped him on the head in anger. "Do you have 500,000? If you don't have 500,000, you should just stay put. Picking up bargains also costs money. Do you think you can really pick up something good from the junk sold for 10 or 8 yuan out there?" After Uncle Jiu finished speaking, he resumed his previous scholarly demeanor. He looked at Su Yuan and calculated the time. "It's like this, Mr. Su. I thought you could finish this painting quickly, but because the two paintings are so tightly attached, I have separated a part now, but there is still a large part that needs to be done slowly. It will probably take 2 days. Restoring ancient paintings is a particularly time-consuming task. For those ancient paintings that are severely damaged, it may take several months to restore them. The painting is well preserved, and the paper used is of good quality. Even though it takes time to separate and frame it, it still takes time." At first, he asked Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu to wait here, mainly to perfunctorily deal with them. Now that he saw it was the real thing, he immediately explained it to Su Yuan. Su Yuan nodded, expressing his understanding, left the painting here and left. The young man enthusiastically saw Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu out, and before leaving he asked cautiously, "Mr. Su, can I shake your hand?" "Zumb." The young man looked at Su Yuan with doubt and explained, "It's just etiquette, a handshake." Su Yuan shook hands with him in confusion. "Ah, thank you, thank you." The young man held up the hand that had just shaken hands with Su Yuan, beaming with joy. "I feel very lucky now. Goodbye, both of you. I'm going to pick up some bargains." Having said that, he ran away. Soon the whole antique street knew about Su Yuan's ancient paintings. Everyone knew that the young man was the nephew of the owner of the ancient painting restoration shop. After all, they saw him every day, and everyone would say hello to him when they saw him coming. Therefore, the man stayed and started bragging to them. "You don't know that's Fang Danian's authentic work. You've all heard of Fang Danian, right? His paintings are very valuable, ranging from tens of millions to hundreds of millions. This painting is a painting within a painting, so it may be even more valuable." Chapter 177, Are You Kidding Me? Come, come, this is the hand I shook with that son of luck. Everyone come and touch it. In our line of work, luck is everything. Think about it, touching it only costs a little over $100, but if you can get such amazing luck in the future, if you can just collect some valuable antiques or meet a few suckers, won't everyone become rich? When the blowing was almost done, the young man rolled his eyes and started doing business on the spot. You know what? Quite a few people actually paid to touch his hand. The sleepyhead who had just finished his meal and came for a walk was greatly surprised when he saw this scene, and immediately teased with disdain. "Hey, when did the nephew of Master Jiu become a duck? This little hand feels more than 100 yuan. It's quite expensive. Isn't what you said too harsh?" The young man had some problems with sleepyheads, and his face darkened when he heard him say that. What did I say is wrong?" The sleepyhead laughed provocatively. The young man glared at him for a few seconds, then suddenly asked, "I see you look very happy today. You just came back from eating at Little Sheep. You must have made a fortune, right? If I'm not mistaken, you sold a painting worth 500,000. Oh, have you heard about all the glorious deeds of your uncle? You are well informed. Hiccup, let me tell you, don't be jealous of your uncle every day. Your uncle does business with his brain." "Then I'm definitely not jealous. I admire you." When they heard that the painting was sold by Sleepyhead, everyone's eyes suddenly became filled with gloating. The young man also spoke in a sarcastic tone. "What do you mean? You don't learn good things, but bad things. You've been with your uncle all day, so you must be stupid, right? You seem to have learned the essence of talking nonsense." Hey. The young man smiled, but he was not angry. "I'm not talking nonsense. I just really admire you, sleepyhead. Everyone else exaggerates fakes and sells them as real, but you sell real things at fake prices. Isn't this the legendary charity? No philanthropist is as generous as you. The young man who bought your painting has already taken it to my uncle and showed it to him. Guess what? The painting you sold is a painting within a painting. There is an original painting worth hundreds of millions hidden underneath. Are you trying to scare me, kid? Go to my Uncle Jiu's place and see for yourself. The young man said with a smile. Besides, why would I lie to you about this? It won't do me any good. Seeing that what he said didn't seem to be a lie, the sleepyhead's face turned pale. Isn't he at a huge loss? Depend on. He lost so much that he didn't even have anything left on his pants. But how is it possible? Sleepyhead carefully recalled the process of buying the painting. He received the painting in a small village. The old man who sold it to him wanted to treat his grandson's illness. At that time, the old man said that the painting was passed down from his ancestors and was said to be very valuable. When he saw the painting, he thought it was nothing and thought the old man must have been deceived by his ancestors. He didn't expect it to be so valuable. If he had known that the painting was so valuable, how could he have sold it? A painting worth hundreds of millions. With this painting, he will never have to worry about food and drink for the rest of his life. So why would he bother opening a crappy antique shop? But the painting disappeared in the blink of an eye. Damn it, that guy got away with it. I don't know how lucky that guy is. It's okay to have such a beautiful wife, but he can also get such a big advantage from her. While the sleepyhead was feeling frustrated, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu went back to the hotel to change their clothes. After all, someone is treating you to a meal, so you naturally have to dress more formally on such occasions. His clothes and Zhao Qingsu's clothes were both ordered in advance by Zin Ziolai and sent over. He was wearing a handmade gray suit, while Zhao Qingsu was wearing a goose yellow dress. After the two changed their clothes, they drove directly towards the Fuhua Club. Originally, Su Yuan thought Fuhua Club was a restaurant, but when he arrived, he found out that it was a place similar to a private club. Moreover, it is very daunting at first glance, not for any other reason, but because the Fuhua society has occupied an entire street in the center of the imperial capital, where every inch of land is worth a lot of money. It was still a bustling city outside, but once we arrived at the territory of Fuhua Club, the atmosphere suddenly changed. The person standing at the door was not a security guard, but a guard with a weapon. What kind of place is this? It looks pretty high-end. Zhao Qingsu curiously leaned over to take a look. To be honest, after Su Yuan became rich, he took her to many good places, but this was the first time she had been to a place like this. At first glance, it gives people a feeling of being particularly noble and otherworldly. Looking at the flowers and trees, and a corner of the building that were exposed by the floating flowers, the level of refinement and sophistication was not much different from that of Purple City. "Hello, sir, please show me your membership card." When the car arrived at the gate, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu were stopped directly. Even when the other party saw that they were driving a Rolls-Royce Phantom, he didn't even raise his eyelids. His attitude was neither humble nor arrogant, and it was obvious that he had seen many luxury cars. Sorry, Mr. Su, I was delayed by something, so I'm late. I'm really sorry." Su Yuan was just thinking about how to answer the guard's question when a young man came running over, apologized to him breathlessly, and then handed the guard a card. "This is our guest, Mr. Zhang. Sorry, please come in." After looking at the card handed over by the young man, the guard respectfully saluted Su Yuan and let him pass. This time, Su Yuan drove the car slowly into the door. Not long after the car entered the Fuhua Club, a stretched Lincoln appeared in front. Zhang Qi's assistant Lin Tang respectfully invited Su Yuan to get out of the car. "Mr. Su, please get out of the car. Your car will be parked in the garage by someone else." After Su Yuan got out of the car, he walked to the passenger seat, opened the door, and helped Zhao Qingsu get out of the car. Lin Tang didn't expect that Su Yuan brought a female companion with him, and was stunned for a moment. "This is my wife." Su Yuan introduced it. Zhao Qingsu smiled slightly and greeted Lin Tang gracefully. It turned out to be Madame Su. Lin Tang's surprise was quickly suppressed. He respectfully invited Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu to get into the stretched Lincoln, then gave an instruction to the beautiful driver in front, and the car started slowly. You can see the clouds and water outside the window, the pavilions and corridors, the pavilions and terraces, the long and winding eaves. I have to say, this place is really elegant. Ordinary people probably won't be able to enter a place like this in their lifetime, let alone consume it. It seems that Mr. Zhang Qi is really particular. Chapter 178, Is There Something Wrong? About 5 minutes later, The car stopped in front of a circular arch. Lin Tang invited the two to get out of the car. Please. Su Yuan hugged Zhao Qingsu and got out of the car. Led by Lin Tang, they walked into the archway, turned around, and finally came to a very antique room. The room was filled with the scent of incense and was filled with rosewood furniture. There was a round table in the middle, and 3 people were already sitting at the table. Sitting on the seat was an old man wearing a double-breasted satin shirt. On his left and right sat a beauty. The one on the left was plump and gorgeous, and the one on the right was petite and pretty. Not only were they well-dressed, but they also had special temperament. It was obvious that they had read a lot of books. "Mr. Su, you are finally here." As soon as the old man saw Su Yuan coming in, he immediately greeted him with a smile. "Have a seat." After saying that, his eyes immediately fell on Zhao Qingsu. "There's no way. I'm so beautiful that I can't be invisible even if I want to." Lin Tang smiled at Zhang Qi with great insight. "Sir, this is Madame Su." "Oh, I see." Naturally, Zhang Qi did not expect that Su Yuan would bring his wife with him to Fuhua Club. He was stunned for a moment, then greeted Zhao Qingsu. Places like Fuhua Club, although the name sounds very serious, are, after all, high-end private clubs, so they must have all the services that one would expect, and it is impossible for them to be inferior to the healthcare services provided outside. Zhang Qi knew that the person invited today was Su Yuan, so he had already prepared people to drink with him. Seeing Su Yuan bringing Zhao Qingsu over, he also winked at the 2 women beside him. Of course, the 2 women knew what he meant, so they didn't try to steal the limelight and just quietly served the dishes and poured tea. "Mr. Su is so young and handsome. I am really envious of him." Zhang Qi was a little emotional, as he didn't expect the person who bought the courtyard house was so young. "Thank you for the compliment. Although I don't like the pedantic politeness, since I'm here I still have to save face." Su Yuan sat seriously, but his eyes were fixed on the dishes served in front of him. "Well, it has good color, aroma, and taste, and you can tell it was made by a chef. It is estimated that such a meal should cost no less than tens of thousands. These rich people really know how to enjoy themselves. I took the liberty of inviting Mr. Su over this time. Actually, there is nothing special about it. I just wanted to see who the person who bought the courtyard house this afternoon was. Now I see that Mr. Su is indeed worthy of my courtyard." Zhang Qi, probably because he is old, talked a lot about the history of the courtyard. It's true that this courtyard house does have a certain history. The people who lived here decades ago were all well-known celebrities, the kind that are still written about in history books. Speaking of the latter, the old man said with some regret, "It's a pity that now I have to sell this yard. It's obvious that they are facing financial difficulties, but living such a luxurious life every day is impossible even if you don't want to have difficulties." Su Yuan complained inwardly. Zhang Qi on the other side seemed to understand his thoughts and didn't mind. He smiled and said, "The poisonous insects are still alive even after they die." The meal was quite enjoyable. After finishing their meal, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu should have left, but Zhao Qingsu was quite interested in this place and suggested taking a look around. Zhang Qi said that he was not feeling well and wanted to go back to rest after dinner, so he asked Lin Tang to accompany him. Lin Tang is a young man. When he is with Zhang Qi, he looks very steady and calm and doesn't talk much. But after Zhang Qi leaves, he starts to talk more. He could see that Su Yuan didn't like the 2 women who were accompanying him, so he sent them away. "Who are they?" Zhao Qingsu asked curiously. The 2 women just now had extraordinary temperaments and did not look like ordinary people at all. But it seems very contradictory that it comes and goes as it pleases. "They..." Lin Tang scratched his head, not knowing how to answer her for a moment. "They are the staff here. If necessary, they will accompany you to drink and chat and provide some special services. Everyone knows about this special service." Zhao Qingsu naturally understood, but these 2 people were too different from the people she imagined providing this kind of service. "Aren't those people all wearing heavy makeup?" Fuhua Club is quite strict in recruiting people. The minimum educational requirement to work here is a bachelor's degree, and you also have to be pretty and have special skills. The 2 people just now, one majored in music and the other majored in Chinese. They have both achieved some success in the industry. Lin Tang seemed to see Zhao Qingsu's confusion and explained. This shocked Zhao Qingsu even more. "You are so talented. Why do you still come to this kind of place to do that kind of work? Mr. Su, Mrs. Su, you are not members here, so we can't enter many places. I can only take you around the area. If you want to go somewhere else, I suggest you get a membership card here." Lin Tang observed that Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu did not seem to be people who were short of money, so he recommended them to apply for the card. Su Yuan thought about it and agreed. Soon Lin Tang asked the driver to drive the car to the office of Fu Huihui. The people inside received the two people warmly. After asking clearly that they wanted to apply for a card, the first thing they did was to fill out a form. The form directly asked about the current net worth of the applicant, without any subtlety. As soon as you look at this form, you will know that this place is used to screen whether you are the target customer or not. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu certainly meet the requirements for applying for the card. Therefore, after filling out the form, the person in charge just glanced at it and asked the two to pay the membership fee with a smile. Mr. Su, Mrs. Su, our membership fee is paid annually, and the annual fee is 1 million. Upon hearing the price of the membership fee, Zhao Qingsu widened her eyes slightly and actually didn't want to apply for the card on the spot. This price is even worse than that of a hairdresser. But Su Yuan didn't think it was that expensive, so he handed over the card and said, "Swipe the card." "Yes, sir." Ding, congratulations to the host for spending 1 million on his wife Zhao Qinghua and getting a tenfold rebate of 10 million. It has been deposited into your account balance. Please check it. Ding, congratulations to the host for spending 1 million yuan on his wife Zhao Qinghua, triggering the lucky rebate and obtaining God-level golf skills. Soon, the sound of system rebates rang in my ears, and the lucky rebate was triggered. But what golf skill is the lucky rebate this time? He has never played golf before and he has no interest in it. This golf skill is too useless. Mr. Su, Mrs. Su, these are your membership cards. Please keep them. As long as the money is in place, good service attitude is naturally indispensable. Within a few minutes, the membership cards for both of them were ready. Su Yuan took the membership card with a black background and a silver flower embossed on it, and saw a small word, white, written under the flower. He asked in confusion, "Is this a mistake? My last name is Su." Chapter 179, No One Can Fight. Yes, sir. This word represents the level of our membership. White is our junior membership, and above it are gray, black, and ink. When your accumulated consumption in our Fuhua Club reaches a certain level, your membership will be automatically upgraded, and each level of membership will unlock new membership benefits. The staff member patiently introduced Su Yuan with a smile. Su Yuan nodded. The darker the relationship, the more popular it is among you guys, right? Mr. Su, you are joking. Black is a mysterious and noble color, which just fits the purpose of our Fuhua Club. This is also the original intention of the designer when designing the membership card and establishing the membership levels. After getting the membership card, Lin Tang started to wander around with Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Not to mention, this place doesn't look big from the entrance, but it's a different world once you go inside. The area is probably larger than Purple City, and it has all kinds of entertainment facilities. Not only can you eat and take a bath, but you can also do all kinds of entertainment. And every activity here can enjoy the ultimate experience. Of course, the most important selling point here is its privacy. No reporter or media outlet can get in. This is also the reason why Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu had never heard of the Fuhua Society before. Places like this only focus on serving the super rich or people with status and power. Of course, they should be as low-key as possible and will not easily appear in the public eye. There are actually horse farms and golf courses here. Not long after walking around, Su Yuan saw a green lawn inside, but it was surrounded by barbed wire. "Yes, Mr. Su, do you want to go horseback riding?" Lin Tang smiled and said, "I heard that there are all kinds of precious horses here. If Mr. Su is interested in riding horses, he can go and claim a horse and raise it. Come and ride it when you have nothing to do. Forget about the horseback riding. Take me to the golf course for some fun." Good. Although his golf skills were mediocre and he didn't need them most of the time, the system had rewarded him with them, so of course he wanted to give it a try. Seeing that Su Yuan wanted to go, Zhao Qingsu had no objection and accompanied him to the golf course. The days are longer in the summer, and it is still several hours before dark, so there are quite a few people on the golf course. Of course, this is quite a lot compared to people from other places in Fuhuahui. "Hey, isn't that Wang Kong and Qin Fen?" Not long after entering the golf course, the coach over there was talking to Su Yuan, but Zhao Qingsu, who was secretly observing the venue, pulled Su Yuan's sleeve. Maybe Zhao Qingsu doesn't know other wealthy people at all, but she knows Wang Kong and Qin Fen who often appear on WB. I used to think they were very far away, but I never thought I would actually meet them one day. This feeling made Zhao Qingsu feel very novel. Wang Kong and Qin Fen naturally also saw the two newcomers, Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu, but they didn't know them, so they just took a quick look at them and then looked away. "Yes, that's it." Su Yuan nodded and said that he had already communicated with the coach, who would teach them how to play golf later. Now all they have to do is choose their clubs. There are all kinds of golf clubs here, but most of them are high-end brands. Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu each picked a golf club at random and spent more than 30,000 yuan. Zhao Qingsu was a little shocked. They were just 2 poles and didn't look special, but they were sold at such a high price. It was really a high cost. Ding! Congratulations to the host for spending 18,888 on his wife Zhao Qinghua and getting a tenfold rebate of 108,880. It has been deposited into your account balance. Please check it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for spending 18,888 flowers for his wife Zhao Qinghua. This triggered the lucky rebate and 1 Zibble Dark Knight. Please check it out. Zhao Qingsu over there was feeling distressed about the money, but after Su Yuan heard the rebate given by the system, he felt that he had made a profit. Those illusory skills are too useless. Giving good things is the right thing to do. This Zibble Dark Knight sounds like an awesome sports car. However, no matter how excited Su Yuan was, he was only excited for a moment and soon regained his composure. After choosing the clubs, the coach took the 2 to the venue and began to explain the most basic rules to them. There are a total of 18 holes on the golf course. The distances of these 18 holes are different. They are divided into short holes, medium holes, and long holes according to the length of the distance. The par for a short hole is 3 strokes, the par for a medium hole is 4 strokes, and the par for a long hole is 5 strokes. The number of strokes here refers to how many strokes it takes to get the ball into the hole. For example, on a par 3 hole, if you take 3 strokes, then you have scored 1 par. The coach talked a lot, and although he tried to be as concise as possible, it was still very confusing to listen to, not to mention the following points. I used to think those pretentious people playing ball on TV were doing it very simply. It was just one person holding a stick and hitting the ball far away. I didn't expect there were so many rules involved. Playing golf is actually very simple. The first step is to put the ball on the golf ball holder, then hit the ball onto the green and finally get a hole in 2. Soon, the coach demonstrated a standard 3-stroke. After the demonstration, he extended his hand to Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. Sir and madam, why don't you try it yourself? I'll do it, tilde. After listening to the tutorial for so long, Zhao Qingsu felt a little headache. Now she could finally try it out herself. She was the first to step forward and swung the club according to the posture taught by the coach. Then, waving a lonely M, after a moment of silence, Zhao Qingsu secretly exerted force, and this time she finally hit the ball out. But in the blink of an eye, the ball disappeared. Although she didn't have to do things like picking up the ball, it still made her a little frustrated. When she watched other people play golf on TV, it seemed so easy. Isn't it just using a club to hit a small ball into a hole? But when she actually played, she found that it was really difficult. The golf course is so big, and the hole is so small. You have to control your strength very delicately to hit the ball into the hole. I didn't expect there would be newcomers here. The lobby of the golf course has a glass door. Wang Kong and Qin Fen, who were resting in the lobby, had already finished their game and were sitting on the leather sofa in the lobby drinking coffee and chatting. Unexpectedly, they saw the coach teaching Su Yuan and Zhao Qingsu. The members of the Fuhua Club are all people of status. For them, playing golf is like a skill that they are born with, and there are few who don't know how to play it. As for the coaches here, they are all just for show. Most of the time, they are just playing with the guests. This is probably the first time ever that a coach has been useful. Qin Fen chuckled. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a newcomer here for a long time. Yes. Wang Kong nodded and said with some pride, being invincible is lonely. Before Dayuan went abroad, he could still fight me a few times. Now that he's gone, there's not a single one of you who can fight me. Chapter 180, Husband, you are so awesome. Don't show off like that. With your skills, you can only bully a few of us. When it comes to playing golf, most people aren't very good at it. They just play it for fun. Tisk, you're just sour. How can I be jealous? With your level, you are only slightly better than those 2 newcomers. Hey, you wouldn't belittle me like that, would you? While Qin Fen and Wang Kong were chatting, Zhao Qingsu had already given up her seat to Su Yuan in frustration. Husband, come on. I can't do it anymore, tilde. You think this is not enough? Don't just say no. I'm not a man, so what if I say no? Su Yuan stood at the teeing point. The staff next to him placed the ball on the tee. He looked intently at the short hole in front of him. Following the method taught by his coach, he easily hit the ball onto the green with his first shot. Beautiful, that's it. Most of the newcomers' level is similar to Zhao Qingsu. The coach has seen many of them, and he thought Su Yuan was at a similar level. He didn't expect him to be so good, and he played very well on the first shot. With the coach's cheers, Su Yuan took 2 more shots and hit the ball into the hole perfectly. The coach was dumbfounded watching from the side. "Mr. Su, that's it. Have you ever played this before?" "This is my first time." Su Yuan smiled slightly. Needless to say, everything the system gives him works every time, just like the god-level golf skill it gave him. In fact, he didn't know how to play golf at all, and didn't even know the rules. But when he held the golf club in his hand, it was as if a sense of familiarity came over him, allowing him to instantly gain control over his body and hit the ball to the position he wanted. "I see, then you are really very talented." The coach praised him verbally, but he didn't really care in his heart, thinking that he was just luckier. "Now that we know how to play the short holes, let's see how to play the middle holes." After the coach finished speaking, he demonstrated a standard 4-stroke shot into the center hole. Zhao Qingsu still played terribly. This time she controlled her strength well, so the ball didn't fly out, but it was hit back and forth by her club and refused to go into the hole. Finally, she threw the club aside in frustration and said, "I don't want to play anymore." "Honey, you play." Su Yuan pinched her face and said, "Watch this." After saying that, he imitated the coach and demonstrated a perfect 4-stroke shot into the center hole. "Mr. Su, is this really your first time playing basketball? If the first time was a coincidence, how do you explain the second time? Playing golf does require some luck, but it also requires more skill. Just look at how relaxed Su Yuan is. It seems like he is completely familiar with it." "Yeah, mainly because I don't think golf is difficult at all." Su Yuan nodded. "It took 4 strokes to get the hole in. That was so easy. Isn't it easy for you too, coach?" Seeing that Su Yuan didn't seem to be lying at all, the coach didn't know what to say for a moment. He can hit par easily, mainly because he plays golf every day. Moreover, the reason why he was hired by Fuhua Club to be the golf coach here is because he has performed very well in major international competitions and has won many trophies and honors in the past. "But what does it mean to hit par in your first try? Hubby, you are so awesome, aren't you?" Zhao Qingsu, who had been tortured by golf for so long, saw Su Yuan looking relaxed and happily came over, her face full of admiration and happiness. Su Yuan was a little flattered by her praise. "Actually, I don't think this is a big deal. A hole in 4 is too easy. Do you want me to show you a hole in 1? Okay. Watch out, whoosh." Su Yuan got into position, and with his movements, the ball flew out smoothly and went straight into the middle hole. "My husband is so awesome, tilde. When Zhao Qingsu saw Su Yuan go into the cave, as he said, she was very surprised. She went up to Su Yuan, hugged his neck, stood on tiptoe, and kissed him on the face. "Eagle." Su Yuan was so busy showing off in front of Zhao Qingsu and playing around with her that he completely forgot that the coach was still there. So he didn't see the coach's shocked expression. "How is it possible?" The coach muttered to himself and stood there in a daze for a moment. Not only the coach, but also the staff nearby and Wang Kong and Qin Fen, who were sitting in the hall watching, were all shocked. Especially Wang Kong and Qin Fen. They stood up subconsciously. Qin Fen rubbed his eyes and said, "I am not seeing things, it is really Eagle. This guy is a master. Do experts still need a coach to explain the rules?" "So you mean he's a genius?" Wang Kong asked back, and he also put down his coffee and walked towards the golf course. "No, I have to go over to meet him. This guy wants to shake my position as the little prince of golf in Fuhua Club." Qin Fen followed suit. "If we're talking purely about looks, you won't be able to be called the little prince of golf at the Fuhua Club even after a few hundred years. I'm talking about technology. Do you understand technology?" As the two were talking, they had already arrived beside Su Yuan. At first, Su Yuan was playing with Zhao Qingsu and didn't notice the two people coming over until Wang Kong introduced himself. Su Yuan listened to Wang Kong and Qin Fen's self-introductions in a daze, and out of politeness he also gave his name, Su Yuan. "It turns out to be Master Su," Wang Kong said with a smile. "This is the first time I see you at Fuhua Club." "Mr. Su." To be honest, Su Yuan was a little uncomfortable when Wang Kong called him that. He raised his eyebrows slightly and asked, "What do you want from me? We don't really have anything to do with you. We just saw that you're a very good golfer, so we wanted to get to know you." Qin Fen suppressed his laughter and patted Wang Kong on the shoulder. "By the way, this buddy wants to compete with you for the position of the Little Prince of Golf in Fuhua Club. The Little Prince of Golf at the Floating Flower Club. Go away, don't listen to his nonsense." Wang Kong pushed Qin Fen and told the staff standing next to him to bring his golf club over. "I just saw that you are very good at golf, so I want to play a few rounds with you. I wonder if you are willing." "Of course, I have nothing to be unwilling about this." Su Yuan weighed the ball in his hand twice and chuckled. "However, I have never played golf with anyone, so my performance may not be very good." To be honest, I saw you playing basketball there just now. You played pretty well. Don't underestimate yourself. I haven't met an opponent like you in a long time. Come on, let's have an exciting game. Seeing Wang Kong's enthusiasm, Su Yuan nodded and said, let's get started. Chapter 181, just say what you want. I play golf all the time, and you're a novice, so I'll let you play first. In order to show his grace, Wang Kong gave way to the first person without deciding who should go first. Su Yuan didn't refuse and picked up the club directly. Call out. As he swung the club, the golf ball flew out and went straight into the nearest short hole. Shit, it's eagle again. According to the rules of golf, it is already a rare achievement to be able to play a standard 3 strokes on a short hole. If you get a hole in one less than the par, it is called a birdie. The score that is 2 strokes less than the par is called an eagle. Generally speaking, being able to hit a birdie is already a very good level among amateur players.